This young man is completely stunned by the scene in front of seeing his parent. Their faces still very young. Both are playing with Noha, holding baby toys in their hands. What is happening here? Noha is confused. He even thought he had been reincarnated into another life. However, when Noha reached out to touch his mother's hand, he realized his hand was tiny and he could not move this body at all. It seems Noha is not dead. Instead, he has gone back in time to when he was just 1 year old. This is truly shocking. Noha's eyes are wide open. He feels this situation is so illogical. How could he possibly turn back time? He only remembers gasping for breath in the abyss dungeon, while Liu Deng was crying and mentioning the two words mirror. Could she have activated a mirror? Liu Deng possesses a power on par with those in the 12th throne, so it would not be too surprising if she really did. But speaking of turning back time is still hard to believe. Noha looks at his parents' carefree face, feeling a bit teary. He never thought he would see them again. In his previous life, they lost their lives to monster attack when he was just 6 years old. Since then, Noha has lived with a hatred for monsters and has become a hunter, slaughtering them in return. But now, Noha has been given a second chance, so this time, with his own hand, he will change his fate. The life of Noha in the form of a baby. And even though you still have all the memories from before your rebirth, the truth is you are still just a kid right now. In other words, you can do anything at all, just eat and sleep. But still, you have been given a second chance at life, and that is the opportunity for you to turn things around, both literally and figuratively. It means No can avoid the tragedies of the past life, and literally, it means today you can roll over. And the process of achieving your first role in life is passionately encouraged by a special fan named No. Noah is the cute older sister who is just a little older than you, but the memories of Noah as a sister are quite vague compared to the memories of her. The only moment you remember clearly is the day your family was attacked by monsters. Your sister hugged you tight, using her small body to shield, crying and saying, "Don't worry, I will protect you." In this life, Noah is still a loving older sister to you. When she saw Noah successfully roll over, she rushed to hug you, constantly rubbing her cheek against yours and praising you. "You are so good at my little hidden brother." Overall, Noah is good at everything. She just expresses her emotions a bit too much. Time passed like this, and in the blink of an eye, Noah became a 9-month-old child who could sit steadily, and you began to gather mana. Mana's everywhere, even in small amounts, but it also exists in the air. Before your rebirth, Noah did not have much mana in her body, so that period was quite difficult. So if the body can handle it, you want to start absorbing mana right from this young age. It is just that this process has not been very smooth, because Noah keeps interrupting. When she saw her younger brother sitting cross-legged like a little old man, she could not help but want to tease him. But because of that, Noah suddenly discovered something. Her sister had a lot of mana within her. That is not necessarily a good, because if someone has too much mana, they will have to suffer from mana condensation sick, which could ultimately have a negative impact on their health. Noah did not want this to happen to her sister, so she needed to help her control her mana. Being naive, did not know anything about it. All she wanted to do was stick with her younger brother and grow up together with. Time flew by like a dog running through a field. Before long, Noah was already 4 years old, and now she could do a lot more things and spent more time outside than inside the house. And the reason for that, it is because every time they went out to play, Noah would bring him along. Her sister was not only popular with the kid, but also well known among everyone in the neighborhood. Compared to her sister, it seemed like he was not as welcomed by the other kid. "Noah, why are you here? You do not need to be here. I just mentioned you and here you are. Look at this kid's attitude. It is clear he does not want to see you." "It is because I was dragged here. Minji, you know." Noah replied, "I told you not to call me that. My name is Kim Minnie, not Minji." The other party yelled, making Noah's ears ring. After Noah arrived at the playground, she quickly established her position as the leader of this group of kids. So the whole group started to focus, getting ready to play cops and robber. Noah was not excited at all, because he felt he should not be playing with kids when he was already 32 years old. But when he saw his sister smile, Noah felt that this experience was not so bad after all. Well, could make an exception because she was there. The two kids played together until late afternoon. By the time they got home, they were covered in dirt. But Noah seemed really happy. Everything was still quite peaceful, until they passed by an alley and heard a growl from a stray dog. The look in that dog's eyes was incredibly terrifying, and Noah, who was just half a head taller than his younger brother, did not hesitate to stand in front of it. "It is, I will protect you." Noah's voice clearly trembling with fear, and Noah realized that this situation seemed exactly like a past life. It seemed that no matter how many times he lived again, his sister would always disregard everything to protect him like this. He still clearly remembered that phrase along with the feeling of his sister's trembling arms around him. But this time, everything was different. Noah bravely stepped forward, facing the dog. "I will protect you." As soon as he said that, the mana within him was unleashed. Noah stared straight at the dog and then shouted, "Get lost. What scares it is not your face or your childish voice. The mana you exude." Without waiting for Noah to say it a second time, the dog ran away with its tail between its legs. Noah was so astonished that his mouth fell open. After a while, she finally came to her sense and rushed towards her little brother with an incredibly excited look. "What just happened?" "That was mana. Right. I want to do that too. Teach me." Noni was a bit over the top. Given her personality, that reaction was pretty normal. In the end, Nozi agreed to his sister's request. After all, he had intended to teach her since he was 9 months old. Noji seemed really happy and immediately grabbed his brother's hand to run home. Noji had always wanted his sister's smile, and to do that, he had to prevent the family tragedy that happened when he was 6 years old. To change that trajectory, Nozi swore he would do anything. So after returning home, he started becoming his sister's private tutor and taught her how to control mana in her body from the very base. This was quite difficult. The fact that Nozi kept failing made Noha feel like this world was really fair. His sister was born with the blessing of mana, but had no talent to control it. On the other hand, did not have as much innate mana, but was very good at controlling his own. The good thing was that Noji was persistent since childhood, so failing many times did not make her give up. Just wait and see. She would definitely succeed. Persistence was a plus, but impatience was a minus. The exercise Nozi set for his sister was to use mana to help the spinning top balance, but she was so anxious that she used too much mana, causing the top to spin wildly out of control. By that time, their family was still very peaceful and happy. One evening, while the whole family was watching TV together, Mom mentioned that next year he would turn 6, so it was time to go to preschool. "I do not want to," Nuha pouted in response. "No way," promised Mom. "Did not." It is true that before, Nuha had whined so much that Mom allowed him not to go to preschool when he was little, but in the the end, he promised Mom that he would start school when he turned 6. Noah could not believe that he, someone who had lived for nearly 40 years in 2 lifetimes, was about to endure those annoying, crying kids. Just thinking about it made him tired already. Coincidentally, today is also New Year's Eve. The TV is broadcasting the New Year's celebration live. According to the host, the moment of entering the new year is also the moment when Korea creates a new history for humanity. The screen changes to a female reporter sitting on a plane. She said they are currently flying over the Dongmyo-Tome area, where their ancestors, kings and queens of the Joseon dynasty, rest. A new chapter in Korean history is about to be opened. Ladies and gentlemen, Noah felt a bit dizzy from the voice of the female host. A new chapter. It seems like they have high expectations. After humanity learned to use mana, everyone has been busy mastering it. So they did not realize that because mana was concentrated in one place, monsters started appearing in 1999, before the 21st century began. That horrifying event occurred, which later became known as the end of a century. The monster escaped and started a massive everywhere. Because of this, South Korea lost 30% of its population. Humanity then truly understood. People had to live in constant anxiety, always worrying that the monster could appear at any moment. In the blink of an eye, the government and existing laws lost their power. Only strength could defeat the monster. In other words, only mana could establish a new order for the world. Real power in South Korea afterward was only in the hands of the wealthy, known as the Chibong class, and those with mana, like the Nohei from their past lives. Because of this new powerful group, the current government was replaced. But by the time the situation stabilized, there had already been many casualties. People lost contact with each other. So in remote areas, they had no choice but to wait for the monsters to come and eat them. But amidst the despair in South Korea, a glimmer of hope emerged. That was the goddess Lim Yun. This time, Lim Yun's face had also appeared on TV. She used to be a famous actor and had now become the first-generation goddess protecting South Korea. Lim Yun became a goddess because she had the ability to prevent mana from exploding and could also disperse it. This ability was named White Grace. All players protecting the shrine would become the sword defending the country, known as the 12 Golden Throne. In name only, players are managed by the Mana Management Association, but most of the really strong ones create their own guild and operate there. As a person who possesses the rare gift fate that helps stop monsters as well as control the Korean public, Lim Yun became the first player to hold the title of the 12th Throne. After that, the remaining names appeared one by one. Players who hold the title of the 12th Throne and belong to guilds began to leverage both power of the Mana Management Association and their own guild's power to gather strength, thus ruling over all other players. At this moment, Lim Yun in her splendid traditional attire stands before a magical orb placed in front of the temple, looking very solemn. Gods of heaven and earth, please grant us the strength to protect this country. As she finished speaking, a bright blue light erupted from the orb. That lightly spread, covering the city and gradually enveloping the entire country. The lens turns back to the female Messi sitting in the helicopter. Thanks to the aerial angle, that magical blue light looks even more impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, protective barrier has just been created before our eyes. This hemispherical shield can stop mana explosion, and it is currently covering the sky of sun. Kujie is incredibly excited and runs out to the balcony to take a look, and Kulihe follows her sister, and the sight before them is truly impressive. Although it is nighttime, the sky is covered with a layer of shimmering blue light. Unlike the reflection of electric light, both mom and dad are looking up at the sky. Then they clasp their hands together and begin to pray. Now we can live in, thank God. Countless other families, just like them, are standing on their balconies praying. Ab also imitates his parent, clasping his hands and even making sure his little brother follows suit. But he knows it is pointless to pray, because there are no gods in this world. Clearly remembers his past life. Back then, when the world was destroyed, all the gods had already perished. The blue light in the sky gradually fades, while No beside him is still focused on praying, begging the goddess to allow their family to live happily together. Kunhoha looks intently at his sister and then smiles. He also clasps his hands together, sincerely praying to the goddess for time, so that he can live happily in this life. In the blink of an eye, another year has passed, and Noho is now of age, with the event that will cause him to lose his family forever approaching very close. Finally, Nojihe cannot escape the fate of going to kindergarten. On the first day of school, he is warmly welcomed by teacher Tiu, and the first activity is always to introduce oneself. Ennihe stands at the podium looking at the kids below, feeling extremely reluctant. Hello, my name is Noha, I'm years old. Let us play together later. Ennihe, his introduction could not be shorter. Tu thought he had not finished speaking, but after waiting and not hearing Nkwojo continue, he gently teased, that is a bit short. Is not, do you want to say anything else? The teacher thinks you guys will be very curious about me. No way. Ha does not want to be friends with these little kids, so he refused to introduce himself further. Then something interesting happened. You ended up in the same class as Kim Min, the kid you always call Min the silly one. As soon as Kim Min saw you, she screamed, why are you in our class? It is Min the silly one. You go here too? No way. Ha replied, teasing the little girl. Kim Min Chi was like a mini volcano, getting super angry every time she saw you. Teacher Tazo saw that these two kids were too tense, so he had to step in to ease the situation. After that awkward introduction, kids had some time to play before lunch. First, Tazo was worried that Ha would not have any friends, but the other seemed really interested in the new. They surrounded him. Each one asked a question. Where do you live? How many people are in your family? What do you like or hate? Noah was overwhelmed by the kid. This is exactly why he hated little kids. After a hard time break free, Noah wandered around the kindergarten and discovered the children's reading area. At least this place was quiet. He randomly picked a few children's books past the time. There was another beautiful girl here reading as well, but at first Noah did not notice her until a group of other noisy came in, breaking the quiet atmosphere that Noah had finally found. 3 kids named Choi Yu-hai made their end. Following them were 2 of the boys side named Ma Bang Jin and Jeon Seon Jin. Are you reading again? What is so fun about reading books? Dung Ha-jiang. Do not you have any friends? Why do I always see you alone like this? Choi Ha, raise your voice. The girl named Dung Ha-jiang became visibly worried when she saw this kid. It seemed like she had been bullied many times before. Choi Jae-hek seemed quite used to being a tough guy in kindergarten, as he rushed over to grab the bow off Dung Ha-jiang's head as soon as he appeared. What is this ugly ribbon? Dung Ha-jiang quickly stood up to get her stuff back. That is the bow my dad bought for me. Those kindergarten bullies did not want to let her go that easily. As a result, Dung Ha-jiang cried and begged. Meanwhile, Choi Chae-gu and his 2 little side laughed heartily. Kids can be so cruel. Who had been silent until then suddenly spoke up. With the high self-esteem of a 6-year-old. Choi Anatri was provoked by, "Look at this kid. He is so mad now. What did you just say?" He glared at Nuha, but he probably could not even imagine that the person he was provoking was a scary man in the body of a kid. Otherwise, he would have been scared to death. Anya slowly stood up and walked over to Choi Hagyu. "I am telling you, you are too childish. Is that supposed to be fun or something?" Choi Hu was furious. His little hand clenched into a fist raised toward Inmuje, but Unhei did not rush to fight back. He just tilted his head to dodge. Choi, with skills like that, he must be good at bullying class. A kid like that needs to be taught a lesson. He hit him, and the kid flew straight back, crashing hard to the ground. After that, picked up the red bow and returned it to its owner. "Here you go. Next time do not let them take it from you." Choi Osi was helped up by his 2 little followers. The dull pain from his butt must be really annoying. "I want to let this, you hear?" he threatened. Nkuriha could not believe a 6-year-old would say something like that. He turned and shot him a look like a bullet. Choi Haicht was so scared he went weak in the knees and hurriedly ran off with his 2 followers. After they left, Dung Ajang timidly tugged at Nungtroha's sleeve. When he turned back, he saw the girl crying and laughing at the same time. "Thank you for getting Dai Bang back for me." The girl seemed weak, but both Kim Liji and that kid Choi LRC had above average mana, and most of the kids here had similar level. Nodi has started to get a bit curious about how much mana Dung Hajang had, and it turned out he hit the jackpot again when he checked, found that the girl had even more mana than his sister. Moreover, compared to No, Dung Hajang seemed to excel at controlling mana. Her mana kept increasing over time. A person like this will definitely end up on the 12 thrones when they grow up, or at least become a seat of one of. But in her past life, No had never heard the name Dung Hajang, so she was quite curious. Even if the girl did not become a player with this much mana, she should be famous. To clarify the reason for this, No took the initiative to suggest becoming friends. Dung Hajang, living in a world where mana is the ultimate power, it would be very beneficial close to this girl, and the girl had no reason to refuse someone who just helped. Just like that, he made his first friend impressed, seeing her son behaving well and not causing trouble at school. Noah's mother seemed very happy. Even after he returned home, she deliberately checked his backpack and discovered the paper carnation bouquet he had cut at school. Noah's mother wore on her chest a bouquet made by her son along with a single carnation made by her daughter, but his sister really had no skill at all. "Uha, cut 3 flowers, right? One for Dad, one for you, right?" his mother suddenly asked, making Noah's eyes light up with anticipation. After a moment, Noah struggled to reply that the 3rd flower was for her. In his past life, the elementary school also made students fold carnations on Parents' Day, but back then, Noah had already lost both his father and mother. Nonetheless, he still had to do it, and stuffed that ugly carnation into his back, and then his grandma, who always packed his bag every day, took it out and adorned the unch in a very delicate way. Every year, Nozihe would fold flowers for his grandmother, but he never gave them to her. He thought that when he gave her flowers, his longing for family and hatred for the monster inside him would fade, and Nojihe would not allow that to happen. He wanted to live like a heartless monster to take revenge. Thus, his feelings for his grandmother were hidden until her death. Because of this, in this life, saying he loved her was one thing Noja had to do. Fateful day was drawing closer. On May 4th that year, the Heavenly Maiden government opened restricted roads so could visit relatives in their family, and to prepare for the monster's appearance on the road, they hired many player battalions. Because the Kraken monster with destruct power suddenly appeared, there were more casualties than expected, and Nojahe's family, on their way to visit his grandmother, also fell victim to this tragedy. This life seemed to follow a similar script when Nojihe's father returned from work and suggested they visit his grandmother the next day. But Nojahe could not let that happen. Absolutely not. More specific, it was Nojihe's grandmother, because his father was an orphan, so the only grandmother he had was on his mother's side. In his past life, he grew up with his grandmother. After the whole family faced disaster, when he felt like a failure, it was his grandmother who took care of everything for him until the day she passed away. His father seemed excited. They had not been able to visit his grandmother for a long time because the outsfusion were quite dangerous. This year, the government has maintained the road and promised that everything is under their control, so everyone feels reassured, including Noke's parents. Only he knows about that tragedy. Can we visit grandma next time? It was difficult for him to suggest, and his parents immediately felt puzzled because clearly Noho had just cut a carnation to give to her. "I also want to see her, but not tomorrow. Can we go another day?" This is harder than Nozong imagined, because after all, he is still just a kid. His words do not carry much weight, but he has to act like a child to avoid making his parents suspicious. If he keeps insisting they can't go tomorrow, it might raise their doubts. So D had tried to show his genuine childishness, since Children's Day is coming soon. He wants to go to the amusement park and ride the carousel. They said it is not too far from our house. His suggestion was supported by another child in the house. His parents rarely see both kids this excited. In the past, both Noka, Heoi, and Kaljo did not want to go to the amusement park because there were too many monsters outside, so there was no other choice. They had to change their plan. Instead of visiting grandma, they would go to the amusement park tomorrow. Then mom will pack lunch. "Is there anything everyone wants to eat?" "Awesome. I want a sandwich and fried chicken." Kua was so happy that he jumped up. Nojia quietly sighed with relief. Plan has succeeded. Even though you could not stop that monster from getting out, at least you could prevent your family from running into it. This will be the first step in changing the future. But Noji had never considered something called the butterfly effect. It seems like your small action has inadvertently changed a lot in the future. Not long after, Noha's mother suddenly received a phone. I do not know what was said on the other end, but she looked so worried she was about to cry. After hanging up, Nota's mom said that your grandmother just collapsed. This made you feel very unreasonable because clearly, in your past life, her health was just fine. But anyway, this is completely messed up Noah's plan. If your grandmother has fallen like that, your mom has no reason not to visit her anymore, and your dad is determined to take her back. Seeing her son looking so gloomy, Nojahe's mom thought he was upset because he could not go to the amusement park. She knelt down, looked him in the eye, and chose her words to comfort him. "I am not feeling well. I know you really want to go to the amusement park, but can we wait until next time?" Noah was extremely used because you tried to change the future, and your grandmother got hurt. You try to intervene more deep. Some Something worse is definitely going to happen. Is there really no way for you, your family, from facing that Kraken? That is, what does it mean for you to be brought back to life? Nojaha was so tense he was having trouble breathing. After thinking for a while, you realize that in this life, the only difference is you are different from your past life, specifically because you have been accumulating mana since you were just 9 months old, and you also have combat experience from your previous life. So if you can't prevent clash between your family and the Kraken, there is only one way left. You have to fight that monster yourself. The Mana Management Association has classified all monsters based on their danger level. Rank 9 includes monsters pollute the environment or spread disease. Rank 8 consists of monsters pose physical dangers to daily life. Rank 7 is for monsters that commit mid-level crimes like robbery and murder. Rank 6 includes monsters disrupt administrative functions in the city, whether they operate in groups or alone. Monsters that invade human territory or possess a threatening force are classified as Rank 5. Rank B includes monsters that can control horde, harm human, or threaten humanity's economy. Rank 3 consists of monsters paralyze government-level administrative and are classified as entities damage levels equivalent to disaster. Furthermore, Rank 2 is a monster that paralyze administrative tasks, government level, identified as an entity with damage levels equivalent to a disaster, and the highest is Rank 1. A monster with the ability to threaten human existence is identified as an entity. Bren is a borrowing monster. In the previous life, around the time Noha graduated from the Player Academy, it was downgraded to Rank 4 due to the overall increase in player strength. But now, players in the Kraken area will only appear from Rank E to C at most. They definitely can't defeat that monster. Of course, given the current situation, can't even take it on. There is only one way to survive. You have to buy time until the 12 thrones appear and defeat this monster. Even worse, the only weapon that a 6-year-old like you has is scissors and a utility knife. Noha naturally wanted to bring something else, like a kitchen knife, but his parents would notice. With fragile weapons like scissors, if you use mana to enhance them, they could still deal some damage to the monster. Aha, are you done yet? We will leave right away. Mom suddenly poked her head into the room. I will be right out. Irony, no reply. The readiness he just mentioned was to face the Kraken today, since the roads have just been repaired and it is during family vacation time. The traffic is really backed up. Noka's parents sitting in the front seat felt anxious, yet their little son showed no signs of fatigue or anger at all, unlike Noah, who has fallen asleep point of drooling. Fact, Noha is not at ease for Kamai. The further you get from the city center, the more tense you become. With memories of a past life, Noha remembers Kraken appeared when his family crossed the Songsan Bridge, but now they have crossed halfway, and that monster is still silent. Could the future be changing again? Please, let us cross the bridge safe. You silently pray, but it seems the Kraken is mocking your desperate wish, saying that you cannot change your tragic fate, because right after Noha made his wish, the monster known as a disaster has appeared. Its tentacles move, destroying everything around. The nearby roads and vehicles are smashed to pieces. Huge rock falls onto a car, completely damaging it. The terrified citizens run in a panic. In the distance, a group of people in black is running towards. What are the players doing? They have arrived. The young man with blonde hair leads, shouting for everyone to charge forward. He suddenly looks up and sees a tentacle coming down straight at him. He is covered in slime, raising his trembling hand. Seeing this scene, his followers panic and flee. An angry voice shouts, "You damn player. What are we supposed to do if you run away?" The scene shifts to Noha's family inside a car. Noha's dad's voice becomes shaky. "We should go outside too. It is really chaotic, so we have to be careful when we go out. It is. Just trust your dad. If we move calmly, we can evacuate safe." And Hain and Day are sitting together, scared. A mother, Aino, turned back to reassure. "Kid, you heard what your dad just said, right? Calmly get out of the car. Players will protect, so do not worry." Okay, just like that, the family of 4 left the heavily damaged car. Anna turned pale as soon as she stepped outside. She sat down on the ground, making her brother jump and call for his sister. Jaya's legs were trembling. "Why can't you get up? You need to stand up. You need to get up and walk." Anna looked at her with a worried face. He approached her and suggested he would carry Anha. Anna turned to her brother and asked, "Anha, are you okay?" He replied. Yeah. And while player pointed and said loud, "This way. Please follow me to evacuate to another." Anha ran after. Even though a bacon-level monster appeared and the players were panicking, the seasoned players clearly assessed the situation, focused on evacuating the civilian. However, the Kraken was not the only problem. "We need to get off the bridge before they show up." Suddenly, a spear pierced through the leader. He could not react in time and was impaled on the spot, and his family jumped in panic. A hand with sharp claws clung to the edge of the bridge. Climbing up, frowned and thought to himself, "They have arrived." The level 7 monsters are. One approaches, pulling the spear from its body. Its eyes are bloodshot with sharp staring at the human. One lunges and bites hard into the shoulder of a nearby woman. Players find themselves in trouble as they suddenly appear. A man supporting an injured girl calls out, "Is there anyone here who knows healing magic?" A woman hears and rushes over, but just a few steps in, she is pierced by a spear. Without stopping, countless monsters charge in to attack the two. The whole family watches the scene around them in shock. 4 people scream loud, "Kid, you believe your dad, right? No matter what happens, I will protect, so do not look back. Just run." They exert all their strength. Tentacle coils the cars together, then lifts them all into the air. The tentacle throws the cars towards the fleeing people. They look up in amazement at flying objects above. He hurriedly shouts, "Dad, this is really dangerous." The cars fall hard, crashing into those nearby. One car falls hard onto an oil tank. The crash. The vehicle explodes loud, creating a massive fire that blocks the road ahead. On Father No's face is filled with air. A player shouts, "When will the reinforcement arrive?" The road is blocked by the fire. The other responds, "Just a few minutes. We need to hold on until the reinforcements arrive." Thought to himself, reinforcements from 12 Ga. Before I revert, 12 Mga had arrived here 30 minutes after the Kraken appeared. Can the players protect everyone when the escape route is blocked? They might cause some damage to the lurking fish. However, Grant, no one deals with. We will all be dead. Anha took a deep breath and exhaled slowly down his backpack. "I had prepared for this from the very beginning. Even if I have to risk my life, I will protect my family." Mother Noanha was surprised to see him pull out a knife. Anha looked at them and spoke up, "Mom and Dad, please do not move until help arrives." Dad's voice trembled. "Anha, what are you doing?" Anha's eyes were filled with determination. "The players will stop the monsters from attacking. Even so, if something dangerous happens, I will protect Dad and Mom." He thought about who would be the only one here that knows how to use mana. He left. Anha smiled and said, "You can do it, right? Is it really?" She became flustered, only able to call out, "Anha." Seeing him run off, she shouted loudly, "Anha." He was filled with resolve, holding the utility knife as he rushed forward. forward. Unha sped forward at an astonishing. While running, focused his strength into his legs. Unha applied strong force and leaped into the air, kicked hard off the heavenly ship car. Suddenly, Un's body passed through a current, gritted his teeth in pain, trying to endure it. This is the skill to speed up my movement that I used in my past life. This is the first time I am using it in this body, but it really is a bit too much for a child's body. But if I use it, I will get to the Kraken right away. Despite the pain from the skill, I keep using it. You slam down hard on the car and take off again. The two nearby are astonished. What is that kid doing? It is dangerous over there. Hearing the scream, the two Kraken creatures take notice. They see Unha and block his path. He grips the knife tight, ready to unleash it. Unha's hand with the knife bursts power. He tilts his head to dodge a swipe from the Kraken. Unha seizes the opportunity and slices off its head. As one falls, the others rush in. He jumps to dodge a dangerous strike from the Kraken. Unha lands and stabs hard into its neck. Another Kraken swoops in to grab. Unha swiftly glides past and cuts off its head. He grits his teeth and suddenly realizes there is still one Kraken that's sending him flying. Unha crashes down onto a nearby car. Quickly gets back up, exhausted, raises the knife in front of. This time, 4 Krakens charge in to attack at once. Unha pulls the knife back to gather momentum and uses all his strength. He slices horizontally, severing one of its arms. Unha runs toward the front of the Kraken. His gaze sharp, he turns back and slashes, hitting its arm. Timon-Nunji's arm was immediately severed. He thought to himself, I am awake, feeling like I can kill the monsters before I regress. Unha gritted his teeth, the killing intent pouring out. Now I will become invincible again. He roared loud, unleashing countless strikes at once, taking down all the Timon-Nunji. Landing. Another Tim-Nunji was hiding under the car, opening its mouth. Unha jumped up, avoiding its bite. He quickly descended, stabbing hard at its head. Behind him, another one was closing in, throwing a spear, but was spotted by Unha and rushed toward it. With a powerful swing, the Time-Nunji was cut in half, but his box cutter also broke into several pieces. Can't take it anymore. Throwing it away, Unha pulled out a backup pair of scissors. No problem. He broke them down into 2 smaller knives. Unha used his speed skill to dash forward. He stopped on top of a car. In front of Unha was a giant monster with tentacles. He got into position, ready to attack. I will fight. One tentacle lifted high into the air, crashing down with cars to attack. Unha used his speed skill to run away and dodge. He stepped onto its tentacle, and with it, he charged up. As he got closer, he jumped high. Seeing the monster's terrifying face in the air, Unha drove the 2 blades of scissors deep, sliding down, leaving a long wound. Unha pulled out one blade, and with all his strength, stabbed hard again. From afar, a tentacle was quickly approaching, and he let go to avoid the attack. Unha landed on the ground without a scratch. He looked at the bent scissors, thought, they are broken, and without hesitation, he threw them away, focused all his strength on the remaining scissors. Is this all I have left? Unha ran in one direction to dodge the tentacle that was lunging down. He stepped on the tentacle and ran up. Unha bent low to avoid another tentacle. He jumped down, raising the scissors high. Unha strained with all his strength and shouted loud. Suddenly, a tentacle approached him. Unha did not have time to react. He looked over and was struck direct, falling down. As soon as he landed, Unha quickly backed away. He gripped the scissors back. Min was running low on mana. The dragon suddenly changed its attack direction towards the bridge pillar. The tentacle struck hard, destroying the bridge pillar. The area they were standing on also crumbled. He panicked at this troublesome creature. Unha ran over the broken stone. After a while, part of the bridge collapsed, and he managed to run to a safe without giving him a break. Kraken brought prepare for the attack. The vehicle with its grip suddenly cracked hard. Grun threw the truck hard, and even How was almost exhausted. He strained with all his might, shouting loud, "Take this, you dog," raising the blade above, generating immense power. Suddenly, the truck was sliced in 2, and no one else was there but him. Swinging down, as the truck flew behind him and then exploded, he stood frozen, breathing heavily, looking at his hand covered in wounds. As suddenly collapsed from exhaustion, his head hitting the stone floor hard. Lay still, not moving at all. He tried to get up. Damn it, can't move. Am I out of mana? If I lose consciousness, everything I have built will collapse. His gaze at Kraken gradually faded, then closed tight, plunging him into dark. Suddenly, punched the ground hard, using all his remaining strength himself awake. Not yet. Am I going to end like this? I just want to live. I want to live happily with my family in this life. A tentacle rose high, gathering momentum, rushing toward him with all its might. A tremble, not wanting to die. Suddenly, from behind you, a pair of hands reached out and hugged you tightly and yelled, "Don't hurt my little brother." A massive wave of energy erupted her. It created a shield to block Kraken's attack. The nearby sirens that noticed were instantly obliterated by Anna's energy light. A column of energy shot straight up into the sky, and How was astonished. No way. This is a miracle. A miracle. A talent that can restructure the world by changing its law. Before reincarnation, he knew of 4 people believed to possess miracle talent, and the only person he could entrust everything to was his colleague, Liang. After Anna saw the vast amount of mana that Anna had, he thought that if only she possessed the miracle talent. Anna hugged you, reassuring, "You are safe now." And How was astonished to realize that his wound had healed. Not only that, but this light also protected us from the Cajun. But there is a cost to using miracles. Those who possess miracles must pay a steep price to restructure the world. You were worried. Anna, are you okay? Do you feel any pain? She smiled and replied, "Yeah." But suddenly, Anna collapsed. "I am so sleepy." Saying that, she fainted in Anna's arm. A light glowed in the middle of Anna's chest. You looked at her with a faint smile. She only had a little mana left, just enough to keep her alive. "Is your mana the price to pay?" "Thank you for lying down on the ground." You spoke up, wishing her good night. The rest of his eyes filled with killing intent. He unleashed his own mana. The tentacles continued to attack once again. Kraken's eyes turned blood red. He chuckled coldly. "So you finally opened your eyes. Are you sure she is the enemy?" It swung its tentacle, but a strong hit sent a liquid spraying out, injuring the tentacle. "You have no chance of touching." This time, I was no longer at a disadvantage and faced it head on. He slashed sideways, cutting 2 tentacles and causing them to bleed. "Just having my mana back is enough to recover. I can't defeat the Kraken right now, but the future has changed. My family is still alive, and there is nothing to fear. Just hold on until the 12 thrones arrive. At the time the Kraken appeared, he will be on the Waihio bridge not far from here." An annoying voice spoke up. "This is really troublesome. This person is Hunchian, unable to move at all. Are you sure you are driving? Not dozing off while pretending to drive?" "Right." The guy was driving hesitant. There were so many cars on the road at this hour. Every road in Sun is like this. He is annoyed. Does he have to ask to be excused from the 12 throne? Why should he work on his precious days off? I joined the 12 thrones just to fight alongside the strong, not to save civilians. Suddenly, both of them felt it at the same time. The guy driving spoke up. "This is a huge amount of mana." Hun raised his hand to stop. "I know already." At that moment, the phone on him rang. Hun picked it up to speak. You can feel it too, right? Person on the other end did not deny it. Yeah. He seemed curious. What do you mean? Person on the other end replied immediately. According to the information received, it is a rank 3. Kang Haiyan frowned and repeated it. Rank 3. He smiled with interest. Where is it? The guy driving was scared. How can he look so happy with a monster around? Anyone who sees that face would go crazy. Person on the phone explained that it is obviously at the Skyngsand Bridge. You should go deal with it together. There are players already on the scene. I am not sure what the losses are, but the situation there is very chaotic. He seemed indifferent. Is that? I will meet you later. With that, person on the other end hung up. Hun Qian opened the door and got out of the car. The guy driving was panicked. Cap, what are you doing? He stretched his limbs and smiled faint. What else? Of course, I am running over there. This traffic. How long until we get there? Opening the lock on the tightly sealed suit, Hun Qian took out a sword from inside. The guy driving was shocked. Running. It would take at least 2 hours to drive there. He smiled confident. 30 minutes is enough. Hun uses mana to enhance his strength, and he radiates a massive energy. Hun lowers his center of gravity, channeling power into his leg. He stomps hard, causing the ground to crack, and then takes off quick. The boy driving just watches Hun Qian leave. He sighed. He is really the cap, fighting like a mad. His lifelong wish was to battle strong opponent. Captain of the Sword Guild, the Fire Demon. Hun Qian. 30 minutes later, a terrifying monster rushes in, but Hun Qian slashes it with his sword, the fiery cut incinerating it. He suddenly notices a massive pillar of light ahead. Is that magic? There is no one at the scene who could cast such a spell. Hun Qian's mouth unconsciously curls into an intrigued smile. A newcomer is continuously defending Noah, using both hands to strike fiercely at the tentacle. Thenka grits his teeth, channeling mana into his hand. From afar, Hun Qian rushes in with his flaming sword. He slashes hard, cutting off the attacking tentacle. The boy breathes a sigh of relief upon seeing they are here. After attack, Hun Qian lands on the ground. 12th throne, Fire Demon Huncha. The tentacle he cut off continues to burn. Grun writhes in pain. It slowly sinks into the sea to escape. Grat, now grown large, has completely vanished. The ability to unleash fire. Power grant. He freely controls the flames. That is also why he is called the Fire Demon. Hun Qian turned to look back. He looked surprised. Is it just the two kids? I can see the mana flow around the little girl. Did these kids cast a spell earlier? The girl must have lost consciousness from using all her mana, and that boy is protecting her from these two strong kids. It would be interesting if these kids grow up on players. Hun Qian said, no need to worry. I won't hurt. At least not right now. Anna's wary gaze was fixed on. Hun raised his sword high, loudly declaring, there is only one reason for me to be here, and that is to cut this thing down. Back off. It is about to rise again. Just as Hun Qian said, it was slowly coming back up. Before it regret. Hun Qian smirked. So you are the immortal. You have become quite famous lately, have not you? Unha gave him a cold look, then spoke after a moment. What do you want? He smirked. Nothing much. Just wanted to see if you are as strong as the rumors say. Fight. Unha replied cold. Not interested. Get out of the way. Hun Qian blocked. I do not want to. You can't pass until you fight. He sighed heavily. Unha drew his sword. Don't regret it. Hun also pulled out his flaming sword. The two of them threw themselves into attacking each other. Back in the present. I looked at his back. The Fire Demon. Hun Qian was furious. Before he could recover, he just kept wanting to fight. I have never beat. The more I hit him, the stronger he gets. He is truly a monster born to fight. Hun Qian was angry. Where the hell is that bastard? Why has not he shown himself yet? Just a little burn and you are already scared. As soon as he finished, a shockwave destroyed the pillar of the bridge, causing the ground where the three stood to shake and prepare to collapse. He gritted his teeth. That son of a bitch is destroying the pillars of the bridge. Hun Qian looked at Hai and thought, I can't just fight and protect the kids at the same time. Suddenly, a stick slammed down onto the ground and two magical pillars of the bridge. Seeing this, Hun Qian smirked coldly. Perfect timing. Mother Mary, there is a helicopter coming down. Pininga, park here. I told you not to call me that. I am not that ridiculous. What do you mean? Mother Mary, serious? You could have come here by helicopter. Who runs all the way to Skyngsand Bridge? Pointed and laughed. As long as you can get to Sun, that is all that matters. Speak here inside. All right. You are always right. The rescue team will be here soon. So the rescue operation will happen in a moment. Focus on taking out Groaning. With her power. Hun Qian was strength. He was annoyed. I do not need to be strength. Big hearing cursed. Just go. It is all good. Right. Why are you complaining? Hun shouted loud. All right. I leave the kids to you. She immediately paid attention and sighed one sigh. Kieran responded. I know. Calm water is gradually being disturbed. Ren surfaced again, flashing its terrifying tentacle. Hun rushed up, laughing loud, finally popping out. He quickly ran to the edge of the bridge, jumped up. Hun Qian fell into the sea, creating a huge splash. Below, a small light was gradually appearing. It was the flame of Hun Qian, burned right under the water. His face slowly emerged above the surface. Hun Qian was completely engulfed in flames while walking on the water. Each step he took left a small flame behind. The Kraken then used its tentacles to charge forward and attack. Hun Qian looked up, two tentacles above. The tentacles twisted in many directions, attacking him from 4 angles at once. Hun Qian scoffed disdainfully. Weak as hell. He raised his sword high. Lost. Hun swung the fiery sword down hard. Flames carrying an extremely high temperature burned the entire body, causing it to writhe in pain and scream miserably. Hun Qian's face was cold as he looked. The flames surrounding his body also faded away, and Hao was delighted. Finally, Kraken was asleep. The helicopter descended, and Farron hurried over. Are you guys okay? Don't be scared. I will heal you right away. She suddenly gasped in shock upon realizing these kids have no injuries at all. Was that magic just now a miracle? Did the miracle heal the kid? That is amazing. Witnessing a miracle. But see, Herring could not help but reach out. Gee, his voice turned cold. Don't. Your gaze is full of killing intent. Do not touch her. Bun's face went pale. Killing intent. How can a child have such strong killing intent? She could not help. Who are you? At this moment, the helicopter had flown to their location. Big Heron spoke up. The rescue team is here. Let us get you to the hospital. Picadillo up and looked up. Today at 5:00 p.m. a giant white beast suddenly appeared on the Skyngsand Bridge, causing many casualties. Rescue operations had been underway for a while, and the goddess authorities had issued a statement about this incident. And Hang sat dazed on the hospital bed, listening to the news. His face fell in deep sadness. Seeing Daya still unconscious on the bed, Anha recalled the girl was in a critical state due to a lack of mana in her body. The girl will recover after taking a dose of mana, so you do not need to worry too much. A light smile spread across his lips. It is all over now. No one has died. I changed the future. When suddenly a voice called out, making him jump. He turned around to look. The caller was none other than Dee's parent. The two looked at him with tears in their eyes, as if about to cry. He was sweating profusely. I am about to break down. Yua lowers her head, unable to face the two people. Mama Nuha speaks up. Are you hurt anywhere? He avoids her gaze shyly. Not. Dad Nuha speaks up. What about Na? He points. She is sleeping because she is out of mana. She will be given medicine. Breathes a sigh of relief and then becomes angry. Why did you run outside? outside and not listen to dad. He shrinks back, only able to bow his head and apologize. Anha thinks to herself, apologize? What am I apologizing for? My family has survived. This is the best outcome for me. When everyone survived, I do not feel guilty at all. He slowly looks up, and Hao is stunned, her eyes wide in shock, seeing fear in front of because of the fear of losing. Her mom also sees tears welling up in her eye. Anha furrows her brow, not understanding what is happening. They do not care about the outcome. They want to know why I recklessly ran toward huge white beast. I understand how terrifying it is to lose a family, but I just did what I wanted without caring about their feelings. So he stammers out, I was wrong. I won't do it again. As Anha speaks, she cries. A warm hand reaches out. Mama Nu smiles and says, come here. He runs into her arms and hugs her. Dad Nuku hugs both of them from behind. Don't do that again. Okay. Do you know how worried your parents have been? Tears stream down his face nonstop. I do not need to fight those monsters anymore. Now I can live like a child. Maybe that is what my parents wanted for me. The next morning, at the hospital where your family was, Dad spoke up to remind you. Your parents will go do the discharge procedures for you. Please wait here. You happily replied, no matter what happens, I will wait. Nina thought to himself, after this incident, my parents' trust in me has hit rock bottom. Am I just going to sit here like Jaya was still asleep in bed at that moment? You just sat by her hospital bed. And Hana popped a snack into his mouth. He blushed with happiness. So good. Aina turned and realized there was none left. It must be because I used too much strength, but I still feel like having something sweet. Just as he finished that thought, someone brought over eat this. You happily accept. Thanked. Seeing Hun Qian in front, you stopped. Your face was full of surprise. He peeled the wrapper off the cake and spoke. What? You do not like chocolate? Hun Qian held the cake up to your mouth. Xinha bit into the cake, thinking to himself, is he about to pass out? He does not look like he is about to pass out at all. He should be going crazy right now, or he has already been crazy from the start. Hun Qian chuckled and asked, how old are you? You replied nonchalant, I am 6 years old now. He is crossing his arm. Is that kid really that young? What about the older sister? You know her. She is 10 years old. Hun Qian asked further, what is her name? You look suspicious. Why do you want to know her name? He pointed. She is not the kid. The kid was a bit wary but still replied, no one. Han Qian made a suggestion. No one. Do you want to join the academy? I will recommend you. You shivered, thinking, this jerk wants to get me into the academy, turn me into a fighter when I grow up. Is he raising someone else to fight because he has no opponents left? Han Qian stood up and said, well, you are still young, so take your time thinking about it. No one. I will remember your name. Outside, Park Hiran was waiting. She spoke up, are you just going to leave like that? That is definitely magic. That kind of magic has not appeared in Korea for a long time. Han pulled out his earphones and replied, I do not care if it is magic or not. The issue is whether it is strong enough. Bin shouted angrily, you idiot, obsessed fighting. He retorted, I am not an idiot. I am older than you. Now you have become one of the 10 who sit on the throne. You should watch your word. Besides, magic is as rare a power as you say. That child will attract attention from the whole world when we announce it. If it happens, she will never live a normal life again. She does not want that, does she? She hesitated about that. Hun Qian pointed, if you understand, then do not get involved in this. Just go to the cafe for some sweet. But see Heron imagined the pastries and turned pale. Are you crazy? He frowned. Didn't I tell you to watch your word? I just want to eat something sweet because I have used up some energy. We went to Grandma's a day after the giant white tribe disappeared. As they got out of the car, Noni's parents spoke up. Why are you out here? Why did you come outside? You are still not well. Grandma Nogla, I missed you kids so much, so I came out here. I wanted to see my granddaughter too. Looking inside the car, she realized, oh my, you all look exhausted. That is good. Sleep well. My grandchild. In the evening, she was vaguely waking up. At this moment, he still looked tired. It turns out that his sister was sleeping right on him. Sinha sat up. Sighed. How bad is her sleeping habit? Suddenly, he noticed that his mom was also sleeping just like that. Z's mouth twitched. Does she sleep like mom? Should I gently cover Cher with a blanket? Jia slowly stepped outside without waking them. Outside in the yard, he sat alone at a big table. Anha looked at his hand, silently thinking his mana had increased. His eyes dimmed. Was it because of the power? My power before reincarnation was insane. With that power, the more mana I used, the stronger my physical and magical ability came. But just like its name, the more mana I used, the easier it was to lose my mind, fall into madness. Jiha fell into deep thought. But at that moment, I was not losing consciousness. It would be a supreme power if it did not come with penalty or make me lose my mind. Do I not understand the nature of Ling Kong? Suddenly, Grandma Nu appeared beside him. Why are you still awake? When did you get Grandma? I did not even notice Grandma was here. Anna scratched his head and replied, I slept too much in the car already. Grandma smiled gently. Really? Grandma said as she draped a warm blanket over. But if you want to be a grown-up, you need to sleep more. Unha thought for a moment. That is how Grandma is. Always there when my mind is lost. She waits for me to talk, no matter if it is a problem, my feeling, or just small talk. After thinking, yeah, why are not you sleep, Grandma? She smiled and said, because you are not sleep. Anna shyly looked away. Think, I know, this is what I want. When I see Grandma, I become a child without realizing it. Grandma, do you want some warm milk? He waved his hand. I am. Suddenly, Mom appeared behind him with 3 cups of hot milk. Really? Jumped. When did Mom get here? She pointed to the cup of milk. So who will drink it? He took the cup of milk and obediently drank. Mom and Kuhi spoke up. But Mom, do you know how surprised I was when I heard about the faint? Grandma and Dai replied. That is why Mom said she was better now. You know how nosy the neighbors can be. She worried. Even so, do you know how worried I was when I heard you fainted? He thought. Grandma slipped but woke up with just a scratch. She told that Mom lost consciousness. Mom and Kuhu was skeptical. Lost consciousness. She explained. Can we think of it as a dream walk? Mom is going up the stairs but she sees him. Mom is not old enough for that yet. Sweetie, just listen to the whole thing first. Kept waving his hand, telling Mom not to come up here. Looking back, he was not talking to her but to you. Anna fell into deep thought, stroking his chin, thinking it would be very strange to call it a dream. There is a problem. The whole family will follow Grandma. That is, she should have told us. Grandma was happily recounting, but is not at miraculous. Mom just dreamed about it a little while ago. He said there was a beautiful deer out there all alone, but when Mom went out, it turned out to be Unha. Mother Enko Unha was surprised. A deer. Grandma No Unha was puzzled. What is wrong? She remembered that you had dreamed about it, or leaving Dad behind with a deer. Grandma No Unha was astonished. Oh my goodness, child. She blushed and waved her hand. Oh no. Mother Enko Unha quickly turned to him and asked, Unha, what do you want to be when you grow up? Unha stopped drinking milk, hesitating. There was something dark following behind. It was the demons constantly screaming, help me, save me. Gave an extremely terrifying feeling. Seeing his expression, she was worried. What is wrong? Dear. Unha instinctively looked back, forcing a smile and replied, it is nothing. I do not know either. Grandma Unha's voice rose. Not knowing is okay too. Unha looked surprised. You are still young, so take your time. Experience both joys and hardship. Make a lot of friends. friends and then fight with them. Study hard and play around. One day you will know what you want. If you still do not know, just live until you discover what you want. Are you saying I should live life full? Mom and Grandma Oz hugged you together. Grandma is right. The time belongs to us. And half. You can do anything you want. That is right. You can do it. Xinhao in our universe means coming from a place with infinite potential. Xinhao blushed. Is that the meaning of my name? She looked at you with a fond expression. Mom will support you no matter what you do. Grandma Moko also said, I will support you too. Grandma. Suddenly called from inside the house. I want some milk too. They laughed happily. Anna, are you up? Come here. Do you want some of the milk, Grandma? She replied with a smile. I do. She smiled happily. While talking, you suddenly remembered. You brought over some flour. Here, Grandma. Grandma no Yeha was surprised. Oh my. Thank dear. I will put it on the shoe rack to show it off. You thought placing it near the entrance meant she wanted to brag about it to the neighbors. She does not know about that, right? I do not care whether she knows or not. Let us create beautiful memories in this life together. Grandma. Thank you for raising. The image of Grandma and Kaji had gently appeared in his mind. One afternoon at a house. Dad and Kui, his voice rang out. You guys are about to have another sibling. Both of them were surprised to hear that. What? I was happy. Are you going to have another sibling? Mom and Dad Notsuha replied. That is right. You are getting another little brother or sister. Suddenly, Mama Kudiha looked at him and saw him trembling. She worriedly placed her hand on his shoulder. He looked up and cried loud. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the best thing that has happened to me since I was born. The best thing ever. 4 of them felt shy. If you do that, people will think you are the dad. The whole family laughed heartily in happiness as the scene shifted to Duan preschool. In the distance, 3 little girls ran in. Aki is here. Do you miss your mom? Anna tiredly crawled down with dog ears on. The goddess is 2 years old. 7 years old. The kids came over to pat his head. Is that boy? Why are you crying? Don't cry. It is delicious. He turned red with anger, thinking I am not crying. Damn it. Suddenly, Min nearby spoke up. Can't you guys see what is so cute about Pot? I wish we could throw it away. It is a mutt. He gritted his teeth. That damn Min always mocks me whenever she has the chance. The girl scoffed. Do you want to be scalded? Do you want me to tell the teacher? Anha remembers being caught by the teacher while sleeping. This is driving me crazy. I was sleeping, and then I got thrown into a monster's den like another girl walked. Hey kid, Weethheart. Dad's back. Taking advantage of being distracted, slipped away. Stepping outside, Anna took off his ears. Sighing, tired. His gaze suddenly fell on someone nearby. It was the girl Dungha Jiang sitting alone reading a book. Anha, hiding his ear, asked, what are you reading? Girl smiled and replied, Sock home. I have been hooked on this. He stroked his chin. Chronicles of Sloth. Salak and Professor Moriarty fell off the waterfall and died. Jiang suddenly turned pale and asked back, what? Anha was startled. He accidentally revealed too much. The girl lowered her head as if about to cry. You are so mean. I have not even finished reading yet. He awkwardly smiled. Sorry, but he comes back in the book The Return of Esaluxi Konixie. As soon as he finished, Jiang's tears. Anha, you are so cruel. You rushed away. I really am sorry. Anna walked to another place but then stopped. A voice caught his attention. It is not bleeding again. So unfair. You jerk. Next time I will take you down. A boy's gaze suddenly focused on all. As I was about to see who in class the strongest. Just in time. The kids around were discussing. So Anha finally going to fight. Who is the strongest? He smiled faint. What are these kids watching on TV? The kids started to gather around the two. Anhaidosi made a move to draw his sword. It only points towards Yua. A forest can't have 2 legs. I will end our fate here. Pick up the sword. You are speech. Seriously. The 2 kids behind CVFU are dealing with you like it is nothing. That is right. Let them know who is the strongest. You are smiling. These kids. One of them is standing outside yelling loudly. And Tina, girls keeps you. And Ha thinks to himself, is that what you care about? Minjae is cheering. Nico is pleased. Right. At least there is you. Neighbor. The girl makes a threatening gesture. Just drop dead. Hasai. Oh right. This is you. You feel a bit sad. You do not have anyone cheering for you. And Ha suddenly notices Hajang. But Hajang starts crying loudly. You hate me. Hearing that, you flinch. Jia picks up the plastic sword. That is right. I am alone in this life. You become scary. It is all your fault. Anna imagines you and Hai Oc standing in the arena. The kid rushes in, shouting and lunging at the monster. You remain calm in front of Hai Hofi's approach. Anna gently deflects the kid's strike. You use a strong force to knock Hai's sword away. The sword spins in circles above, making the kid just look up, taking the chance. Jia quickly charges in. You run past, slashing across Dihai's. At the same time, the sword spins several times before falling to the ground. Anna stands confidently without turning to look at the opponent. He slowly puts the sword back in its sheath. Anayuk clutches his stomach. Shake. No way. I can still do it if I can use the sealed power. The kid coughs continuously and then collapses. Yuha stands proudly in front of the admiration of those around. He turns back and smiles. It really is an interesting match. The kids cheer excitedly. You are really amazing. Just like Yuha. Did you all see that? That skill comes from playing family game. Right. If anyone can pull the caliber, it would be Yuha. He looks confused. What? In front is a toy sword stuck in a pile of armor pieces. I have never seen the Excalibur pulled out. You can do it. Anna scratches his head. I should try too. He steps closer and grabs the hilt of the sword. Yuha easily pulls it up amidst the cheers of the kid. Yuha's got Excalibur now. Unhao is the best. He shyly screams inside. Please stop. Stop it. The scene shifts to somewhere in the park near a phone broadcasting news. The latest report says Goblin Monster number 7 has appeared. The night group Mark Ronner is at the front line, but reports say 2 of the goblins have escaped the scene. According to the Mana Management Association, they are likely hiding in crowded areas. Anyone who spots them should report quick. Outside, kids are running and playing happily. Min touches a cheerful girl to unfree. Anna takes a breath and watches the kids play. He sits tiredly under a tree. I'm exhausted. Aren't they tired? Anna sits cross-legged, hands clasped together. The future has changed, so I need to gather mana whenever I have the chance. As time passes, the world will see mana as a kind of power, so it is best if I have as much mana as possible when they learn about it. Since that incident, I am sure I will have more space to gather mana. The 2 kids spot him and call out, are you done resting? Come here and play with. I think to myself, are they okay? Their endurance is crazy. Just then, Teacher Toe brings a bag of snack. Kid, let us have some ice. Everyone stops playing and rushes over. I want melon ice cream. I want watermelon. You smile at the scene before you. They really are kid. After a while, I am covered in mess. Alright, who has not gotten ice cream yet? Come and get it. Suddenly, 2 hands reach for the same ice. It is Min and another girl. The 2 of them exchange glance. Let go of my hand. This pig ice cream is mine. I took it first. Why do not you just let go? I got it first. Let go. Why are you being so petty just because you are a boy? What does being a boy have to do with getting ice cream? Teo watches them. Feeling tired, he yanks the ice cream away loudly. Didn't the teacher say that friends should not fight? I immediately broke the ice cream in half. He gave each person half. Effective, right? right, you all can share. Two people ignored what he said and started to gossip. If you win, you get everything. You get rock, paper, scissors. I got really angry. You guys should share and not do that. Both hail. A giant called out from behind. Teach, where's Akshay? He was startled. Is he in Australia? Teach, not sure anymore. Maybe he is in the guard. Min calmly spoke up. I guess he is swinging his sword over there. Why does he always play alone like that? Thought that special training should be done. See, Min looked used. What? Why do you want to bring ice cream? If you want to, you have to go get it yourself. The girl said shyly. But I think it would be sad if he was left out while we are eating together like this. Min shook her head. Hajang, your only mistake is that you are too nice. Teo suggests, do you want to take ice cream to Hajang? The girl nodded in agreement. I do. Min just spoke. Do you want me to go with you? Hajang shook her head. No need. I raised my voice to remind. After you kids finish eating, put the trash in here. Hey. I frowned a bit as she watched the girl leave. Who wants to keep playing tag? Come here. Min Jae walked closer to. You should go out there too. Unha did not hesitate to refuse. No need. I have played enough today. The girl snapped. Then no one will want to play with you anymore. She did not care much. You do not have to worry about that. Just go play out there. Minja scoffed. Didn't Sis tell me to play with? Unha scratched her, thinking to herself, my sister is really some. She pulled his shirt to drag him along. Standing up to go, the kids gathered to play rock, paper, scissors with each other. Unha, so she stood there itching. Unha, she gritted her teeth in anger, turned back toward Minnie. Without hesitation, she chased after the girl. Unha sprinted at full speed. Just as she was about to reach Mai, the girl stopped, arms crossed, freezing. Minji stuck out her tongue teasing, and he ignored her, turning to another friend. Suddenly, Unha ran past their friend without noticing. Friend saw him running toward Minji G and was surprised. The girl, distracted, suddenly looked up. Unha was as fast as lightning as she ran by. He turned his head back, grinning widely. Unha tapped the girl on the shoulder to unfreeze her. Minji finally reacted with a gasp. The curly-haired boy ran past, tapping the girl on the shoulder as he chased after. Min is now chasing after. As the boy laughed loud. Min's eyes blazed with anger. No way. Right. The girl looks at you with a murderous glare. You are not getting away from me. No way. Yuna tilts her head and smirks. Do you think you caught me? Your eyes suddenly widen in shock as Yun comes to a complete stop. Min Jae runs over and taps your shoulder. No way. You are caught now. Seeing your reaction, the girl is confused. What is going on? Why are you standing still? Yuna bursts out. Murderous and at the kindergarten. Where did this surprise come? Green hand, sharp and dangerous. Flings on. You grit your teeth and turn to look. The nearby kids stand there, stunned and bewildered. What is that? A monster appears on the fence, carrying a rank 7 monster goblin weapon. It jumps down into the kindergarten. The girl with braids stutters in fear. The goblin opens its frightening mouth, raises its weapon, and prepares to attack. It swings its large weapon down fiercely. The girl's face is filled with despair as she watches the goblin raise its weapon high. This moment, it swings horizontally toward. Suddenly, a hand swiftly extends out and shoots an object. The object hits the goblin's hand hard, causing it to drop its weapon. The angry goblin ground its teeth, glaring at the attack, and that person was none other than Da. Behind another goblin that was slowly approaching him, Jay quickly dodged and weaved. He frowned and exclaimed, these guys are really annoying. Anna gripped his ice cream stick tight. We have to take them out now and call for backup. He concentrated on his body, using force to attack the goblin in the distance. Tao's footsteps were rushing toward him. He used the broom to hit a goblin on the head. You can't escape. Tao turned to Ha and shouted loud, startling him. Anna stood still there. As soon as he finished speaking, threw the broom in his hand fierce. The broom flew like the wind, hitting the stomach of the goblin near on Ha. Taking the opportunity, Tao ran to grab your shirt along with the girl from earlier, trying to catch up to the teacher. Behind them, 2 angry goblins were chasing after. He shouted, are you okay? You remained very calm. The goblin was almost caught up and was ready to bring the axe down. On his shoulder, T gathered mana into the palm of his hand. A mana ball quickly formed. Don't even think about it. Threw it with great force. The mana ball hit the stomach, causing it to fly away in pain. The giant goblin's body fell right on top of the goblin behind. Anna breathed a sigh of relief because he was okay. The 3 of them panicked and ran into the house. As soon as they got to Tao, he lay down, breathing heavily from exhaustion. Principal exclaimed worried. Teacher Teo. He hurriedly asked, Principal, what about the other? She reassured him. The kids have been evacuated. But did goblin really? Tao nodded. There are 2 of them. It seems they have been here for a few days. Anha looked around. Principal spoke up. I will report this immediately. We have to wait until the players arrive. He suggested that I go block the door with the other teacher. Suddenly, Minji's panicked voice rang out. Teacher, can't find a Jiang and Uhuck anywhere. Tao lost his composure upon hearing that. What? I just saw them in the guard. The kids chimed in. That is right. They said they were going to get ice cream for us. His face turned pale. You need to go save those 2 right away. Principal immediately stopped. You can't. Surrounding them are the teacher and other kids who are trembling nonstop. Teacher Toyo, you need to stay. He stuttered. The 2 little kids nearby are crying. Teacher, what about those 2? Please save teacher. They talk without paying attention. While someone has already left the room, a terrified scream echoes from the garden outside. At this moment, Lucy is caught by a goblin. It raises its axe, preparing to chop down. A giant stretches her hands forward, channeling mana and stop. The girl runs forward and strikes the goblin hard. The blow makes it stagger and roll away. Hajang helps the boy up, worried. IDC, are you okay? The goblin quickly gets back up, brawling. Hajang and he, trembling, support each other. The boy bites down hard on his teeth in determination. IDC uses all her strength to grab the girl's hand, and they run. Hajang runs. The goblin opens its drooling mouth, looking at the 2 kids. Run to the playground. Hajang speaks up. What should we do? IDC quickly reassures. The adults will come to save us. Let us hide and wait for them. The boy points to the climbing frame. Quickly climb up on it. Hyosi quickly helps Hajang up. You go first. The girl behind makes the boy turn his head. This moment, the goblin has completely approached both of them. Hiresi urges to go up first. Hajang. The girl panics. What about you? You have to climb up too. The kid turned around, and I will fight them until the adults arrive. Yelling loudly in Hajang. Don't do that. Climb up first. Seeing Habu trembling in fear was bewildering. Kid gripped the sword with determined eye. And Heifi recalled the scene of Hun Qian on a TV. The kid excitedly shouted. He took it down. He is so. I will become a hero like. And Haijusi tightened his grip on the sword and stopped trembling. I will be strong too. The kid, pale face, lunged at the weak thing. The full-mouthed creature squeaked as it chewed. It opened its mouth wide and shouted loud, looking very scary. The creature rushed in to attack. It is. Just act like you practice. And Hyosi closed his eyes and swung the sword hard. The sword the kid just swung got knocked away, and Hyosi collapsed in fear, and the creature raised its axe. Behind, Unha stepped forward to pick up the sword. The creature swung its axe down hard, and Hyosi cried out, raising both hands to shield himself. Suddenly, a moment passed with nothing happening, and the kid slowly opened his eyes to look. Hajang sat curled up on the metal frame, down, and How appeared just in time to save Hiresi. Unha spoke up and prayed. You did did great. You turned around and smiled. You are a real man. And Hempstead sat dazed on the ground. What? Suddenly, the goblin lunges to attack. Kid screams in panic. Be careful. A beautiful sword strike is coming. The sharp blade slices through its arm. The goblin's arm is cut off and flies into the air. It looks at its arm continuously bleeding, and is astonished. Its cold eyes raise the sword. You use an extremely strong force to split the goblin in two. Its body disintegrates and drops a magic stone. The magic stone, shaped like a diamond, falls to the ground. Lightly swings the sword to wipe the blood off the blade. You tilt your head to reassure. Now it is safe. Hahu cries loudly and runs to Hagu. You really are a hero. You try to pull the kid away. What is wrong with? Get away from me. Suddenly, Hajang also runs over to Hagu tight. The two kids hug you, crying, I am so scared. With a pale face, try to push the two kids away. You guys, just a moment ago. Come on. What about those two friends? Taking advantage of everyone's distraction, they quietly slip outside. You take a deep breath and focus. Your eyes widen and sparkle. Your mana radiates around you to help you send. Hajang has a lot of mana, and it is fine if they have it too. They are already running away. Oha suddenly notices a goblin. Wait a moment. I need to deal with the one approaching the gym first. The goblin walks around while growling, and suddenly your voice catches its attention. What are you looking for? In front is someone holding a box cutter blocking the way. You wrap mana around the blade with a surge of killing intent. The goblin growls and charges. It swings horizontally, but you duck to avoid it. Force of your leg. You stomp down hard and leap up. Quick as light, you wrap around behind it. You swing the knife down hard. Thrust is powerful enough to pierce through the goblin's chest. It angrily turns its head pair to swing an axe. You quickly jump high to evade. Once more, you kick off the ceiling to gain momentum and dive down. You strike straight down towards it. Just like previous one, the goblin's body turns to dust and vanishes. A magic stone falls in front of you. Oha retrieves the knife and mutters, this is no longer useful, then tosses it away. Anyone who dares step into the kindergarten, I will deal with them mercilessly. Oha quickly runs away. Please, are you guys okay? And Ha immediately channeled mana into his eye. Giant, I asked you to come back to the present. The two kids were still crying nonstop. You sighed and thought anything is fine. I suddenly appeared. Haja, are you guys alright? You were startled. Teacher Tio and looked down at the two kids who were still crying. You replied with a tired expression. A little while later, the players gathered at the kindergarten. One person facing you asked, did you really defeat it? You scratched your cheek, saying the goblins pretty badly injured. So after stabbing them a few times, they vanished. He handed over a magic stone, saying even high-level goblins are not weak enough for a 7-year-old to do. The only way to take down a monster is to destroy its core with a mana-enhanced weapon or an extremely powerful physical attack. He frowned. What about the goblin in the hallway? Anna quickly made up a story. It must have been the goblin outside that took that one down. Those two must have fought each other. No wonder it was so badly injured before I took it down. Maybe those two were not that close. Player still seems suspicious. Yeah, probably. The scene shifted to the award ceremony. The office sincerely apologized to the kindergarten for the recent incident they had to endure. From now on, we promise to do our best to protect the school and the main character of today. No way. Certificate for the Brave Child Award. The teachers and friends down below are all clapping and cheering. I remember how your parents scolded you. Isn't the C incident enough for you guys? Write an apology letter by hand and let us talk. And Ha holds the paper, trembling all over. So embarrassing. Someone reminds him. Come on, smile. He tries to force a smile. The doing kindergarten event. Parents are bustling about dropping off their kids. A long time ago, there was a princess named Snow White who had a fair and beautiful Snow White, a giant. Snow White also had a warm heart, so she was dearly loved by the 7 dwarfs in the forest. Kids are really into the scene, and the teacher Tao is narrating in a deep corner of the stage. Gia and Dia Fee are waiting. The kid is panicked. What should I do? I can't remember any lines. What is wrong with? What is it? You only have one line to say. Right. You should not eat it. And hi heck, you suddenly remember. Right. As the cap, you remember everything. Has sight. He has changed so much after the monster incident. Remember when Zhihaosi calling him a warrior? We agreed to call him captain instead of warrior. Zhihaosi points at himself, smiling confident. Alright, I will show the captain how awesome I can be. Ziha looks puzzled. Really strange. Back on stage. The wit, played by Minnie, steps forward. Look at this red apple. Does not it look delicious? A giant, playing the princess, is excited. It is really beautiful. And it looks tasty too. The dwarfs quickly intervene. No princess. You should not eat food from strangers. That is right. I am sure that apple is poison. Princess, do not eat it. And Hayase starts to tremble. The kid panics and yells loud. That is right. Hayadosi points and makes the friends around jump. I was telling a story when the scene before my eyes froze me. The surroundings suddenly fell silent for a long moment. Suddenly, the audience below bursts into laughter. Anna stands in the middle and sighs. He acts like a robot. Min angrily throws the apple hard. Eat it and get away from me. The apple flies straight into an Hai's mouth. The girl screams loud. Not you. A nearby boy cries out. And here he sees. Suddenly, my voice echoes. The dwarf ate the poisoned apple instead of the princess. He waves his hand signaling. But the queen refuses to give up. The queen forces the princess to eat the rest of the apple. Teo signals Mun, who looks pale and does not know what to do. The girl shoves the apple straight into Ajang's mouth. You eat it and get out of my life. Ajang reaches out. Minjiji runs away screaming loudly. Who is your mom? I am your stepmother. I told you not to call me that again. After a moment, the girl's cheeks suddenly flush bright red. Ajang. My head is spinning as I collapse down. While the rest of the friends pull Ji Haksaiv off the stage. I pat him on the shoulder with anticipation. His eyes are filled with tears. All I can do now is trust you. Let us bet on which class will perform the best today. Curse this damn teacher silent. It is your turn now. And Anna slowly steps outside. You slowly approach where Ajang is lying. Suddenly, a voice from below makes Anha freeze in place. Is that him? Kid looks terrifying. Is that the kid who took down the monster? No way. The city has awarded him for that. But a child dealing with a monster. The monster would not hesitate to sacrifice human. It is like an immortal player. How strange. The scene in his mind becomes empty. Suddenly, your sister calls out loudly to Nanu. You shudder for a moment, regaining your senses. Below, an A is standing with your parent, waving, and Hao is over here. And Ki, his parents are cheering too. Your son is amazing. You are so handsome. And Ha, your mom is here. Hearing your family's voice, you stand still for a moment. Suddenly, Anha breaks into a happy smile. I am so embarrassed. Your body relaxes and your legs start to move. Anna stands tall in front of Ajay, who is lying peacefully on the flower. Anna takes a deep breath and exhale. You sit down and touch the girl's forehead. How can there be someone so beautiful in this world? Anna leans down and gently kisses Ajay on the forehead. The girl's cheeks turn red and she slowly opens her eyes. You hold Ajay's hand and gently help her sit up. The audience below keeps applauding for your performance. And Ha and Ajay bow together to the audience. Un runs out with his friend. That is a mess. Come here. They all lift and Ha up. You look pale. These guys are really dangerous. I am going to fall. Suddenly, a pair of hands catch and Ha. Person is Dad and Ha. You did great. He lifts you onto his shoulder. You are my son. He laughs loudly at that. Right. Mama brings the newborn baby over and Ha. Why do you look you? She smiles. Have you found out what you want to do? Johanna thinks. Last year Mom asked the same thing. What do you want to be when you grow up? And has gaze dropped. I do not know yet. I still do not know what I should do. Looking at everyone having fun in front of me. But I want to be happy. I do not want anyone to ruin this happiness. So I smile and exclaim. You are holding Dad's head. Maybe you are a warrior. Dad, let me down. Dad in a tease. Just like the warrior wants. Mother nose face soft as she looked at you with a satisfied gaze. That is right, my dear. Do whatever you want. I will support my son. Time passed quickly. And Anha was now in class. We sincerely congratulate the new students entering elementary school. And on a spring day when the flowers bloom, it was the year of the god. Know how at 8 years old. Minji Ji spoke up from behind. Why did you do something so embarrassing? Principal is giving a speech, you know. So why do you care about that? Ajang reminded from the side. You guys, the teacher said to be quiet. And Hiosi was excited. Boss, there will be a lot of strong kids coming to school. When are we going to show our dominance? Jia said seriously. And I'm you. So do not act rashly. The kid got excited. Just like a boss. You are worried that I might get hurt. You are at a loss for words. Not just about this. The teachers hope you will enjoy school. Ji Hiofi's constant bothering made him tired. I am already feeling worn out. A room in the hallway is a class. Minji stood up confidently and introduced herself. Hello, I'm Kimini. I live in He District. I am here to study at Duin Kindergarten like any other kindergarten. I want to have fun and make lots of friends. I like to watch movies and listen to music. Jia thought to himself, why is she talking so long? The teacher standing at the podium smiled awkwardly. We do not have much time, so let us share more next time. This is our first year. And our homeroom teacher is Jinna. The girl took a breath and sat down under the watchful eye. Class, I could not hold it in. Jana spoke up. Next is Noon. Please introduce yourself. You stood up. My name is Noonjin, and I am enrolled at Duin Kindergarten. Nice to meet. She smiled and asked, is that all? You nodded. Gina continued through the list. Next is Dong Ajang. Ajang, please introduce yourself. The girl, quite shy, stood up. Ajang closed her eye, trying her best to speak. The girl's mind was spinning as Ajang and Ha, sitting next to her, observed the girl in deep thought. Remembering the time at Ajang's CO Kone's house, he said, it is great to meet you all. I'm Ajang's dad. The kids from the kindergarten came to play. Hello, uncle. He smiled. Was it difficult to get here? I will make a really nice lunch for you all. Do you want something to drink? He looked at CO Kon with some doubt. Is this really Ajang's dad? I feel like I have met him somewhere before. The little one joyfully turned around to, I want mango juice. I want mango juice too. Uncle, I like yogurt. Dad, I want yogurt too. He turned to you and asked, what about you? Jeha pointed to herself. Do you want an espresso without banana water? A beautifully arranged table of food and drinks is set up. Kid could not hold back, popped a piece of food in his mouth. It is so delicious. Is this smoked river meat? This is tasty too. Minji smugly said. Now do you all understand? Ajang's dad is really good at it. It is hard to understand. Then why are you so proud? The girl scoffed cold. Because Ajang is my friend. The two of them started arguing. Got it, silly. I told you not to call me that. Alright then. What kind of pig is this? And Haglantu, who were constantly bickering, took a sip and wondered what could be so delicious. Kids were so happy. Just after taking a sip, he stared wide-eyed in amaze. What is this? What did I just drink? My mana is surging. I can't believe it. This is a potion. The kinds of potions that restore mana in the body. Monster hunters always carry these potions as mana is closely tied to their life force. Seeing his unusual expression, Ajang worriedly asked, what is wrong? Is it? You smiled slightly. It is really good. What is your dad's name? Ajang. Girl asked unexpectedly. My dad. He is currently in the kitchen mixing. His name is Sigon. Hearing that name, you suddenly remembered and was startled. His eyes lit up. Ajang. Let us be best friends. Anna chuckled to himself. Think Dong Seo. He is the one who has revolutionized the pharmaceutical market. With his filtering skill, he can select the best ingredients to extract mana. In the future, he will become the mogul of the pharmaceutical market of the Alice Group, one of the top 3 companies in South Korea. Wait, but I remember he does not have a daughter. You suddenly recall that his daughter is alive because you saved. Unha placed his hand on the girl's shoulder. Ajang, if anyone bullies you at school, just tell me, and I will protect. Ajang blushed with embarrassment upon hearing, well, thank you. Back to the present. Ajang was struggling to introduce herself. She regained her composure. I like Minji J, and I also graduated from the kindergarten. I enjoy reading books and drinking tea. Although I am very shy to talk to someone I meet for the first time. Let us get to know each other. Unha gave a thumbs up. Great job. Well done. That is what a friend is for. Regina smiled happily. Good job. Ajang. Next up will be Jin Siona. Everyone turned towards the girl. Even Unha was taken by surprise. On Jin Siona's head were a pair of ears like a cat. Behind her was a tail that swayed back and forth. Are they real? Is she a monster? Half-human. Half-human is a term for children with mutation caused by the uneven distribution of mana in their bodies. Those with loved ones killed by monsters really hate the half-breed because they look so much like monsters. The shy girl spoke up. I am Jin. I do not go to press school. Nice to meet you. People around started whispering. My mom told me not to go near. I do not know. Just that we should not play with. You think to yourself, seems like there is a lot of prejudice against half-breeds. Regina is about to read. Next, before she finishes her sentence, he stands up straight. I am Choi. I like to swing my sword and I am learning to control mana from my boss. A boy curiously asks, who's the boss? Kid is acting mysterious. You guys do not know who the boss. GAF points towards Z. Person sitting over there is the boss. The strongest in our class is the boss. So think about fighting the boss. The boss is super strong. Hooray for the boss. The boss is number 1. She quickly tries to stop. Can you sit down? Gina's face suddenly turns angry. Also, and Ha, please stay after school. Invite your parents to meet too. You sit there crying. I did not do any. And Ha sits in a corner, sighing. What bad luck. Jihidosi's voice ringing out. The boss is number 1. The boss is number 1. Regina immediately gets angry. And Ha, go to the teacher's room. You are grinding your toy. From now on, you will have to endure hellish training. At the cafeteria, I already spoke up for the 3rd time. She will remember your face when serving the food. Oh my, how did you know? She even remembers my name. name. Minja stood up and said loud, aha, do you want to get anything else? I was just about to ask for a little more. Anna then gave a wicked smile. Yeah, go get more right, you greedy pig. The girl got angry and shouted, I am not a greedy pig. I just took less food than usual. Hajang spoke up to diffuse the tension. That is right. Aha, you are mistaken this time. You chuckled lightly. Alright. While the two were bickering, they suddenly stopped. Look, is not that her? What a surprise. She actually has a tail. How can someone like that be in our school? Be careful not to make eye contact. Jin Siona was carrying a tray looking around for a place to sit. She suddenly noticed a spot that was still empty. That table has 3 rather arrogant girls. Jinona hesitated. Can I sit here? Jin Siona coldly replied. You can tea. Anna sighed. She went to ask Jin Siona out of it. The girl looks down on you. Do you have a problem? Are you crazy? Jin Siona looked used. What? Who do you think you are to sit? 2 girls at the table also joined in with their mockery. Do you think this is where you belong? You need to take a good look at your plate and your clothes too. What is wrong with her clothes? Did she pick them up somewhere? You should have stayed at your temple. The girl trembled and then tried to speak. Minjae shouted angrily. Jin Sina, do you think just being rich is enough? You are really being mean. Hajang started to cry. She is so mean. Seeing Yuha's unhappy face made Uhajofi worried and called for his older brother. Kids around kept laughing, looking at her crying, remembering the past life. Not everyone is a good person. Do you think that the poorer someone is, the more isolated they are from society, the better their heart will be? What about if Yuha asks back? Jin Parang, sitting across. But you are wrong. There definitely are good. That is right. There will be kind, but there are more bad ones. He asked again. What about that? What if it confuses him? What does that mean? What I mean is, you should not treat them better just because they are half human. It seems like you have been taking care of the half human because of me. Yuha interrupted. Let us stop. Jin Parang, why do you think I am a good person? He replied. I did not mean that. Yuha drew her sword, startling Jin Parang. So do not you see me as a weak person who can't tell right from wrong? He fearfully leaned back. That is not what I meant. Why are you so tense all of a sudden? Yuha said sharp. That is because you crawled into my tent at midnight and disturbed my sleep. Nonsense. Get out and stand guard or something if you do not want to get hit. He stood up, all his hair on end. Alright, the chest of the Jin Parang abyss has just defeated a monster. Those monsters are pretty strong. Indeed, the monsters from the abyss are something else. His eyes widened in shock as he quickly turned back. Jin Parang was suddenly hit by an object. He could not react in time, and his stomach was heavily injured. What just attacked Jin Parang was a sharp leg, and in front was a monster shaped like a giant scorpion. Seeing he was still alive, it continued to attack from a distance. It was rapidly approaching. It was he swung his sword and sliced the monster's leg in half. His eyes filled with a fierce aura radiating around him. The monster, with one leg chopped off, staggered back in pain, roared in anger and charged forward to attack. Aha struggled to lean away. He gripped his sword tight, numerous wounds from his sword strikes appearing on the monster. Aha flew past it, unleashing multiple attacks at once. At this moment, the entire body of the monster was torn into pieces. He hurriedly ran to Jin Parang, calling out loudly. Parang, Aha lifted his exhausted body up. Jin Parang, hurry up, you have come this far already. You still have the boss to face. From a distance, Rudsdung rushed over, and Baranga, his voice turned cold. Deku Dung, heal him quick, Rawl, get it together. Have you forgot? I know my wounds better than anyone. The reason I risk my life, the reason we fight is so we can take down the boss here. For the happiness, peace of our homeland. So what are you waiting for? Just grit your teeth. Alright, do you have any last word? He repeated it. That sounds more like you. Do you remember what I said before? Not everyone is a good person. What I mean is you should not treat them better just because they are good. You nodded. I remember. Jin Parang trembled. Because I am not much different. I am actually a very wicked person. As soon as he finished speaking, his body stopped moving. Anha looked blood on his hands and shivered. Jin Parang returned to the present and clenched his. Why am I remembering that now? Anha stood up and said, Min. The girl surprised. What? You turned and walked away. I am sorry in advance. I will be back. Girl sighed, knowing you would do that. Yuha called out, Big brother, you want me to come along? Anha replied calmly. Just sit there and eat. What is wrong with? What is he planning to do? This is really ridiculous. Jin Siana was standing with her head down when his hand reached out. You took the food tray and led the girl away. There is a spot over there. Jin Siana was startled and could not say a word. The girl grabbed his sleeve and Jin Siona jumped. Sorry. You turned back and smiled. It is. My friend has saved a spot for you. The girl hesitated. Sorry, but it will be harder if you help. Anna coldly said, I do not care. One person spoke up and asked, where did they come from? The 2 girls replied immediately. The kindergarten that goes to. Should I ask the other schools about? Jin Sena coldly laughed. You do not need to do that, because judging by their action, they seem to be just low class. Min pointed and spoke up. Welcome. That brat is pretty stubborn, so just forgive him. He said angrily. I love snail. This brat. Anhyuk greeted while eating. Hello. Food today is really good. Jin Siana gently greeted back. Glass of water was brought over. This is barley tea. Ajang suggested to be friends. The girl accepted it. 4 of them looked at Jin Siana together. It is really good and it is hot, so drink it slowly. The girl carefully held the glass of water with both hands. Jin Siana gulped the whole glass. Did you drink it all? The girl continuously food into her mouth. Anna spoke up. Eat slowly. Seeing Jin Siana cry, Anhyuk immediately said, don't worry, they won't eat your food. Min and Ajang also chimed. Don't cry. Are you crying? Here's a tissue. Wipe your tears. The scene shift playground. Anna spoke up. I will go ahead. From now on, you all have to hide your mana, to sneak away or use mana to enhance your physical ability, so I get used and can't catch you. Jin Siana raised her hand and said, I do not know how to control mana. He replied, but you know how to hide, so you will be fine. Right. Min beside him gave a thumbs up. That is right. Defeat him. The girl awkwardly smiled. Anna thought to herself, she does not know how to use that unique skill, the psychic ability. I will teach her later. Then he spoke up, and do not hide in the house. You can only play in this area. Anna leaned her face against the lamp. I will start counting to 100, 98, 97, 96, 3. When she reached 1, Anna slowly opened her eye, cracked his knuckles and said loud, I am coming to find Gotcha. He said. See, he rubbed his chin. Calculating. Now there is only Hajang and Siana left. Can't sense Hajang at all. Hajang is controlling her mana too well. Then I will look for Siana first. Anna quickly sensed and dashed off. Here we go. He ran behind a bush and found her. Jin Siana quickly dashed away. Anna saw her and chased after. Over there. Jin Siana stopped. He reached out his hand as if to touch her. Suddenly, Jin Siana jumped high into the air. She landed on a roof. No way. I won't lose until you catch me. 3 who were caught looked to chasing and shouted. Really? And who smirked cold? We are bound to be discovered too. Are we getting caught? Min slammed her hands together, daring to trick me. This stupid. Let us. And A is excited too. Fine. I want to play again too. I will run faster if I use mana. Seeing the 3 of them run away, I got panicked. You are holding your head and shouting. What is this? How did it end up like this? And I used mana to chase after High. I will catch all of you. Stop right there. Jin Siana smiled happily at the scene in front of earlier. A pair of small feet stepped inside a house. It was no one other than Ajang. Where should I hide? Jay's voice echoed loud. I am coming to find. The girl gathered her strength. I need to throw the mana back first. The mana around her body was thrown back into Ajang's palm. She could not hide inside, so she had to go outside. Suddenly, the stack of books on the stairs caught the girl's attention. Ajang saw it and was mesmerized. Being up, Ajang ventured deep, constantly looking around. The girl picked up a book joyfully. This is definitely paradise. So many books. Ajang realized. Wait, where is this? I should go outside. A red caught the girl's attention. It was so pretty. How do you read this? Suddenly, a voice answered. Alice in Wonderland. Right. I do not know when it happened, but an old man stood behind Ajang. His gaze was cold as he looked girl. Ajang looked up and felt a chill. After a moment, a group of people approached. Alice turned around to chase after the rabbit. You said angrily. Drawing Ajang. The girl sitting on his lap reading jumped in surprise. And Ha stepped forward to greet. Hello. This girl disappeared while playing with. So we came to pick her up. Ajang jumped down and said, you should have said where you were going. I forgot. The other four whispered. My younger brother is so cool. Cap, do not be angry. Unha became furious, forgetting that the girl was trembling. Sorry, but you flicked Ajang hard on the forehead. Dong Ajang. Next time you go anywhere, you have to say it first. Got it. The girl's eyes welled up here. Yeah, she thought to herself. The girl would cry if I hoped any more. You turned to her, trembling. Sorry for bothering you. He smiled. It is. You keep me from being bored. Come play again next time. I really like friends who enjoy reading. Ajang was delighted. Really? He rubbed her head. Really? Ajang excitedly said. I will come back tomorrow. Tomorrow I will finish. Okay, Grant. Jia took the girl's hand. Let us go home. Is late. Runsek spoke up to stop. Making me wait a minute. He raised his phone suggesting we should take the kids home. Outside, a luxury car drove up. A black-suited bodyguard got out to open the door for the kids to get in. Here, anyone who wants to go home, get in the car. You were astonished. Who is this old man? Jai exclaimed. This car is so fancy, so smooth. Ziho was startled. This is an expensive car. After getting in the car, Jungsik immediately issued orders. Unha and Min stood watching them leave. He exclaimed, I have never ridden that car before either. Yua cried inward, feeling so jealous. Outside the school, the rain fell continuous. You sat blankly looking out the window, when suddenly the teacher's voice startled. Alright, so I will write you's name down as a candidate. On the board was the line for voting for the class president, class 4 star. Seeing the name Muha on the board made him jump. Raising his hand to speak. Teacher, why did you write my name? Min Jae spoke up beside him. What do you mean? Someone said you wanted to be class president. He looked confused, pointing at himself. The girl pointed towards Zhu. Who else? Seeing the admiring face of the boy, he frowned. Yu Hyuk waved his hand and laughed, calling out, Big brother. Yuha gritted his teeth. Oh, you are going to pay for this. The boy continued. Big brother is the one who deserves to be class president. But before that, Yuha raised his hand to speak. Teacher, I do not want to do it. Yu Hyuk nominated. You should not let your friends down. Right, he replied. I am not capable of being class president. Teacher, she frowned. What do you mean? You have the ability to do it. And Ha turned to Min and yelled. You should have told me earlier. The girl laughed and turned away. I did say it. Who told you to keep blabbing on? Regina quickly reassured. Alright, the only candidate right now is there anyone else who wants to join? Jin Sena immediately raised her hand. Teacher, and how instinctively noticed the girl. Jin Sena turned around with a smirk. She wants to nominate herself. Anna frowned at the girl's expression. The next day, large boxes of pastries were brought to class. Jin Sena spoke up. My dad bought. Everyone eat up. Kids rushed over, saying Sena is the best. Hamburger. Today's lunch is hamburger. Her two friends started handing them out to those around. Sena said if she became class president, she would treat us to hamburgers once a month. Pick Sena. Anna's group stood aside watching them. A hamburger was handed to you. Anna stood with her hands in her pocket, looking at Jin Sena without saying anything. The girl smirked. Thanks for your vote. He scoffed coldly. I am not eating. Saying that, Anna turned and walked away without hesitation. Jin said, if I become class president, you sighed. You are so young and already at this. Suddenly, familiar voice caught Anna's attention. Person was on Huck, holding a hamburger with shining eyes. Dude, just hold on and give it back. Just eat it. Min and Ajang both declined. I am not begging. You know, I am not eating either. He stood aside observing, saying to the guy, on his brows furrowed, thinking to herself, alright, then let us just try it. The scene shifted to Nate, the mountain and greenery at the elementary school visited by an in spring. Regina called out, kid, I am taking attendance. She called out Nate, raising her hand. She looked over at Jin Sena, the class president and vice president helping class 4. There is a class president named Jin Senena. Girl smiles proud. In class 4, there is a vice president. Right. Grit your teeth in frustration. After a while, she had taken attendance. She led the kids up high to a temple and stopped to explore. After walking for a bit, feeling tired, they started to lay out their cloth to eat lunch. Unha opened her lunchbox, which got a bit mixed up from all the walk. Girl was amazed looking at Unha's lunch. It looks so good. You blushed, wondering when did Unha write. Min came over to tease. Just love you so much. Unha's face turned bright red. Staying quiet. What about yours? Opening it up revealed Japanese-style dish. A friend noticed Ajang. Your lunch looks so pretty. A well-balanced lunchbox beautifully decorated. Unha stroked her chin. Indeed, it is Ajang. A heck suddenly said loud when exploring. You have to eat instant noodle. You and Min Jae looked over in confusion. Instant noodle. You did not bring food. Kid pulled out a jar of instant noodle. Yeah, mom said instant noodles are the best. The two looked at a Hexy with pity. Your mom does not even for you then. You patted the kid on the shoulder. What you said is, Unha thought to herself, from now on, I will reduce my workout intensity. The scene shifts to somewhere in the forest where a young man in black is running away. Curses as he runs. The hell is this? While running, he tripped over a branch. Why is there a monster? The guy in the black shirt fell to the ground, covered in mud. In pain, he tried to crawl away. Suddenly, he saw a foot in front of him that filled him with despair. In front of him were two level 7 hunting monsters. The young man in black fearfully backed away, shouting for help. Suddenly, behind him was a level 6 hellhound monster. He looked in despair as the pack of dogs charged. A scream echoed throughout the forest. The hunting dogs relentlessly tore the body of the young man in black. One of them growled and stopped, and just as it finished speaking, a jolt of electricity surged through the two hunting dogs, causing them pain. They fearfully backed away. The hellhound commanded, and the pack of hunting dogs followed suit. It opened its full, sharp mouth wide. The hellhound tilted its head back and howled to the south. This moment, US class was still having fun, completely unaware. Unhyuk excitedly said, alright, when I count to 3, we okay. Yuha did not think much and was just glad to have clothes to change into. After Unhyuk counted to 3, everyone held up the pieces of her in front of Unhyuk saw the disappointing results and said, I did not get it. Jin Siana, standing nearby, replied with a gloomy face. Me neither. Yuha saw this and encouraged. Just give it up. Hearing this, said loudly, no way. Big brother, I have to find the treasure. If you think that, then answer. Are you a pirate or what? Turning to Min, she tightly held the paper, her eyes blazing with fire. This won't do. Let us dig a little deep. Hearing that, regained her composure and replied. Alright, Yua looked at mine. Think, are you like that too? Minjae, Dongajan. Overhearing the conversation of the four, that I will go to. Jin Sienna replied. Yeah, I am okay with that. Yua walked away cold. Not me. It is nice to meet you all. Minji, seeing him wanting to leave, pulled him back and said, where are you going? This Meidu blurred out a curse under her breath. A moment later, the scene of all 5 people moving deeper into the mountains unfolded. Yu was walking, feeling frustrated. Think, I want to go home. This is climbing a mountain. Why do we have to go to Bukon Mountain when the electing is much closer? Plus, going over this mountain leads to Ungbu District. While moving, a scream from behind made the whole group stop. Jin Sienna, with a worried expression, asked what was going on. Deng Hajing also asked if something was wrong. Uha, with a serious look, raised her hand to speak. Everyone fell silent. A large figure rushed in from afar, burst out of the bushes in front of everyone. Minjae, scared, pointed at the animal and said, what is that? Her hand trembled with fear as she pointed at the hunting dog. The image of a large hunting dog slowly appeared before everyone's eyes. Yua gritted her teeth and thought, damn it, is it today? The accident of watching flowers at Buk and Sun Mountain was very well protected, but for some reason, the monsters in Ungbu District managed to break through the barrier and headed south. It was a serious accident with many casualties. The hunting dog turned its predatory gaze toward the people. Minji felt its bloodthirsty expression and instinctively stepped back in fear. Seizing the opportunity, it jumped toward the little girl. It charged at Minnie, wanting to attack. The little girl fearfully kept backing away. Suddenly, Minjiji lost her balance, fell back. The hunting dog immediately lunged at, baring its teeth as it intended to attack. Minjiji, terror, closed her eyes and screamed loudly. At that moment, a figure rushed out from behind the little girl. Anna kicked hard at the dog, sending it flying. The hunting dog slammed hard to the ground. Anna did not let the dog get back up and immediately lunged on top, his face full of malice. Holding a dagger, he channeled his magic into the dagger, aiming it at the dog's head and stabbed down hard. What followed was a bloody scene. Unha continuously stabbed the hunting dog with the dagger. This scene made the other 4 look at him in fear. After killing the hunting dog, he tossed the deformed dagger aside and used magic to burn the dog's body. After checking and handling everything, Anna turned to the back and asked, are you okay? Min was still scared by the scene and stammered in response. Yeah. Hyuk looked at you and asked again. Big brother, we are the ones who should be asking you. I replied. What do you mean? Hyuk continued. I do not know how to say it. That is not the big brother I know. And wiping the blood off his said, I am just a little worried. He thought about it. Hyuk is right. When I took down the monster, I was a zombie player who was crazily hunting monsters and destroying them. And he looked at his blood-stained hand, thinking he had shown them a side they should not have seen. Suddenly, countless screams pulled him out of his thought, and Ho turned to ask and what we should do now. Minji quickly replied, what do you mean? Run. Of course. And Ha thought he had also considered that they should run. You analyze. But the hounds move in pack. They are pouring down in droves from the top of the mountain. I probably won't be able to save everyone. There is only one way left. Anna said to the kid. His expression was serious. Listen carefully to what I say. The scene shifts to an area somewhere in the mountain. A hand carefully placed a cloth on a rock saying, I will rest here. Gina Senna took out her phone and said to the other, you guys go look for the treasure. The other 3 responded in unison. The chubby girl awkwardly replied, no way. The boy with glasses scratched his head and said, can we rest together? Seeing this, Gina Senna shot an annoyed glance. 3. Immediately, the 3 turned around and continued to search for the treasure. The green-haired girl said, there is nothing here. We are leaving now. The chubby girl quickly replied, 2. Take a rest, Senna said. Seeing the 3 continue diligently searching for treasure, Jin Senna went back to fiddling with her phone. Suddenly, Jin Senna heard the screams of her 3 companions. Looking annoyed towards the sound, she saw the 3 of them running down the mountain with terrified faces, screaming nonstop, and her expression dark as she looked, what is going on? Immediately, she saw a pack of hunting dogs madly running toward Jin Senna. Panicked, thinking it was a monster. Before she could react, all 3 had run past, leaving her still sitting there. A hunting dog spotted Jin Senna sitting still and charged. Terrified, she shouted, is anyone there? Jin Senna's eyes were filled with desperation and tears. Help! Jin Senna shut her eyes, tears unconsciously streaming from the corners of her eyes. At that moment, a bullet flew in and hit the hunting dog in the stomach. The dog fell to the ground, trembling. A voice called out, is that you? Hearing another person's voice, Jin Senna looked up. In front of her was Oha, one hand holding a sword, the other a gun. Approaching her, seeing she did not respond, continued, if you do not want to get hurt, go down the mountain. Jin Senna, still in shock, replied, oh, with a calm expression, said, you handle the rest. In front of him were still 2 hunting dogs growling at the 2 of them. As Oha began to walk away, Jin Senna grabbed his sleeve and shouted, where are you going? You have to protect, right? Seeing that you had no response, she put on a pitiful face looking at you. Unha, with a frightening expression, looked down at Jin and said, don't pull my leg, get lost. On his face dark, and a cold voice came from your mouth. From now on, listen to what I say. You all need to run down the mountain. If you see any adult, tell them to call the player. Hearing this, who was standing next to you, curiously asked, big brother, are not you coming with? Immediately, Unha replied without hesitation, I will stay back to find the other. Instant, the kid rushed to interrupt, then I will go with, I have trained my mana too. I can't. But before you could finish, Anna sternly interrupted, your gaze became frightened and your threatening tone echoed. Stop joking around. Focus on surviving. Seeing this, whose expression suddenly froze, and their mouth was agape. Not caring much about the kid in front of you, you continued pointing at them and spoke up. You 4 will form a team and always keep this in mind. The hunting dogs have a great sense of smell. You all need to suppress your mana as much as possible. You can do it, right? They nod eagerly, and Yuha goes deeper into the forest alone. At this moment, you wave your hand, throwing food from the box around, thinking there is a small amount of mana in the food made by Hajime. The hunting dogs are very sensitive to the scent of mana. I will use this to distract. Suddenly, you softly say, now, let us use mana to check their current position. Immediately, a blue light surrounds you and radiates in all directions. Anna closed his eyes tight, and the light above began to reveal the positions of everyone. Tanchi told himself, okay, can buy some time for the kids to escape. Blinking, quickly darted from one side to the other. Suddenly, Anna looked up at the sky. A black mist was slowly creeping towards. He was taken aback and exclaimed, oh my, this is really no joke. Then he noticed the water bottle stuffed in one side of his backpack, and an idea flashed in his mind. Now he only had half the mana compared to before he reset, and he still had that orange tea, but it was better to save it for later. Suddenly, a loud roar erupted from the black mist that made Unha jump. The hunting dogs were now devouring the corpse, and amidst their greedy munching, there were also sounds of voices rising up. Help! A man with tear-filled eyes screamed as the hunting dogs opened their mouths towards Terra. Help me, help me. The man cried out in pain immediately. Even though his body had been brutally attacked, the dog quickly licked bloodied mouth, but did not stop. They continued to tear into the remaining corpse, looking extremely ferocious. Suddenly, one of the hunting dogs in the pack froze. At that moment, Anna charged at them with a weapon, continuously attacking decisively. Right then, one hunting dog collapsed. This made the others hastily retreat to avoid him. Suddenly, you turned your head to look at the man's body who just shouted earlier, causing the nearby hunting dogs to flinch. You observed the man in front of you, particularly noticing the small glowing sword strapped to his side. Thinking to yourself, just as I guessed, he would have a weapon with him if he is a player. Without hesitation, you reached out to grab the sword, the voice in your head still ringing. Can't use a long sword because it is too heavy, so this will be enough. As soon as you had the weapon in your hand, you scrutinized it carefully, but your gut was still evaluating. This sword is infused with mana. With this, even without using mana, I can still take down these bastards. Immediately, you pointed the tip of the sword at the hunting dog, your fingers continuously taunting them in a provocative tone. Come on. Seeing your smugness, they could not help but howl. A large hunting dogly charged towards you, and your gaze was fixed on its underbelly. Without hesitation, you gripped the sword firmly, intending to strike. With a decisive motion, a loud clash echoed as the sword stabbed forcefully into the hunting dog's belly. But it did not stop there. The other hunting dogs ferociously attacked as well. Suddenly, your terrifying gaze darted towards them. Instantly, you swiftly maneuvered with the sword through the hunting dog, causing them to howl in pain. Out of nowhere, one lunged towards your back, but fortunately, you reacted in time, quickly bending down so it attacked nothing but air. You thrust the sword hard into the hunting dog's body. Not wasting any time, you pulled the weapon out, making the wound even worse. Not stopping there, the other hunting dogs looked at him with fear, greedy eyes, and charged forward. Suddenly, a beam of light emitted from the hand resting on the ground of Yu. Instant, a powerful force made his whole body seem to soar into the air. Not afraid, U's gaze turned towards the hunting dogs that were staring blankly at him flying into the sky. That moment, placed his hand on the sword's blade. A source of power radiated out in the blink of an eye. He directed that energy down towards the ground where the hunting dogs were gathering. Suddenly, a sound whooshed by, and that power unleashed countless beams of light like shooting stars that rushed towards the hunting dogs. Before long, they were continuously howling as the beams attacked. Their terrifying faces twisted in pain. Wounds appeared, making them howl even louder. O was gradually descending back to the ground, but not yet done. Quickly dashed past the pack of hunting dogs. A large streak of light caused them to huddle together, and that light even created a curve. Before long, a star-shaped array appeared among the hunting dogs, while us swiftly ran off in the blink of an eye. A loud explosion erupted, sending the hunting dogs flying everywhere. This moment, quiet space seemed to have returned. Senna stood before the burning pack of hunting dogs, trembling, uncontrollable. The girl's face looked at the scene before her in fear, when suddenly a voice rang out from afar. What is this? Is that you? Anna gradually stepped closer, still holding the gun and sword from earlier. Quietly added, if you want to live, hurry down the mountain. Senna, sitting on a rock, trembled and suddenly looked, but then turned away to look. Her voice echoed, I have done my part. So you handle your. Suddenly, the hunting dogs from afar watched fierce intense. Over here. He turned to leave, but Senna quickly grabbed his arm, yelling, where do you think you are going? You have to protect, right? Her eyes were watery, looking at Anha as she commanded. Yet he seemed indifferent, his expression dark, his voice cold. Stop bothering me and go away. Hearing this, Senna's trembling hand let go, and he even added a threatening remark. They are coming for us. The uncle you brought is in critical condition. You should hurry and help. After saying this, Anna quickly took off after his final words. I am leaving. Unexpected. Senna whispered. I want. Her expression darkened as she saw Anha's figure slowly fading. I want to go with. Meanwhile, he kept running forward with long strides, his whole body exuding a chilling aura towards the darkness ahead. He quickly dashed through, but suddenly a wave of dark energy to block. Yet, without much fear, Anna smiled triumph. Found you. That moment, below ground were a pack of hunting dogs, led by a large one, a level 6 hellhound. As soon as it saw him, the hellhound howled fierce, surrounded by a wave of dark energy. In the blink of an eye, the gust of wind surrounded. Suddenly, a flash of light appeared in the dark app, along with a sound coming from your mouth. Whether you have been marked or not, before finishing the sentence, your gaze became incredibly frightened, and with a smug tone, you continued, you are going to be finished. You dog. The beams of light continuously shot down to the ground. The hellhound, sensing danger, leaped back. Instantly, the beams of light attacked the hunting dog, causing them to howl in pain. At that moment, just landing on the ground, flashed a wicked smile at the hellhounds moving above. You stood up, watching the large dog on the hill, and it immediately howled angrily. Moments later, the surviving hunting dogs charged towards your back, just in time to react. You quickly dodged to the side, avoiding the hunting dog's attack. You then thrust your sword fiercely at. You pulled the bloodied sword out, aiming your gun forward. You relentlessly shot at the hunting dog in front of you. Suddenly, you turned around, and the pack of hunting dogs rushed towards you as if to swallow their prey. Your gaze was equally fierce, grinding your teeth in frustration as you wielded your sword to attack. You dashed past, swinging your sword at, while the attacked hunting dog cried out in agony. Just then, fire erupted, incinerating them. Anna paused, looking up at the hellhounds above, surrounded by fierce hunting dogs lurking nearby. Anna gently raised the gun, murmuring, this is really some moment. 4 children were running down the mountain when they suddenly remembered Anha's warning. You all understand what you need to do, right? The hunting dog is a very strong monster. You have to suppress your mana as much as you can, right? Along with that was the sound of everyone responding. Okay. Suddenly they froze and stopped. Right in front of them were paths that seemed to make them hesitate. Anhuk softly asked, Ajayang, where do we go now? Hearing the voice, Ajayang did not reply yet, still panting, but her mind whispered, I am so, but I have going. Anha's words echoed in Ajayang's mind. Dung Ajayang, Jin Siana, you two will be the guide. Ajayang will be the main guide, because she has sharp sense. Siana will assist, and you all must follow Ajayang. Suddenly, Ajayang's eyes sparkled, and she reminded herself that she had to do in the blink of an eye. A stream of black energy radiated from one side. Seeing this, Ajayang softly said, there is something off to the left. At that moment, Siana suddenly recalled Anha's words. His senses were very good, so if there were monsters around, he would sense them. Hearing that, Siana seemed to agree with Ajayang and replied, yeah, the sound from the left is not good at all. As soon as she finished, Min beside her chimed in, alright, even though we know it is exhausting, we have running. After that, 4 of them continued moving in the opposite direction. Suddenly, a thought crossed their mind. This moment, Yuhuk's face looked tired, and he wondered aloud, why are not there any players? Suddenly, fierce sound echoed, causing the boy to quickly turn his head in the direction it came from. Just as another small hand firmly grabbed Ukka's hand, Min raised her voice to the boy, don't look back, just run. This moment, Min also recalled the earlier conversation and Kim Min-ji, ensuring the others would not do anything reckless. Min-ji quietly expressed her curiosity. Is it over? Anna patted the girl's head, teasing Min-ji. Hearing that, Min-ji got annoyed and scolded that name. Then he quietly replied, yeah, it is. Flashback end. Min-jae was still running, looking quite annoyed as he clicked his tongue. Suddenly, something appeared in front of him, emitting a terrifying black aura. Ajayang immediately spoke. spoke. Wait, there is something in front of. The four of them stood frozen in front of the ominous black presence that was growling. Out of nowhere, a hairy foot stepped forward, and on its back were large horns. Min saw the monster in front of him and nearly panicked, letting out a small gasp. In the blink of an eye, a large hunting dog appeared. It viciously opened its mouth wide and let out loud howl. Hunting dog. The hunting dog continued to howl at the sky as if calling someone. Seeing its strange behavior, Yuhuk softly asked, "What is it doing?" Mindy next to him with a scared face immediately replied, "Look over there." Instant, in the distance, the hunting dog getting closer. It seemed like they were surrounded by the howling hunting dogs. They kept advancing towards the four kids. GFC watched everything anxious, trying to find a way to escape. Suddenly, the boy remembered what Ha had Choi on it. He was the only one who could protect everyone. "You are the strongest, so you will be the main damage dealer. You have to fight the monsters on the way." As soon as he finished speaking, GF high-fived Ha, his voice confidently declaring, "Okay." At that moment, Ji-Ike was holding a long sword, quietly thinking in his mind, "Big brother, we can do this, right?" Another scene appeared in his mind. He was standing next to the supervisor, watching the boy practice. He raised his voice to remind, "Dante, close your eye. Hurry up." Meanwhile, Yusi kept talking, breaking free from the memory. Poor Niose was faced with countless hunting dogs charging towards. Without hesitation, he quickly grasped the sword and attacked. Just with a single strike, the hunting dog howled in pain and in a moment fell down unsteadily. Seeing his own action, Ji-Hyosi joyfully exclaimed, "Did it?" Needing behind him immediately shouted, "What do you mean by that, you idiot?" But it did not last long. As the pack of hunting dogs growled continuously, they quickly lunged at Yu. This moment, the kid did not hold back, sword in hand, ready to attack again. In the blink of an eye, few hunting dogs were hit, yelping in pain. Unfortunately, a scratch from a hunting dog tore into your back. This made the kid panic and let out a small cry. Immediately, the pack of hunting dogs charged fiercely. They darted past Yu, quickly snatching the sword away. At the same time, they used their sharp claws to scratch at the kid's body. The other three saw Yu in pain and worry. Minnie quietly spoke up. Unhai, Sina, with a terrified face, whispered to herself, "Those monsters are toying with Unhigu." The kid stubbornly continued towards the hunting dog, saying, "You won't give up because I." At that moment, a hunting dog lunged right in front of you, and immediately, the kid let out the remaining words stuck in his throat. The main damage dealer of the group, quick powerful punch struck directly at the hunting dog. This made him get thrown away with broken teeth, looking utterly miserable, and Hyuk suddenly froze. Kid looked at his hand, silently thinking about what he just did. Suddenly, a hunting dog rushed towards him, but Uek was still lost in thought. Feeling like what the boss did earlier, quickly attacked the kid decisively, causing Uek not to react in time and be thrown aside. Immediately, three others looked lying far away, panicked and shouted, "Hunt!" At this moment, and Hyuk was in pain, holding his wound, trying to sit up, but in the blink of an eye, the hunting dog approached, placing its paw on Yu Hyuk's body and biting down. It was fierce, its disheveled face seemed ready to swallow the kid whole. Three girls were horrified at the scene before them, worriedly shouting. Sina, with tears streaming down, softly cried out. Suddenly, they recalled the joyful moments spent together, and a thought flashed through their mind. "Please, someone save us, anyone, please." Suddenly, the fierce hunting dog opened its mouth wide and lunged at Yu Hyuk, quickly raised his hand to shield him, causing his arm to be caught in its mouth. On this side, the girls from earlier quickly extended their hand, casting spells towards the pack of hunting dogs that were howling. From Siana, her hair lit up. Siana clasped her hands together as if chanting something, kept calling out, "Is anyone there?" Suddenly, bright light burst forth power. It spread to everything around, dazzling the space, and suddenly a gentle breeze began to emanate, gradually moved towards the hunting dog, leaving them confused. That breeze became powerful like a whirlwind, sweeping the hunting dogs away. For long, formed a barrier surrounding the four, tossing the dogs far away. Siuna saw the phenomenon before her and whispered, "What is this whirlwind? It seems like it won't harm us." Suddenly, a giant seemed to realize something and shouted out. The girl quickly rushed to where Hike was injured, shouting loud, "On he!" Three quickly helped Hyosi to stand up, and a voice rang out, "You must be really scared." A pair of legs gradually appeared with that voice. That moment, a woman was floating in the sky. This surprised the children and the hunting dogs quite a bit. She walked step by step on the breeze, gently approaching them, her red hair revealed, and the four looked on in astonished. She did not hesitate either. Softly speaking, "You all close your eyes for a moment." Dottie asked Yang Mafang. Sao to look towards the hunting dog, holding a fan to cover her mouth, saying, "I will punish these naughty ones for you." Over here, the hunting dogs had been almost completely wiped out. All around were only flames consuming them. Suddenly the boy reached for the water bottle and tossed his back aside. Anna quickly opened the bottle, quietly thinking that when on the mount one should drink a bit of rice wine. As soon as the bottle was opened, he hurriedly took a few sips, his thoughts still flowing, yet he had not created anything so he could not do much. After drinking, he immediately tossed the bottle behind and walked away. "You hold the sword in your hand. Provocative look on your faces, you say. You guys are definitely dead." As soon as you finish, the water bottle crashes to the ground, and rushes towards the hellhounds decisive. In the blink of an eye, you have been flung away by his attack. From behind, the hunting dogs also start to creep forward and attack, suddenly reacting just in time. Tia kicks them away, saying, "Stop barking like dog." In no, he swiftly dodges from side to side to attack the hunting dog. Immediate one rushes at. Seeing this, Jia raises his gun disdainfully and lies down on the ground until death. Without hesitation, he decisively shoots it down. Not stopping there, he turns to fight the approaching hunting dog and has sharp gaze, along with the glowing sword, blends with their dark blood. In the blink of an eye, the hunting dogs have been chopped into several pieces. Their bodies are torn apart, blood splattering everywhere. Once again, Jia swiftly approaches each one and tears them apart, looking incredibly fierce. Suddenly, he stopped, his exhausted face struggling to catch his breath, and directed En's gaze at the hellhound, raised the sword in his hand, and said, "Come in." A spark flashed in his eye, and a quickly dashed toward the monster dog, murmuring to himself, "Heavenly movement unexpected. My whole body feels like there is a current running through it." En's face twisted in a grimace, silently think, "Have I done my best?" But his legs still pushed off the air and sprang up, hastily exclaiming, "That is right." This moment, the hellhound also stomped its foot on the ground to gain momentum, and did not hesitate, rushing toward it to fight, whispering in his gut, "But what about this move?" Suddenly, the sword in his hand was snatched by the hellhound. Taking advantage of this opportunity, he quickly pulled out a gun and fired a few shots at it. Two bullets swiftly flew through the air, and the hellhound suddenly seemed to realize something, its fierce eyes locking onto Enha at that moment, causing him to freeze, silently cursing in his head. Damn it. Instant, the hellhound opened its mouth wide, a massive flame spewing out toward Unha, reacting in time, he shifted and jumped to the side. The hot air gushed out just as Unha dodged, but not stopping there. He grabbed the gun and fired continuously at the hellhound again. The bullets quickly hit its body. This caused the hellhound to howl in pain. That moment, he landed on the ground and hastily tossed the gun aside. He looked at the hellhound in front of him, and they faced each other, one person and one one dog, and firmly held the sword in his hand, telling himself, I have used up all my bullets. I have to fight up close now. My mana is running low, but I can still hold on. At that moment, the hellhound was still fiercely staring at us. Suddenly, the air around it began to dissipate, but in the blink of an eye, it was surrounded by black orbs radiating energy, along with a chilling voice rising up from the arrogant humanity. Upon hearing this, Z's gaze faltered for a moment, and he softly said, does it still have the strength to attack again? And how was sweating? Does it still have a bit of energy left for one more strike? Those are wounds, right? It is not something else. It is about to exhale smoke to attack. The hellhound yelled, I will destroy you. He angrily charged forward, regardless of what it was, determined to cut it down. He swung his knife fiercely when suddenly a patch of darkness appeared ahead, and How was surprised. He did not think it was poisonous, because he could just blow it away. He swung the knife at the hellhound with great force. He boldly charged at the hellhound without hesitation. The knife in his hand was trembling. He was worried he had no mana left. The streams of golden light burst forth brilliant flashes between the knife and the hellhound sent Anna flying away. He slowly stood up. Anna breathed. He had used up all his remaining mana for deep and still felt this much pain. Anna leaned his head on the sword. He remembered that bastard G looked like he was about to collapse. Jin Paring was indifferent. Let him be. I do not know why people call him a madman. That is because the true ability of a madman is only revealed when, suddenly, blue light surrounded Anha, activating the innate ability only in a dire situation. You stood up, making the ground shake. The hellhounds backed away in fear, then charged like the wind. You dove straight at the hellhound. You are going down for sure, and have fiercely charged forward. The hellhound sensed some, and had chopped off one of its legs. The hellhound fell, terrified, and looked at you, and had prepared to rush in for the next ambush. The hellhound struggled to defend itself. Growing weak, you realized suddenly that it was creating a black ball pushing you away. The ball grew larger, and How assessed the situation. You really call that invisibility? If it is this hard, I can break it. That is why I told you from the start. Do you even remember? You idiot. You swung your sword and tore the black ball apart. Inside, the hellhound emerged, and How looked angrily inside. You opened the ball. Didn't I tell you? You are going down for sure. Anna swung the sword in a final strike in front of the hellhound. You swung down hard, slicing its neck. The head of the hellhound fell to the ground. Anna sat down heavily, breathing a sigh of relief. Looking up, Anna exclaimed, it is, you should lie down. Everything around turned into a pile of gold and flew away. See, smile. Close your eye. I will deal with. Sajan turned away, chuckling to herself. She closed the fan. Saja scolded, you bastard, can't you protect yourself? And just what the hell are you doing? She opened the fan, and Sajan launched a tornado attack. She casually asked, still no report. Sajan reached out her hand, feeling triumph. You guys are done for. The two tornadoes intensified. Purple ray suddenly flew into the two tornadoes. It whirled back and forth between them. The tornado took on a dark purple color. Sajal looked at it confident. She closed the fan. Sajan glanced at the kids behind her. She waved the fan awkward. The tornado quickly dissipated. Sijo felt flushed. Sorry kid. I am really scared right now. Right, don't cry. There is no need to be scared. You are so cool. Jiang's eyes sparkled. You are amazing. Sienna felt shy. Thank on he asked. Who are you? One of the 12 celestial beings. Min reassured. Thank her for. Oh, Hyuk was stunned. She really is one of. You just met one of the best. Min reminded. Don't be rude. Sajan chuckled. Are the kids okay after everything they have been through? They must be panicking out of fear. Si remarked. The kids look pretty bad. We should check for internal injury. Seeing Hajiang glowing, Soon was surprised. What? Hajiang turned to look at Sion. She ran over and hugged Hajiang tight, leaving the girl frozen. Sajan flirted. Do you want to be a player? Girl was flustered. Player. She nodded. That is right. Player. Oh, Hyuk interjected. You are the one who will become a player. Sajan probed. This boy. Not bad. Suddenly, Sajan hugged both of them tight. You guys are so. Did you guys have a telepathic connection? Well done. Thanks to you. I know where you all are. Minjae was happy, thinking she could not do anything, but she did. The girl ran straight to hug Sion. Sajan instructed. You all go down the mountain. The rescue team is here. Min worriedly asked. Aren't you coming with us? She laughed. There are more people I need to rescue, but I won't leave you guys alone. Sajan turned his head. Just as he finished, a dark figure appeared from the mountain. Kang stepped forward and said, why did you leave me all alone? Do you know how hard it was for me to get? Aha replied firmly. The boss has not come back yet. Both Seojan and Kang Chiang were surprised. The boss, who was currently unconscious, recalled when he would take care of himself. Thank goodness. If it were not for me, how many times would you have gotten hurt? Du Dung scolded. The injury from the monster was quite serious. Did not want to lose his mind and hurt himself. Did he? He sighed. What is your problem with my body? She gritted her teeth. You brat. Who is going to take care of you? Li Dung. If it is my body, demand it. It is. I was annoyed. Why are you so angry? Can't I just say I am sorry? Du Dung looked. Sorry. You admit your mistake. Spare some time this. I was curious. Why are you so calm? Just listen. Do you want to die? He felt scared. Alright. Aha opened his eyes tiredly right now. He sat up in the hospital. Aha looked at his wrist curious. It was completely uninjured. There was a knock on the door. Sijal walked. Hello. Aha turned. Hello. Sijal smiled bright. You are awake. Are you in pain? He asked suspiciously. Just you saving me. Aha remarked. A member of the 12th throne. She knows some. Why is John sitting down? Yeah. Just found out and brought you to the hospital right away. Your name is Noah. Right. You are laughing happily. That is right. And as for her, she won't know I am the monster trans. Right. She is so confident. Just call me Sis. Anha laughs along. Min, watch your word. You notice some. Anha is serious. How long have you been here? And what about your friends? Sijan says casually. They are all fine. About 6 hours. Sana and Hajiang are really worried. I contacted their family, so they must be on their way now. You are feeling awkward. They are still safe. What do I say to their family? Sijan is relaxed. I have to investigate. Can you answer me honest? Anha is determined. Yeah. She rests her chin on her hand. The first question. Why were you there? And who killed the monster there? Anha is silent. You scratch your head and laugh off. I do not remember. I was so busy running that I just ended up there. Right before I passed out, someone showed up and saved. John is curious. Really? But you know there was a monster there. She puts her hands on the hospital bed. She glared. Do you think I am the one who killed? Sadu looks straight at Unha. Do you think I am the one who killed those monsters? How are you going to defend yourself? You wave your hand. How could you kill a monster? You are still in elementary school. Sijan reasoned. I believe you did it when looking for your name. Unha. I saw online that last year you received an award for bravery. You are just avoiding it. It is all just a coincidence. She is teasing. What about this time? Did you accidentally beat the pack of hounds too? Anna just laughs it off. This lady is too persistent. You are stuttering. After all, are not you the one Jaw found your fingerprints on the knife and you are still denying it? You are in a tough spot this time. No excuses left. It is so awkward. This sister is sure that she is the culprit. There is no way out now. You should speak up and negotiate. Sijan is quite pleased. She has nothing to lose. What is the point of negotiating with you? Are calm. I will give you some important information. She chuckled. Information. You are giving her information. What kind of information? Anha, I can say anything. We are negotiating after all. Sijan seems to predict that he won't deny having taken out the pack of hounds anymore. What information does this kid planned to give me. She speaks up. So what do you want? He shook his head. I do not want any. Why is John surprised that I do not want any? Oha shook her hand. I just want to live peacefully like this. It is getting dark. So John left. The driver and staff are waiting outside the car. She quietly stepped inside. Investigate the hair of the Dangan Corporation. So John recalled, especially the female hair and her relationship with the head of the Ocean Society. She spoke up. I do not like to joke around much. Are you willing to take responsibility for this? He replied casually. Nothing happened. I will join your society. So John scoffed. Not everyone can get into the Ocean Society. Oha countered. Did not you believe I wiped out the Hellhound? She retorted. So does not that mean you benefit either way? Look, this is an opportunity for you to verify your husband's loyalty and gain another useful asset. There. So John sat in the car, looking outside. Can you investigate the female hairs of the Dangan Corporation? The driver was curious about the female hairs of Dangan. So John agreed to investigate all those related to my husband and also prepare a report on the level of monsters in the Gangnam area. She recalled to mention one more thing. You also participate in maintaining balance in the Gangnam area, right? She glanced. So what? You seem unfazed. Careful of those new monsters. If you underestimate because they are low level, you will be in big trouble. She is surprised. How do you know? I interrupt. Oh right. I need to inform you that I have taken responsibility for handling this. She is ordering. Now I will manage the Hellhound top of Bukan. What is the driver fumbling about? That is him. He glanced at her. Ha, laughing with, this is not something harmful. Right. Plus, I will still be just a regular elementary school student late. Complimented John. That arrogant kid. He is interested. Is not. I was sitting on the hospital bed when friends came to visit. At 2:00 p.m. today at the Level 7 Hellhounds appeared. Players in the 12th zone have just conquered the Hellhound monster that leads the pack, and they are now exploring the top on. Current. Among the 34 missing identified, there are elementary school students on Bukan. The head of the Ocean Association, Zhang Run, apologized for this incident. The report dispersed the families of the deceased protesting in anger during the funeral over the Bukan disaster, debating Kaun's resignation. A suicide note was found in the vice president's cab, marking a tragic decision. A few months later, on a bright sunny day, everyone shouted, "Happy birthday, Zena." The girl joyfully thanked everyone. How did you guys know it was my birthday today? Min asked confident. How could we not know your birthday? On a tea, stop pretending. You always cling to the homeroom tea. Girl yelled. Can't you be quiet? Want to disappear? A giant laugh. Sienna said, I made the chocolate myself. Sienna felt shy. Thank you. Huck suddenly did something sneak, standing up excited. We decided to have a birthday party at Happy. Anna pulled you back, asking if you had asked a Jiang yet. Hyuk was confident. Gore, big brother, why would you take me along? Minji was worried. Everything is going smooth, right? I just feel anxious because you are in charge of. Sienna was curious. Where are you guys going? Anha stood frozen. What? Something like that. They ran off. You do not need to know. Minji, go back to your seat. The morning lesson is starting now. Hajime, take off. I am going back to my seat now. Sienna looks surprised and clueless. What is going on? At night, the whole family screams together. Happy birthday. Is the little girl blushing again? Thank IDC. Surprise. Yanhao is smiling. Happy birthday. Sienna's moved. I was wondering what everyone was secretly doing. Thank God. Minji is laughing and crying at the same time. We even prepared a birthday cake. Now you have to blow out the candles and cake. Right. Yua shouts loudly. Count to 3 and then blow. Okay. 3. The 8th birthday. Yuha looks worried. But you will be fine. Right. Min is saying that Jin Sienna talked about how your dad is an office worker and threatened to attend his birth too. Come on. About that, the group is ranked 7th in the finance industry in the Republic of Korea. Their main business is divided into 3 branches: electronic, construction, and advertising. The pharmaceutical branch is not a very important company group. Moreover, Dungkosa Hun could merge pharmaceutical companies to monopolize the pharmaceutical market. Yua snaps at Minji. Stop frowning. If you nonchalantly want to be the heir of the encouraging group, your last name has to be Kim. Got it. But your last name Jean shows that your family is not the main line. So stop worrying unnecessarily and eat up. Min is chubby. I am just worried about you. The girl runs off, forgets about it, and eats alone. Oh, how is pensive. It seems the situation has gotten more complicated, but it is whether it is the pharmaceutical company or the corporation encouraging it. They mess with my family. I will tear them up. Oh, hi, Australia is excited. Boss, today I will show you the result of my training. Oha breathes a sigh of relief. No need. Just do not trip and you will be fine. It will be okay. Do not worry. I guarantee our team will win. Why are you so nervous yet so calm? That little brat. What is this feeling? Oha is anxious. What is wrong? Minjae. Jojina. Explain. The teacher said she would buy us fried chicken and pizza. We win. She is in pain. My love. Everything will be fine. Oh no, not fine at all. Oha looks at Gina. I understand what it is like to raise pig. The referee calls ready. Ohai flips the I will do everything to impress. The gunshot signals Ohai Australia takes off. The whole class cheers enthusiastic. Oha predicts Ohai Australia will play. This guy Ohai Australia is confident I will come in first. Do you see it? Boss, does it feel strange? But why is my body so heavy? Ohai Australia runs to the finish line and collapses. You and Min are worried. Gina rushes over to support Ohai Australia. Hang in there. The heavens and earth are in harmony. Everything comes to light. Oh, I know, right? It is true that you really can't hold back. I guess I need to teach him how to know his limit. I just want to hug him. Uha, she is so happy. Uha, you came in first in the 100 M rate. Are you surprised? That is my sister. She won all those years. So impressive. And a smile. I have to compete in another event. See you later. Be careful. You are cheerful. You too. Don't overdo it. Minji Ma. This guy is not a mama's boy. He is a sister's boy. Sienna is overwhelmed. You run so fast. Are you congratulating your sister more than our whole team? You can't take it. I am just deciding what to have for lunch. Minji disagrees. No way. He is just happy for his sister. Both of them silently look. Yuho is drumming for the village. By the way, how's Ajang? Siuna point. She is over there. Ajang is delighted. Found you guys. Julieta and Bruno are happy. Oh? Girl asks Han. Sis, can you help? Ajang pulls Julieta along. Hurry up. Sis, is she feeling off? What is going on? Julieta is talking to the referee. The two sisters are joking around. Ajang breathes a sigh of relief. Unhas, are you asking Sister Julieta for something? Ajang received a foreigner. An American. You do not understand. She's Italian. Right. Julieta smiled. So I used English because I speak English. Un was surprised. Really? Ajang Ajang explained. First person that popped into my head was Sister Julieta. Are you worried that she is tricked? I did not expect that. Dung Ajang. First time I met the girl who only cried a lot. Now she can handle situations on her own. Growing up so fast. On the other hand, Unha collapsed. Yuhake was dazed. Is this what it feels like to drink a potion? Please try to be half as good as Ajang. Okay, Unha. Let us regroup after the meal. Everyone. As you walk, everyone spoke up. Hello. I replied. Hello. You sat down. My mom told me to give this to you all. Ajang received. Thank. I asked quietly. Ajang. Who is that? Girl explained. That is Sister Sujin. She has been visiting us often lately. Unha commented. She looks so familiar, but I can't remember where I have seen her. Senna chimed in. Oh my. Hello. Confident girl. If you are hungry, would you like a little bit? Unha left. What should we eat for lunch? Senna chased after. Wait. Senna pointed at you. Dad. This is the girl I mentioned. Jonan was surprised. So you are unhappy? He said, serious. Are you the one who bullies Mike Senna? What does your dad do? You sighed. Did she tell her dad about you? Were indifferent, just like father, like son, just owning a pharmaceutical company and acting so arrogant. Jonan reached out his hand. That little punk is almost there, but Deha still stood still. Jonan was stunned. What girl? How can a kid have this kind of strength? The aura is exactly like the chairman. And Jia pushed his hand away. Are you scared? Jonan was startled. He swung his fist at the brat. Jia dodged, quipping back. And Unha sensed a movement coming forward. His dad rushed in to punch on. He confidently knocked Jonan out, and has dad dusted off his hand. How dare you touch my son? Are you okay? Does anything hurt? You are scared. You almost got in trouble. Jonan sat up. How dare you? You dog. How dare you? Get that guy. And how was furious. Oh my. I have to take care of all these. He dares to touch my dad. I will deal with. And his dad smiled light. It is. And how? Dad is here. He stood in front of Heng dying. Dad will protect. Jonan was in pain. How dare you? How can a worthless punk like you hit? He ordered to capture. Unha predicted that if he did anything, his dad would take him down. Your dad reassured. It is. Dad can handle it. Jonan yelled. Who are you? Do you know who I am? He speaks calmly. I know very well who you are. Jonan is surprised. What? Bionha explains. You are Jean Jonan, the chairman of the pharmaceutical. That is the. Do you remember who I am? Jonan is scared. You are the head of the slave department. Serious. Jonan is worried. Why is the head of the slave department from Sirius? So that is why that kid was so excited. Unha is surprised. My dad is the head of Sirius's department. He can't understand why it is such a surprise. Sirius Corporation, the second largest company in South Korea, mainly produces player equipment. Bionha speaks calm. Now you remember, right? Jonan, why are you here? He speaks sharp. Why is that? Jonan is timid. Sorry about that. I did not know the head of strategic management was here for what? Unha is stunned. It is the department in charge of Sirius. Your dad came to watch you compete in sport, but it seems he has a problem with my son. He is flustered. So you are the son of the head of the slave department. Jonan thinks he has to hold back his anger. Encouragement can't compare to a big company like Sirius. Plus, he is also a key player in Sirius's department. Jonan bowed his head. Please forgive this, we can't make him angry. He will inherit the corporation. Pointed over. Senna, my wife wants to apologize too. The girl was shy. He is giving orders. Jin Sena, hurry up and apologize. Senna was stunned. She turned to the others discussing. Are they fighting? Jin Sena and Noha were fighting, but it seemed Jin Sena was losing. Serves her right, bullying others. Do not look at her. You might get dragged in too. Senna was trembling. The girl ran away. You were tired. Goodness. Hun is so nonchalant. Well then, we are leaving. Let us call it even after that punch earlier. Okay. Jonan was submissive. Hun, I did not get hit at all. He bowed. Stay safe. Department head. Unha was anxious. I am done. Am I going to get scalded? Your dad put his hand on your shoulder. Unha look. He is worried. This happens again. You can handle it on your own. You have to tell your dad. Okay. He was serious. Unha, you are still young. You still need your dad. Relying on your parents a bit is over. The wind was blowing and the clouds. Unha reflected on what he felt because of his mother's warm word. He was happy. Thank Dad. Determined not to lose this warmth. The dawn broke. The guy in the suit smoking turned to him. I had to come all the way here to recruit you. I want to do something big, but there are some people in my way, and I want you to help. The guy in the hat asked direct. What about the money? The guy in the suit gestured. He calmly said, I will pay 1 million up front, and if it works out, I will pay another million. The guy in the hat extending his hand into the blue light. Got it. Suddenly, the money suitcase shook violently, and he pulled it back toward the guy in the suit side. Oh man. Then he burst out laughing. The end of his cigarette falling. The mall bustling. Unha joyfully ran off. Aha stood behind watching. You are worried. It has been a long time since we have been here, but I am still so tired. Julieta cheered. I am not tired yet. We just got here. Bruno laughed. Sorry about that. You sighed. Buy something delicious for me to eat. Bruno replied. Sure. You gland. I always feel a chill when I am around him. How can a normal office worker hide their mana so perfect? Look close. Bruno spoke up. What is wrong? You turned away. Where is she? Where's Julieta? He definitely is not an ordinary person. Bruno pointed out that they said she went up to the floor. It will be hard to find her when she is tired. Aha cheerfully said, and now she can hide her mana too. Bruno reassured. Do not worry. We have this. Unha was surprised. Phone. Is it tracking their location? You were worried. Does Julieta know about? Bruno put it away. This is a secret. Unha was suspicious of this guy. Bruno, make a sound already. Both of them walked in turn. They passed by a suspicious looking guy in a hat. He grinned menacingly. Here we go. They were a good distance apart. Unha felt something and turned around. A guy with a strong green mana. He remembered the ruined city. He held a sword, facing the guy in the hat, who also had that tattoo. This guy looks just like it is the nameless one. Unha was surprised and turned his head back. The nameless one emitted a powerful mana. Unha recalled the tattoo. This was definitely the nameless guy from his memory. He had a wicked smile. Nameless. Unha was worried. Why was he here? Bruno spoke up. What is going on? Unha, you should run. Do not you find this strange? Are you curious? Bruno turned back and forth. Unha was anxious. Bruno explained. There are 3 people with a strange scent. One is nameless. Unha raised his hand. 3 blue flames appeared. He waved the technique, sending the 3 flames out. Immediately the flames hit those 3. Unha was surprised. Is he just standing there? He observed just as he thought. They are players. Moreover, well-trained players. He looked at Bruno. What about the other guy? He is watching us from where he stands. The 2 players stood not far apart, signaling each other before going in opposite direction. Unha watched closely. It is suspicious. Followed the bald guy. He pulls something out of his pocket. Is that the bald guy who accidentally dropped a blue gem? And how is surprised? But Mathech is not. Do not tell me it is those jerks. A beam of blue light envelopes the supermarket. Everyone is amazed and stunned by the sight. The blue light grows more extravagant and power creates a deep. People start talking. Oh my, what is that? Is it a mana distribution error? Bruno anxiously turns to see the hunting dogs rushing towards pushes the people down as if it wants to devour them. More and more monsters are appearing. There is an announcement. Emergency situation. Monsters have appeared in the grocery store. All staff and customers please evacuate to the nearest fire station. Dan is calm. Everything is going according to plan. Anyone who blocks the way will be eliminated. Observing the terror at the grocery store. Before I reincarnated, this did not happen. I have to acknowledge that, but Since that day, the future has begun to change. And Hao remembers the scene in Kin Hong City, and it grabs him tight. Everything explodes and fades away. The hunting dog quickly lunges at you. Turn around. That is right. Bruno lunges to attack the hunting dog. He places a hand on his shoulder. Get a grip. We need to find Julieta and do you think we can make? You need to focus. That is right. Right now. Saving Julieta and my sister is our top priority. And Hao, where did those two go? Bruno explained. They are still on the 5th floor. Hopefully nothing happened. There is a voice from above. So you are the one who unleashed mana earlier, right? Vadan sneers. He stands up high. Why is he panicking and running away? Anna speculates about his rank. I am in a hurry now. Suddenly, Bruno lunges forward, throwing a punch at Vadan. A powerful Vadan falls to the ground. Anha remarks that he does not need any assistance to be this strong. Bruno is just as impressive as I thought. Not ordinary at all. You speak up, Bruno. Wait, can't take out this kind of person like that. Vadan's face is swollen and bruised. Anna kicks him. Dealing with him is too much trouble. Before rebirth, I was scolded a lot for not affirming Vadan's identity before he was gone. Anha is confused. What are you doing? Aren't you leaving? Bruno is startled. I am coming here. He worried. Kids these days are really scary. I just wanted to knock him out. A little while ago, in an emergency, a monster appeared in the convenience store. All staff and customers please evacuate to the nearest fire station. Julieta is surprised. What is going on here? Can't believe it. Monsters. Did the monsters escape from the space? She reassured. Calm down. We need to see how many monsters are here. Anna opened her eyes wide. She noticed on the left side there were 3 dogs, on the right side 2 dogs, and 1 in the middle. Luckily, we do not have any on our side, so there are a total of 6. We just need to decide on a way down to avoid getting caught. Anna turned to her. Don't worry, I will protect you. That is when Julieta shouted. Anna, there is a hunting dog coming right at you. Juliet pulled her away and launched an attack. Anna is crying. Julieta, ready. She used the clothesline to hit the hunting dog. Flew back. Anna was surprised. Was that mana just now? Is Julieta the one playing? Julieta gave the order. Anna said we should evacuate quick. Bruno and Anna must be waiting for us. Anna replied. Julieta is so cool. The hunting dogs rushed forward. Julieta hugged Anna. She pulled her to run away. Julieta raised her hand to summon mana. She attacked backwards. They are faster than I thought. This rate. I am going to run out of mana. Is there anything here we can use as a weapon? Anna shouted. Over there is a pole. Sister. Julieta stopped. Anna, we can't go there. Anna looked up in surprise. A hunting dog jumped towards Anna, turned around in fear. Anna stood frozen in place. She remembered that compared to before, she was no longer afraid. Anna quickly dodged. She kicked at the hunting dog, fell slowly to the ground. The hunting dog did not understand what happened. Take it slow. She sighed and suddenly stumbled. She painfully leaned against Julieta. She looked worried. Are you okay? I am scared I might faint. She smiled. The hunting dogs around them were barking everywhere. Julieta turned to look at the stairs. She ordered, can you run to that escalator in front of? She hesitated. Julieta sighed. Then let us run. Saying that, the 2 sisters dashed towards the stairs. Both jumped while the hunting dogs chased after them. 2 sisters were almost at the stairs under the watchful eyes of the hunting dog. Quickly reached it. Julieta ordered, get down quick. She nodded. The hunting dog signaled and then turned away. Julieta worried that without a means of escape, it would be hard to deal with. At least we need to find a weapon that we can throw. A hunting dog jumped down from the stairs. Julieta quickly grabbed a model. She swung her arm to hit the hunting dog. The hunting dog, fright, dodged the blow. Quickly got knocked off feet. Julieta attacked along with the other. They stumbled and fell. At the same time, all of them were defeated. She admired. You are so cool. Julieta teases. You are the one I think will mess everything up. Anna grabs an object. You step into position to throw, but the hair tie guy is blocked by that object. He dodges the attack. He jumps towards Anha. You prepare to bend down to trip the hair tie guy. The hair tie guy loses his balance. Anna jumps up and hits him hard in the face. The hair tie guy's face is bruised. Calmly say, what about you? Bruno twists his wrist. Me too. Let us head upstairs. Anna suddenly remembered. Wait, here we can see that guy over there. Cousin, you are surprised. A wolf dog fell down. Then 2 or 3 more after that. Aha and Bruno look up high. Bruno comments that both seem fine. You agree. Aha watches those guys fall. Let us find something to use as a weapon and head upstairs. Bruno asks if we need any defensive tools. You pull out a sword. This will do. This. Aha holds it nervously. Bruno calls out to he turns his head. The unknown guy is still sweating. You stand up to look. Is he the one behind all? Bruno remains calm. Yep. You gave your sister to that kid. Aha replies coldly. I will deal with the one behind this myself. The smoker says confident. Oh wow. That is really a foreigner. The guy in the tie lap. Looks like he is having fun. Is messing around not enough. What cat would fry great? Julieta stays calm. Come here. The guy in the tie says it is time to slowly back off. The smoker bends down before Xin arrives. But before that, why do not we have a little fun? Julieta grits her teeth. Gross. Shouldn't we just take our time and back off? The smoker replies. We need to hide before those jerks come out. But before that, we should have a little fun. Right. Julieta looks down on them. Those disgusting. She commands. Can you find a place to hide? I will come find you later. I am hesitant. I want to stay close to you. Fight too. Don't worry. Julieta shouted. It is too dangerous. The smoker spoke up. Who said they would let her go? The guy in the tie chimed. That is right. Who said that? Juliet quickly grabbed the model. She was ready to strike. The gunfire blew up Julieta's weapon. The guy in the tie turned. Teasing. You should not do that. The smoker said shameless. You have to play with. Can you lose focus like that? The guy in the tie sneered. Let us duel one-on-one before the others come and leave. I shouted. Get out. Get out now. He stepped forward, pressing. Don't be scared. I am not a bad guy. He dodged, running away. The guy in the tie reached out, summoning mana to grab my hand. I shouted no. Quickly summoned my skill, and pushed the guy in the tie away. 2 protective shadows collided. He hesitated. What is this? Just a kid and already has this much mana. He turns off the protective shadow and rushes to grab this girl. Could he get a big reward? Ban Dao touched the shield and bounced away. Why is that guy in the tie so stiffy? I can stop him from inside. Anna taught, I can do this. The guy in the tie is discouraged. If this keeps up, I will be in trouble too. Are you happy that I can do it now? Suddenly, an arm reaches in. Of course, and break through. Grab the hand of the guy in the tie happily. Gotcha. The soldiers below are shouting. Everyone, hurry up. Set aside the seriousness of the clan to save everyone. Everyone, turn back. What is that thing? Is a Slim trying to escape? Which squad does it belong to? Hurry up and call in the ranged attack. The head guy is volunteering. The captain does not need to do that. The captain shouted. All monsters are the same. We just need to cut them down. The Slim lunged and grabbed the weapon, pulling the head guy in. The Slim is slowly swallowing. There is an announcement. Everyone, back up. Physical attacks do not do anything to Slim. Inform them of the situation at the mall. We will wait until the mages arrive. Black guy smirked. Perfect timing. Thanks to that, we have more time. So let us wrap this up, shall we? Julieta turned to look at. He spoke up. How? That guy is so nonchalant. If I had not broken that, I would not call myself a player. Suddenly, a spark lit up beside it, and they quickly attacked. That was Julieta's spark. She shouted, hurry, run. The guy in the tie was in pain. Bitch got a round of applause. The smoker praised her. Can you really do all that? Julieta quickly jumped back to defend herself. She held her fiery finger out. So the smoker mocked, that is useless. Just give up. A doll. Why not do something together instead? Are you having fun with me? Julieta bit her lip in annoyance. She took off her shoes. Julieta ripped half of her dress. Don't call me a doll. Does the smoker care about that anymore? Those things won't work on it. Using power cutely like that is a bit. He stared wide-eyed as a red beam suddenly pierced through the shield. The smoker stepped back paces. What the hell is that? Did her power suddenly increase? No way. Is that an innate enhancement ability? The guy in the tie chased into the toy store. He was sweating, out of breath. The guy in the tie shouted to give up the thought of running away. Just play nice. Okay. He activated mana on her leg and quickly jumped onto the shelf. I am holding a box of stuff she was about to throw at that tie-wearing jerk. How stubborn. Suddenly, I fell down because I lost my footing. The tie-wearing jerk was smug. Got you now? I am going to break your legs. He was immediately scared. I took advantage of the situation to launch an attack. Thinks I am holding back, so he is getting bold. I am counting to 1. I was counting while attacked. The 2 tie-wearers were almost knocked out by my strength. Quickly kicked the shield and jumped out. I soared high and yelled at the tie-wearer. You annoying little brat. This time you won. T escape. I wonder if my sister felt this way too. Feeling of mana overflowing in my body. Mana bomb. I unleashed a huge mana sphere. The tie-wearer was terrified. What the hell is this? An explosion went off. Everything seemed to be blown apart. The smoker turned around to see everything in ruin. From there, I ran up. Julieta. The smoker was shocked. No way. That idiot got defeated by a little girl. I have wasted too much time. And I am out of bullet. I can T-control both of them anymore. This is point. Let us just run. Julieta yelled. Do not come over here. Get out of the way. She looked down, gathering her strength. Julieta was worried. What is going on? The smoker looked pale. You seem scared. Grabbed Julieta's neck, and the smoker pulled out a knife. You did not did you scream? Sister Julieta. He ordered. Do not move. If you dare to move, I will cut your pretty. She was scared. Suddenly, a hand reached out, and the guy in the tie quickly knocked him down. She was surprised. Ow. The guy in the tie laughed. Did you think I was done? There is no way a player like me could be beaten by a kid like you, right? Thought I can't just fall like this. Suddenly, he gathered his mana, making the guy in the tie step back. He was worried. What? This terrifying amount of mana. If this keeps up, it is going to explode. He shouted. Sister Julieta. She squirmed. Really? The smoker stabbed Julieta in the stomach. He shouted again. Sister Julieta. The smoker said. The guy in the tie. Do you want to take everyone down with? He was in despair. I will save you. Sis. The guy in the tie knocked him down to the ground. She opened her eyes. Just a little more. The smoker. Forget it. Let us get out of it. The guy in the tie is such a weight. His mana just now was beautiful. I wish I were a little strong. He woke up in a dream. She spoke up. Who's it? Do you want power? He was surprised. Real power. Can you give it to me? Suddenly, he shouted loud. Don't listen to him. Turn around. You are too dangerous. Even though I have gotten through this time, I do not know what will happen next. I will do anything you want. So you definitely have to live a normal life. If that voice comes back, you must not listen. Promise. Anna, I see her reaching out, smiling. Yeah. Sister Hyua sits up and I have things I need to protect. She remembers the scene of everyone happily using these hands. Yua stands up to save. She really needs strength. That is why the guy in the tie is joking around. You can still stand up. Throws a punch. Keep sleeping then. Yua gently asks for strength. Her eyes open. Grant me strength. The guy in the tie yells. Stay still over there. Anna speaks up. Please grant me strength. Anna quickly punches the guy in the tie, sending him flying. Immediately, the smoker yelled. You bastard. Look up at Bruno. He places a jacket over her head. Bruno praises. You did great. From now on, let me handle everything. The smoker smirks. This bastard is as big as a bear. Bruno lunges in an instant. He grabs the smoker by the head and pushes him down. Bruno slams him hard to the ground. Bruno is worried. Julieta. The guy in the tie is trying to grab the knife. He shakily picks it up. Bruno's hand holds Julieta with concern. Suddenly, the guy in the tie lunges at him, and Bruno quickly turns to push him away. He stepped forward because of everything you did to Julieta, and that scared the guy in the tie. Have mercy on me. Bruno reached out his fist toward his head. You will pay for those things with your own life. Few days before the terrorist attack at the department store. Kung Wei. I have done everything you asked. What more do you want from me? He trembled in fear. Kung Wu was getting ready to draw his weapon. He charged at me. I will take you and that John down too. King swung but missed. He was sweating with fear. Suddenly a sword pierced his chest, a talent that could disrupt the enemy's perception. He turned back to the chaos. Vu Dan calmly said, you are talking too much. Kung was chained up. Vu Dan, this is the message that the guild leader wants to send to you. I will take care of your family. No need to worry about anything, especially your wife. I will take good care of. King struggled and then he gradually faded. Vu Dan praised him. Thanks for working hard. Farewell news. A suicide note was found in Vice President Kim Kong's cabin. Investigators believe he chose pain. The Sabai department store warehouse is looked down on by the anonymous. No one else here but those idiots. Right. Mayan. The X-Flower Society has arrived. We could not call the rep. Vu Dan, they are faster than we get. We need to retreat. They are probably off doing some pointless things again. Mayan nodded. But who is the child behind? Vu Dan is back. Which kid? He looks scared. You have been laughing for ages before you finally noticed I am here. Vu Dan is worried. What is wrong with this kid? How long has he been hiding behind? Mayan is awkward. What is going on? Do they know each other? Is he just a lost kid? That is the— He should speak up. Why are you staring at that kid so much? I will take him out in one hit. Mayan, you should not follow strangers carelessly. There are really scary things that might happen. He stutters. He swings his sword and decapitates the idiot. The others are alarmed and cautious. You are awkward. Oh right, I should not take him out. The remaining soldiers charge. That damn kid. Vehicle Dan. Do not let your guard down. The opponent is not an ordinary kid. You had a laugh. Watching you hesitate just because this gorilla said something. Why is that? You are scared of a knife from a regular kid who is not even a player. You guys look no different from a bunch of chicks. Right. The soldiers charge. I will take you out. Anana chuckles to himself. The battlefield is drenched in blood. You are delivering this atmosphere. Why are you still standing there? If you do not leave, I will. Got it. Vu Dan is scared. There is no way he can take down a level B player right away. Right. I can't directly fight. I do not know anyone at the same level as the 12th throne. This punk won't recognize. Anha glanced at him, quickly swinging the knife at Nameless. Anha kicked straight at Nameless. Anha calmly thought, this moment, Nameless is not anything special. The reason others do not recognize you is probably because you do not have a strong presence. Nameless, furious, summoned the demon, shouting as he charged at Anha. Anha quickly dodged to the side, leaving Nameless surprised. How is this possible? How can this punk dodge all my attacks? Anha casually replied, I felt the same way before. While kicking Nameless, he explained, but as I thought, there is nothing impressive because you're your abilities do not work when fighting me. But do not worry. Unha jumped up. I will make sure not to eliminate. Grabbed Nameless by the neck and struck hard. Sadu remarked, they have almost wrecked this. Unha smiled. Please say that this time you also managed to subdue them. Sejong covered his mouth. You know you are still in debt, right? You glance. I will repay you fully. I promise. I swear. I guarantee it. She asked in return. So when? You laughing. Well, one day I will leave handling that guy to you. Soon stepped inside. Anyway, I will let you off the hook this time. Unha ran over. Wait a minute. She was surprised. You are worried. I have been curious to know what he looks like quite a while now. And how is worried? Please do not do that. This is not the time for that. Unha pulls off her glasses. Both cover their mouths in shock. They gag. His face looks like a stingray. It is so disgusting they can't hold it in. There is a shout, and you turn your head. It is Julia and Hap and Bruno. You are thrilled and run to your sister. 3-0 P-Day. On the 17th, the Sabok department store. A group of monsters was attacked by a mercenary player. His name has spread in the media as the Anonymous One. Along with the Sinla Guild, the Holy Wind Sinsian, one of the 12 thrones, was able to subdue the player attacking the terrorist. Total of 23 casual. Marin's eyes light up. With a total of 23 casual, the government of the Heavenly Maiden has expressed condolence for the victim. Marin apathetically watches the news. He zooms in on the image. Julieta, Bruno, and Hap. Marin smirks wicked. Found you. Outside the house is a barrier. A barrier has been set up around the cafe so that ordinary people can't recognize who we are. Just as from the Holy Wind, the best wizard in South Korea. Sin Sejong. And how is serious? This is the first time I have been called by you. Sejohan is nonchalant. I want to express my gratitude. You laugh. I do not think she called me here just to express her gratitude. What happened? Saojo puts down the glass of water. The nameless group will be executed. This is the first time since the celestial government was established. Her replies, I understand. The important thing is who hired right. Sejong declined. Sorry, but I can't share this information with anyone else. So I have to secede you. You shrug. So we have no choice then. Did Saojo just speak? Is that all? Serious. What happened to the Sabedo C group? Sejong explained. Chairman Lee Junhai has returned, and the hair has decided to leave everything aside for now. Focus on social welfare issue. You nod. I understand. She stands up. That is, I have to go now. I have things to do. Are you saying goodbye? Yep. Then see you next time. Just expect. Future of the Sabayo C group has changed. Bahajang asked. The kids are coming soon. Are you planning to hang out first? Thank you, uncle. Before I regress. Power struggle has taken place among his 3 sons. And in the end, the eldest son is the one who seized the throne. My family. Those who survived the Kraken. Nuna has shown her miracle. Preschool child did not die. And the accident at Mount Bun, along with the number of casualties, decreased significantly. The terrorist attack at the Bai Checha store that did not happen before the inauguration of the Sabayo C has not occurred. Future is gradually changing. That is, clock is nearing 1 p.m. Unha is excitedly looking at the glass of water. The sky is starting to darken towards evening. Unha shyly says, I want to become a player. Unha looks at her confused. Are you afraid the future has changed? Unha slams the table. I pose this? You worry too much. Unha stepping in says becoming such a dangerous player is not suitable for you at all. Unha, how would you know if you do not try? I also said that you have a talent for this. Did not Unha interrupt? You have talent, but I never taught you how to control mana. I'm a player. I teach you to help you not fused with magic contract management or similar thing. It is because I want you to live a healthy life without being sick. Unha, whatever. I want to be a player. Unha slams the table. Why do you want to leave behind a normal life? This player's life is not admirable or glamorous at all. It is like a dangling mess. She shouts. I want to be a player no matter how troublesome it is. I want to be someone who can help and take care of others. I hate having to hide behind others and just watch without being able to help. Mom smiled. It is Unha. You should do what you want to do. Unha feels sad. The child bursts into tears. Mom scolds Unha. You should not do that. You made Unha cry. It is. Oh no. Your brother is wrong. That is wrong. Right. You are reasoning. Dad. Sister is asking to be a player. Are you too sure you are okay with that? Mom. Of course not. We know that is extremely dangerous. But if that is what you want to do, Mom wants you to do whatever you want. Dad laughed. Daughter. You can do it. Right. Anna runs to hug Mom. Thank Dad. Mom and how is thought? Is it the same for you? Dad. The dark evening has been set. Boss. Are you tired? Jong Hun. Please present the arranged fact. Jong Hun present. The terrorist attack place at the Sabai store. This is not a normal attack. The result of an internal conflict within the Sabai group. Here is a chart showing the power hierarchy of the Sabai group. As everyone knows, power is divided among the 3 children of Chairman Lee Junhei, ignoring the youngest child with the least power in this circle. 2 candidates are actually the oldest and the second child. The eldest child, Lee Beonongin, is a notorious thug because of his hot temper, but many people think he won't be able to lead Sabai to success because he is the eldest son. But unlike his younger brother, Lee Jongin has a very good nature and excellent management skill. A man with crossed arms question. Don't tell me this is about the last terrorist attack. The boss side, that slick guy. Lee Bayan had incited the terrorists to attack the Sao department store, which was under the control of his younger brother. Lee Jongin with a long beard was curious. Does the chairman know about? Press the button. Thanks to it, he decided to postpone his retirement and come back to manage everything. Jong Hun pointed to the board. But that is not the only issue. Everyone, please look up here. The force led by Lee Bayan is not just a nameless mercenary group. It is likely the Ocean Guild. Everyone gasped. What did he just say? Oh my, is not that a bit of an over? Jong Hun explained, including hellhound. A total of 92 hellhounds had been found at the Bugan Mountain Act. Although the Ocean Guild takes 70% of the magical stone, only 30% are currently on the market, and it has been discovered that the magical stones were used in this terrorist attack. The boss was curious about what would happen if they were just waiting for the price of magical stones to rise or selling them. He replied, unrefined magic stones are not rare items at all. Boss, serious? What about the fact that the Ocean Guild has used 30% of the magic stones that have been put on the market? Jong Hun was confident that all the information collected by Guild had been investigated, including the origin of the magic stones being sold in the market. That was impossible. The long-bearded man turned. That is just a guess. Right. There is still no specific evidence to point to every. Jong Hun agreed. That is just a guess. But everyone here must have heard about this. Right. Everyone was silent. The boss spoke up. In April this year, when Sinal Johan found out that Jong Jun was involved with the Dangan group, she was extremely angry. What Jong Jun thought was quite clear. He must have wanted to cut ties with the Dangan group and focus his attention on the Sabai group. This is also the reason I called everyone here today. The long-bearded man wondered. Hang Beat laughed. War is not a bad option. Curly-haired guy was worried. Saint Bo Fong is in the Ocean Guild. The bald guy interjected. Aren't the 12 thrones only in the Ocean Guild? We have the Thunder Thunder God King on our side. The curly-haired guy was cautious. No way. The Thunder God King is still too young. No matter how much of a genius he is, it is still extremely difficult to go up against Saint Biofong. Boss, stand up. Unfortunately, we do not intend to go to war, but we can't let the Ocean Guild run wild. We will support Lejong from the Sabai group and start taking back control of the Ocean Guild. Is there any logic to this? In the 4th year of the Celestial Maiden calendar. You are forcing a smile. Is it them again? How can we all be in the same class? Min is happy. This is really interesting. How are we really in the same class? Siana looks down. You are right. I am worried that we will have to share the flag. Unha realize. But that ode is in class 1. I won't mess with that mom in the future. That is a relief. You smile. I really hope this year will go smoothly. Those kids have been staring at us for a while now. Unha realize. Anhyo is angry. Should I go and give them a beating? You wave your hand. Do not be so hasty. Unha looks over. The kids turn their faces away. Minjae is worried. Do not you really think you should resolve this misunderstanding? You push Unhyuk away. What misunderstand? Is there a misunderstanding? Girl explains. Don't you know? People say your dad has been making the principal of the pharmacy useless. Because of that, the whole school is wary of you now. Unha is surprised. He is making him useless. Who did you hear that from? It is not really a misunderstanding. So Siana is scared. But is that okay? It is fine if you ignore me. But seriously, what have you been eating to grow up like this? Is proud. I am just practicing exactly like you told me. And I also drink Hajing's dad's juice while training. Is surprised. What? I told Minji and Siana to drink it to replenish their mana. But it does not just refill. It helps me grow too. Then I should drink a glass every day from now on. Someone announced. The teacher is coming. The sound of hurried footsteps entering the class. IDC. Greeting the big brother. I am back here. Down introduces that this year I will be your homeroom teacher. My name is Im. He exudes powerful mana. A comment. This is not the mana level of an ordinary person. Is he? Jun touches the red note he ordered. Or the Western command. He reports that the request to expel Jin Senna from the parent been rejected as you request. Jun praises him for doing well. He looks out. And although I tried to separate the kids involved pharmaceutical and courage into another, I ended up putting those, including Dung Hajime, into the same class. Pharmaceutical encouragement. Right. That is the company that Kim Gun's family is involved in. Is not the henchman report. That is it. Jun Sik is surprised. How dare he touch the niece I consider my own flesh and blood. The world has gotten a little better. By the way, how did you handle the class with Ajing? The henchman bows his head. Although he is a retired player due to injury, he is still capable in that field. Jun Sik asks nonchalant. What about his background? The henchman replied. The Regulus Guild. He realized, if it is Regulus, that isn't a rank guild. Is not. I guess he is quite trustworthy. Jun Sik recalled. Ajing, you want to be in the same class as your brother when you go to 2nd grade. Ajing is happy. It would be great if I could be in the same class as my friend, but my dad says it is very hard for everyone to be in the same class like that. Run Sik interrupt. Really? Don't he worry. Your grandpa will make your wish come true. The girl turns to him. It is, Grand, I am old enough to understand that. He smiled. I thought Ajing was still a child. Then can I just make a guess? Ajing curiously asks what it is. Run Sik confidently responds. Yep. Even when Ajing goes to 2nd grade, you will still be in the same class as your friend. The girl happily goes to school with her friend, and Run Sik touches the notebook. He smiles. How interesting, my dear, that I have a child I think of and cherish like my own granddaughter. In the afternoon, Anha looks around at this pile of dust and thinks it is best for her to come here early. Is cheerful. But how does she know about eating here? Are you avoiding me? We just got to know each other after meeting at Happy. And suddenly the wind picks up. She is here now. There is a lot of dust. The gusts of wind are getting strong, and I am worried about the windows as she steps inside. She holds a fan and apologizes for making you wait a bit. Right. Anha looks like she does not mind at all. It is a bit late. You arrived late. Nuna. Son retort. You are really quite. Are not you? Others have to wait to meet me too. Anha suddenly bows and greets. Hello. Sejan looks over. Hi there. Don't call me the 12th saint of the storm. Just call me Sianani. Okay. She comments. Predicts that this kid has a huge amount of mana. She has so much because she is controlling it. Right. There are rumors going around. Everyone would be in chaos trying to recruit her, but now she is mine. And Haramine. We have greeted each other. Right. Do you have what I asked for? Why is Jaw laugh? I do. Look, this is a device in a magic stone. You can hold it and observe it. It is quite good. Nuna. Is it really okay? Nodding. Yeah, it is. And feels anxious. Then I won't stop you anymore. But you will have to take a test. This is a device. Careful when holding it. And A is cheerful. Be careful, okay? I understand. And hesitates. I do not know what you mean by understanding anymore. Let us just get started. After saying that, threw it on the ground. The stone quickly exploded into beautiful blue light. A pink monster appeared. Uha, in fear, held the sword. That is an 8th level boar. Yuha stood frozen, staring at it. Is this really a monster? Yuha seemed indifferent. It must be an 8th level monster called Borori. Now, you should coldly take it down. Sister Nun. Yuha thought that even if I would done this much, I still could not make her reconsider. But now that we have come this far, I have to make her understand how brutal the journey of a player can be. Borori quickly jumped forward. Yuha affectionately looked at it. Clearly not dangerous at all. Yuha ran up. Do not lower your guard. Sister returned to Borori, opening its mouth for an attack. Yuha quickly kicked it away. Borori flew back, fell to the ground in pain. He scolded if she kept hesitating, or judging a monster by its appearance. She would end up dead. No joke. Yuha looked worried. He raised his voice. Can you still keep going? Yuha remembered her running away. Julieta countered. She thought, I do not want to have to rely on anyone else anymore. I want to protect the people I cherish the most. Can't let Uha bear this responsibility alone anymore. Yuha looked up. Sure, that is why I have to get through this. The magical blue stone is revealed. Phew. I sigh in relief. She trembles and drops the sword. I sit down on the ground. After 15 attempts, Sijan finally succeeded. And A is out of breath from exhaustion and fear. You step forward to her. You did great. Really great. Honestly, I struggled a lot to reach the position I am in today. Players have to be incredibly strong. But I can't believe that kid managed to make none not trans so suddenly like that. That kid is really something scary. A few days later, in class, Hun brings in a heavy box. He explained, Captain should stand up and get as much milk as possible for everyone here. Also, do not forget to put the milk cartons back in the bin. The whole class responds in unison. Class captain shouts, lining up one by one to get their milk. Everyone laughs and jokes. Does anyone want to drink their milk? Drink yours too. And observes, thinking about that little brat, Habiklian also hating milk. Someone nudges you. Hey bro. Ahio sneakily grabs this, and how is surprised. This is a magical item that can turn turn regular milk into chocolate milk. You turn around. Where did you get this? Ido is pleased. You are the only one who gets to know this. I bought it today at the shop near the station. And worries. Aren't you going to get in trouble? Laughed. What about you? Since when do you have to be afraid of things like this? Your big brother furrowed his brow. Makes sense. Right. I spoke up. Give it to me so I can warm it up. He was excited as from his big brother. By the way, what is that thing they recently put in the milk carton? I looked at the milk carton. So it is that time of year again. He walked up the stairs. Is Nuno in the 4th grade classroom of 6th grade? Her remembered everything was because of her. But I felt a bit sad seeing her cry like that. I hope she is not too upset. Kang Hyac bumped. He grumbled. Damn, you annoy me, you jerk. Kang Hyac teased. Are not you in 6th grade? Who allowed you to come up here like this? He scratched his head and bumped into some weirdo. Is he pissed off? Weirdo, you should apologize for bumping in. What year were you born to be so bold? Commented. But this kid looks a bit familiar. Isn't he this jerk like Kang He? Like Kang Hyac is a player who dominates the back alley area of Kunbisiu. He is not a skilled player, but he is very good at manipulating other people's weaknesses by managing his subordinate. It would not be a lie to say that all information about the slums in Xkong Bukgu is controlled by Lai Kang Hai. He must have liked Xian Bukgu since he was a kid. Is that the reason he became an information dealer? That lack I do. Kids these days are so arrogant. Kang Hyac grabbed the lackey's shirt and cheered. Kang Hyac is going to give him a beating. He is annoying, but I was planning to teach this brat a lesson anyway. The lackeys are provoked. What are you looking at, you brat? Don't go tell the teacher. Okay, should I scare them a bit? Kang Hyac shouted. You are done for. Anhai is getting ready to make a move. Suddenly, Pearden spoke up. Like Kang Hai, you look surprised. Everyone turned to look at this voice. Kang Hyac blood. What a surprise. Is that you? Didn't I tell you not to bully others? Kang Hyac was scared. It was not. You fixed your out. Oh no. Do not tell me this kid likes her. He was nervously apologizing. Anhai was furious. How dare you? That is my sister. I am going to hit you. The servants tried to calm things down. It is not like that. It is because he bumped into Kang Hyac without apologizing first. That is right. So we were just planning to teach him a little lesson. Anna pushed him away. Teach him a lesson. You just said you wanted to teach my little brother a lesson. Kang Hyoc is surprised. His younger brother keeps looking back and forth. The two do not look alike at all. It is frustrating. These guys are really something. Kang Hyoc is awkward. But anyway, I am really sorry. We did not mean to. Promise it won't happen again. Sorry. You are his younger brother, right? Do you feel any pain anywhere? Glances. What the hell? That jerk has turned like this now. Wanna. We should leave. One half. Kang Hyoc calls after. Wanna. Have a nice day. Younger brother. If anyone bullies you at school, just tell me. I will take care of it. Yana turns around. What is this crazy jerk saying? Hey sis, do you like that guy? You wanna tease? What do you mean by that? Kang Hyac is older than you. He is just casual. That guy is my brother. Whatever. So do you like him or not? Is silent. She keeps walking and smile. Wanna turns back. I like Wanha the most. Come on. I will take you back to class. Alright then. Suddenly, Wanha hugs him tight. Wanha likes you that much. So cute. A few days ago it rained heavily. How long have the kids been here? Wanha checks her phone. Wanha and Wanha have really grown a lot. She happily walks. Suddenly, she hears a noise in the small alley. Did I hear that wrong? She turns around and focuses on the trash can. Please come closer. Dear. Oh my god. When she opened the lid, she saw Perrin. Oh dear. T was just a little child. A tiny kid who had to go through something so terrible. She was worried. Kiddo, are you okay? Goodness. Your body is as cold as ice. Perrin remembered this. Look, it is a little monster. Right. How about we sell it? What do you think? A kid like that would not sell for any. It is best to use it as a punching bag and then toss it when we are done. Anyway, no one cares if a monster is lost. Barang pushed her hand away. He yanked it away from the trash can. She yelled. Oh my. Barang was flustered. Whose kid is that? Get lost. She felt sad. Is there really no adult brave enough to help the boy? He is seriously injured and is raining too. Barang yelled. I am warning you. Do not come near. She was determined. She could not leave the kid like. Herring raised his hands to block and dodge the blow. Peeked out. Dear, if you have nowhere to go, would you like to come to my house? You and Yua ran over. Grandma. She smiled. Hello. Dear, is that you? My grandchild. Yuha and you of mine have grown so much. Mom sighed. In front of her. He acted so childish. In front of mom. He was really sad. She scolded. Leaving 3 kids behind does not make any difference being a child. Mom whined. I do not understand what you are saying at all. Grandma Wu asked. Sana, living with our daughter must be tough for you. He scratched his head and laughed. She approached and said, you are the one. We met last year. Remember? You do not remember any. The shy little girl said, Madam, that is right. How old are you now? The little girl suddenly jumped up and ran over. She held up 3 fingers. 3. She looked happy. So cute. Everyone must be really hungry by now. Right. Let us go inside and eat. Both agreed joyfully. Open the door. You and the little girl went in. Oh no. Something feels off. He noticed Manana. Wait, is that a monster? But it does not look like one. Or is it a thief? If it is a thief, I won't let it go. Who dares to enter grandma's house? You are not that big-eyed. Parang's ears perked up. He turned around. Is the chicken here? Oh no. He decided he could attack direct. He quickly jumped towards Parang outside. Mom and grandma were bringing stuff in. A loud noise caught everyone's attention. What was that? It was some noise. Oh no. Was surprised. Why are you here? Parang was in pain. Oh my. What is going on? He was uncomfortable. The chicken has not arrived yet. Oh no. Was shocked. Why are you screaming? Is that really how it is? He looks flustered. Then mom should talk to us too. Mom raised her hand to her face. That is right. We have no reason to say otherwise. Your grandma laughed. So when did mom plan to tell us? Both parents sighed. I looked at Parang, thinking this really is his hometown. Who knew that our friendship with him would start this way? How much has the future changed? Why do you daring it? He yelled. This is mine. Okay, I am not sharing any with you guys. Get away from me. Barang, I have told you not to use words like that anymore. You are clearly. He looked at me. Grandma's laugh as of Oha's fierce during break. Barang, have you finished eating? Let me go get you some more. Okay, Dad muttered. This old lady really gets on my nerve. This old lady. I still remember when we first met. I thought he was really crazy. Still, how dare he talk to my grandma like that? Alright, while the puppy is still young, we should correct his behavior. Right. Oha suggests Grandma. Can Parang and I go play outside? Parang was surprised. Are you taking the wrong medicine? Why do I have to go with? Oha does not care. Grandma, is that okay? Just be gentle. Or you two can get along well. That would be great. Go ahead. Sweetie, Dad has not had water yet. Know your limit. Got it. And has spoke up. I want to go too. Don't stop. Nothing. Just keep eating. Alright. Barang, let us just go outside. Barang, focus on eating. What are you saying? Who said they would hang out with? And how immediately grabbed his collar. You better shut up and follow me now. That night, Parang went out, threw him down hard on the ground. Parang stood up in pain. He was furious. Parang yelled about my chick. That jerk over there. Do you know you should not even touch a dog while it is eating? And you can't even let me have a piece of chicken. And how was unfazed. Not touching a dog's food is just because they are afraid of getting bitten back. Dad is scared. What is going on? And how is calculating? If anyone hears this, be a problem. trouble. It is not as big as seen, but it is probably enough. Just because you come closer does not mean you are a dog. But of course, with that kind of behavior just now, you are not even worth being called human. Let me teach you how to live like one. Parang clenched his fist. Are you challenging me? From the beginning, I never liked. Anha jumped up. You took the water bottle and moved toward Parang. He was hit painfully. You shouted. I am the one who has the right to say that. You jerk. Parang was confused. What did he hit himself? Cannonball. Anha was hitting while thinking about how to treat the benefactor who fed and took care of, letting him stay at home and even treating his wound. Parang collapsed. He knelt on the ground. You were angry. Yet you dared to use the term that old lady. Damn it. You have no manners or dignity at all. Parang called for help from Anha, feeling triumph. Let me tell you this. Screaming is useless. What you say here won't get out to the outside world. Parang held his head, saying where it came from. You have already hit me and still want to talk. Are you laughing? But if you knew telepathy, you could probably still call for help. Ba was uncomfortable. But I do not know. I am only 10 years old. How would I know how to use telepathy? Anha chuckled to himself. So if he says a 10-year-old knows telepathy, he is lying. Because he tricked himself. He has even more reason to get beaten up. Right. So let us just have some fun together, shall we? Parang held his head. Are you still not done? The sound of hitting echoed continuously. The next Parang shouted. It hurts so much. He always picks spots where no one can see to hit me. Is that really the 9-year-old boy, or is it a black society in disguise? He is kneeling in the house. His dad is worried. Dad's already 10 years old. Mom is flustered. Then he should be in 3rd grade. Right. Dad, that is right. But since the boy has never been to school, Parang interrupted. I am not going to school. He glared. Parang is scared. Go to school. Ha remembered. Before regression, he heard that the boy was accepted into an academy a year beforehand and was often bullied there. This time, let us go together. And Ha puts a hand on his shoulder. I think 2nd grade would be better for Parang. Parang glanced. Already said he did not want to. Glare. Mama Han asked. Parang, what do you think? Parang shivered. I want to go to 2nd grade. And how is happy? Then you can be in the same class as Parang. So happy. Right, Parang. His grandma smiles. Just one day and Parang and Anha are already so close. Mom is happy too. Kids really are different. They easily make friends. Parang is sulky and angry. What are you guys saying? Can't you see I am being threatened by? Dad is happy. Parang's smile is much cuter now. He curses under his breath. That is not the important part. And Ha puts a hand on his shoulder. Parang, can we go play again? Parang is scared and sweating. Please. Early in the morning, Gaeun is sitting in a serious meeting. And bitch report. We are trying to help 4,000 Korean citizens stuck in Italy return home. However, it is on the condition that Kuo help capture the monster that just appeared in the North Atlantic. Theoretically, it is a type of monster that exceeds even level 1 monster. The most terrifying type of monster can cause disasters that completely destroy a country. While we have sensed the apocalypse level monster, this is truly the worst case scenario. Gaeun sips her tea. Now asking us to take our competitor to an unfamiliar place is a bit difficult. Or we could provide herbs for the Nordic competitor instead. Am looks at the teacup. The effect of the herbs you showed us before the meeting is truly outstanding. It is a revolutionary item that does not even need to be ingested to be effective. However, this is something we can also exchange using metal magic. Gon is serious, but it is also something we really need. Jenko kicks the table. He sends wooden boards flying everywhere. He is frustrated. Why are you all so cautious? We are requesting that if you want us to take people back home, you need to help our people as well. The Korean competitor must be really weak. Cling to the goddess' skirt like that. Ambi speaks up. Jang, you have crossed the line. He looks over there, and she does not even bother to argue. That is why I hate Korea. Besides kimchi, there is nothing else worth. He unscoffed. That blonde idiot suddenly turned everything gray, shaking the earth and making them afraid. Fine. To ensure the South Korean citizens stuck in Italy can return safe, we will do everything we can to help you all. Besides the strongest fighter in the country, Namgong sang. We will also send 2 more fighters from the 12 King. I believe that should be more than enough for you to return our people safe. And both Ambek and Janko breathed heavily. Ambi slammed the table, saying this won't end well. Gaeun calmly said, if you want to complain about what I just did, go ahead. I will also report to the International Mana Management Association about the leader who sent thugs to negotiate with us. Janko trembled. You all need to know your place. Just a bunch of nobody. I will wipe you all out. How about that? And Aiko. Wait, he was about to strike when suddenly. What? A sharp gaze flickered. Janko froze. I would lose if I moved. Gaeun turned her head. Looks like you are not as foolish as I thought. Let us end the meeting here. I hope you leave. She left, slamming the door. Janko was really angry and annoyed. The greenhouse office had a voice saying, that office is too reckless. You should be more careful. Sangjae was serious. She was not just some famous actress anymore. She is a goddess. Gaeun is calling. Is it a threat? Are you saying that as my bodyguard or as Lim Gaeun's manager? Dung Lock. You are such a coward. Just because you are skilled does not mean anything. You do not really understand how women think. Do you? Gaeun reminded him. Lai Dung. You should not have said that at all. Dung Hyac bowed his head. I am very sorry to say that, but I just remembered that the old lady gave us a Maserati Gran Turismo. Gaeun was surprised. Maserati Gran Turismo. Dung Hyac explained. From what I heard, they sent that car because the old lady really liked it to show goodwill towards us. Gun just nonchalantly sent it back, saying he does not need it. Dung Hyoc was puzzled. What? Send that Maserati back. But it is a Gran Turismo. Gaeun coldly said. Even though I have never met her, I still know she is not a good person at all. Sending people like that as ambassadors definitely has some ulterior motives or basically shows they look down on us. Gaeun gave the order. Dung Hyri sent some trusted people to follow those ambassadors. If anything happened, report back immediately. He gave the order. Dung Hyac quickly left. Gaeun stood up, saying, Jin, report to me. Fortunately, the results of the negotiations are better than expected, she said casually. A large part of that is thanks to the herbs from Alice's group. It seems we owe a big favor to the engineer in XB Hun and the Alice team. After negotiating with the Italian, we should repay them. Sang Jin nodded. I will report back to your superior. But whatever we say, provoking the ambassador is really dangerous. Gaeun glanced over. Are you saying this is my bodyguard? Sang Jin avoided eye contact, smiling. Saint Thong is still on guard right next door. There is a problem. It should be those Italian, not me. On the way back, Julieta was cheerful. She recalled the doctor's word. Congratulations, you are pregnant. Fetus is 6 weeks old. Julieta looked like she was happily following along. Julieta remembered something. She made a call. Bruno asked Han, have you eaten yet? Julieta thought she really wanted to let him know immediately. Figured it was better to wait until they met in person. I am about to go eat. Have you eaten yet? Bruno replied. I am on my way too. You are going to the hospital today, right? Are you okay? Julieta felt shy. It is nothing. You have to come home early today, he said calmly. Alright. Julieta was delighted. Just wanting to see his happy face soon. A voice called out. Who is it? Isn't this Julieta Valent? She looked up. Julieta felt scared. The woman greeted. How have you been late? Compared to the last time we met, you look much prettier. But what a pity. Janko grabbed Julieta. He glared. The little canary has to go back. Bruno was working when he suddenly got a call. He turned around, not knowing what was going on. We just talked. Bruno answered the phone. What is it? Julie. Julieta remained calm. Thanks for everything. Don't look for me anymore. Bruno felt worried. What is going on? Julie. Julieta hung up. Jianku laughed. Good choice indeed, princess. You should let the person you love live a normal life. Right. School's out now. Siana happily said. Now I feel fine. Ajayang invited. Do you want to come to my place? My dad's cafe has air conditioning. A Hayuk wants to go with. Siana smiled. Me too. Me too. A Hayuk said nonchalant. Then I will go put my bag away and come there later. Minjae. Me too. Minjae. You are gonna hang out with forget the time and be late. You little rascal. Are you following me just to scold? Minji looked over. That is Julieta. I see Julieta being put into a car. What is Janko Mindchetti doing here? Thinking about it. Is not there a seminar between Korea and Italy happening around this time? The monster conquest beyond level 2 Levia to safely bring the Koreans back from Italy. The goddess government sent 3 of the 12 thrones. Because of this, Korea became short on manpower. Saint Nam Gong Sang-gun lost his left arm. Loi Fong Sin Mayan can no longer function normally due to the side effects of mana frenzy. Ho Thin Bang Yinji sacrificed herself on the mission. That is what everyone. However, the Anji clan did not die. She was imprisoned in Italy by the hands of Janko Mind, who visited Korea as an ambassador. Many countries, including Korea, strongly opposed. This incident ended with Baek Mawik deciding to execute him publicly and have predicted that this person would go along with Julieta. You order. Minji, stay here. No matter what happens, do not follow me. The girl looked worried. Where do you think you are going? You act casual. I already told you. Do not follow me. No matter the reason. We need to find their purpose. Contact Sinal John or Bruno. You activated the mana density. Minji shouted loudly, this is no Kai. You quickly ran after the car. You dashed around the corners. You got close to the car. Am suspected a kid. Janko from above. I am wondering which kid has been following us all this time and have felt anxious. They have noticed us already. Janko got out. What is up with you? Anna saw him attack. You got hit. Anna quickly backed away. That guy is challenging me. What is up with this kid? I bet the kids here are good at using mana. Right. And kid advises, do not mess. This kid is special. Is he really laughing like that? Then I can't avoid it. Janko jumps up. I will take care of him. Quickly dodge the kid. Jerk is trying to take me out. You turn your foot. Quickly move in front of Janko. You kick him in the head. Janko quickly dodge. He reaches out to grab you. Hai is frustrated. It is hard to dodge in midair. That is the. I will focus my mana into my leg. Janko is surprised. You quickly kick his hand. Flips in midair. You create a mana ball. Strikes hard at Janko. You land on the ground. Janko comments that his ability to use mana is no joke. But even so, you are still just a kid. Janko says as he moves behind him. You turn around. Janko grabs your neck. He lifts you up. It is more interesting than I thought. Struggles. Jian is channeling mana. It is not that fast. You are not the only one who knows how to use mana. Is worried. At this rate, I am going to pass out. Damn it. I need to get out. I am about to suffocate. Julieta steps in and frees the kid. Didn't you guys promise not to harm my acquaintances? Janko turned around. Do you know this kid? Julieta shouted. You can't do that. Julieta yelled. He is just a regular kid. Leave him alone. Janko laughed. But it is not as simple as you think. From my experience, I need to take care of guys like this as soon as I can. Janko was stunned. Janko, let go. Fine. Get it. And has sat down. Breathing heavily. Julieta ran over. Worried about and half. Thanks for help, but you do not need to do this. She turned away. What is wrong? Julieta stayed silent. She took off the ring. Julieta requested, can you give this to Brew? Tell him I am sorry. And how was scared. Sister Julieta smiled. And until now, she has been very happy. You stood up. Sister Julie, come back here while I am still talking nicely. Janko shoved Unha hard, sending him crashing into the trash can across the way. Janko just vanished, and the kid took off running, and Huh collapsed right by the trash can, thinking that life in the second round was, I saved my family. Someone was supposed to die. I saved my friend. I minimized the losses from the Boo Kine landslide, and I felt proud of that. But who would want this to happen? You gets up. Who would want to hold on to the past when I am struggling to change the future? Look at the ring. Your happiness includes her too. Hold on tight. Do not decide everything on your own. Sikon sets the box down. He places it down inside. Sikon worries about completing the required permits from the authority. I have had to sleep less. Suddenly, Suin brings a glass of water over. Why does Gon hold it? Make her. What is it? He smiles. It is nothing. I am just happy. Sujin smiles back. Really? The phone rings. Sikon answers. Hello. The voice on the other end replies. Uncle. I am sorry for calling you suddenly. He sounds cheerful. No problem at all. What is going on? You are calm. There is something I want to ask you. Sikon looks surprised. Ask away. The afternoon is winding down. Sejohan and Yu are practicing. Behind Sian is a mana creature. She snaps her finger, and the creature's limbs stretch out. They rush toward Yua. She observes seriously. Yua jumps away from the monster's attack. She comments on the impressive reflex. How about this? Yua is surprised and struggles as a whirlwind form. They are watching John to see how much they still need to improve. She suddenly noticed a skateboard in the whirlwind. They just hit a wave. She spoke up. Sis, you should not strike like that out of nowhere. Right. Why John is practicing calm. It would be better if it is like in real life. They seem to respond quite quickly. Should we do it this way? Why John makes the whirlwind disappear. Anna was surprised looking down as she dove to the ground, and a gel jelly immediately summoned the man. Anna landed safely and quickly took off. Sejan praised. Well done. Anna commanded jelly, and the bullet was quickly swallowed. Sejan praised because being a kid, their imagination and quick response are quite impressive. They have enough strength to defend and counterattack. I know they are a precious gem. It is good that they are witted. They still have a long way to go, though. Suddenly, the branches grabbed, and Johan covered the fan. But she has improved a lot in these 3 months. She yelled, I surrender. Let me down. It is also part of the training. There was a call from Sajo. Suspicious. It is rare to see them together. Don't tell me they got into trouble again. Right. That afternoon, the streets were deserted. Bruno opened a suit, which was the weapon, up and got ready. Bruno changed clothes. He stood in front of the mirror. Bruno commented that he looked less muscular now. If you call me the beast of the Valentine house, that seems a bit too much. He remembered Julieta speaking up. She pointed to the stranger. I did not know she was the princess of Valentine. The blonde shouted. You actually said something like that in Sicily. Who has not heard of the young lady? He was scared. I swear it is true. I am just a tourist in Sicily. Bruno interrupted without any reason at all. No matter what you say, it won't change the fact that you offended the young lady. Bruno's imposing figure stood before the pervert, who was terrified and turning pale. Bruno threw a punch that sent the pervert flying. Julieta stepped forward, praising loudly. Truly the beast of the Valentine. I thank you again. Bruno blushed in the grand palace. The matriarch has chosen those guys to take over over Sicily. Everyone was in a panic. Why Marin? Why not? So what do we do now? Our people have already had clashes with the Marins before. Those bastards. The boss shouted for silence. He ordered. The Valentines have decided to merge with Mayan. Julieta was worried. Dad, what do you mean by merging? The white-bearded man was scared. That is right, boss. At this rate, we will have to kneel before those Mayan bastards. The boss was seriously talking nonsense. Doing this is all to protect the interests of the Valentine family. The Valentines will not kneel before anyone. We will only temporarily team up with Mayan for a short while. Furthermore, to show our goodwill, Julieta will be engaged to Vincent Marin. What is she shocked about? Vincent Marin is the spoiled son of the Mayan family. If we are talking about the son of the Mayan family, it can only be that bastard. The master ordered to marry Vincent, bear his child. Julieta is furious. He is nonchalant. The unique talent of the cursed child can significantly enhance mana. Julieta has a child with Vincent Marin. That child will definitely be affected. Bald man worried. Do you mean that? The master nods. Yep. The child to be born will surely have talents surpassing Vincent Mayan. We will steal that child and raise them into a prodigy, and later, we will restore the Valentine family. Julieta angrily stands up. Bruno observed. Or, they forced her to do things she did not want, and now they treat her like a commodity. Does the master see nothing beyond the development of the Valentine family? Everyone speaks up. Miss, please think about the future of the Valentine family. We beg you to consider the bald man adds. That bastard is clever. He definitely does not have any issue. Miss, please do your best for the future of the Valentine family. The boss said sternly. You still want to be a member of the Valentine family? Then bear the humiliation and be that guy man's girlfriend. Julieta shouted. But he interrupted. The Valentine family has given you such a comfortable and prosperous life. So now fulfill your duty to the family. People chimed in. Your duty, miss, is to have a child. Miss, please give birth to a healthy baby. Juliet stammered. Brother. The bespoiled man looked away. Juliet was stunned. She nodded in agreement. Everyone left happily. Bruno watched Julieta in her room. Bruno asked, tell me the truth. Bruno approached Julie. She stammered. I do not want to get married like this. I do not want my child to be treated like a pawn. I am so fed up with this place. Bruno took her hand. Julieta Valentine, I will definitely protect you even if I have to face the whole world. Bruno kissed Julieta's hand. Do you want to leave with? She cried. Julieta was overjoyed. The window swung open. Light flooded the room. Bruno said, Julie, just wait a moment. Bruno checked the location. No matter what, I will save you. He opened the door and wait, Uncle Bruno. He was surprised. You are ready. You said firmly. Let us go together. Bruno and Yuha left together into the night. He is worried. I understand that Ha is much more skilled than regular player. However, our opponent is diseased, and I do not want to get him involved in anything dangerous. Bruno warned. Right, just as I thought. We need to get out of here. Things are getting more dangerous. You look away. I know what I am getting into. I mean, you should have said that before we left. Right, so I will go with you. Bruno sighed. Do whatever you want. And how look, do you think you can find? Bruno checked. Fortunately, it seems like she has her phone with you. Point to the Alyssa Hotel. That seems to be the place. He looked over and mentioned that should not we put on our gear, it would be extremely dangerous to go in there without protective gear, and pulled out his shirt. I would love to do that, but there is no armor that fits this tiny body of mine. Plus, just wearing this makes it hard to move. Bruno remarked. He looks like he is ready to jump into the battle. Is he used to this kind of stuff? You spoke up. I have the ring you gave, so do not worry too much. Bruno was curious. You know how to use it, right? And Ha picked it up. Yeah. It is hard to believe that his wedding ring is a mana-enhancing item. In the year 26 by the calendar of the Southern Allied Goddess, they successfully raided the Abyss. Everyone on Earth thought it was impossible, but they hailed those who managed to raid the Dark Realm. Players read the diary with excitement on their face. However, the truth recorded in the dungeon diary was extremely horrifying. Most of the players were from Italy, and the key members of that raid all had the last name Mayan. The woman who was used as a breeding tool for the exceptionally strong Mayan gene was their mother. I think Bruno could not save her. He died before I turned. Bruno announced, we have arrived. Dante regret that. Ha chuckled to herself. Regret. Those words should be reserved for those bastards, the white-headed and the blonde-haired. Who are they? Bruno thought. That is the. Then let us go. Right. He nodded. All right. They both quickly took off. They attacked in one move. In the hotel room where Janko was, he was angry, wondering why they suddenly changed the hotel location. Tom explained, I mean, they must have a reason or something. It is strange that there'd be an issue with the hotel right on the day of the meeting, when they had been notified days in advance. Julieta T. It seems the hotel does not want bastards like you and Janko Kurt. That bitch. Tom was off. Though, I really did not know Miss Julieta was in this country. Janko laughed. Me too. If we did not watch the news, we would not know what is going on. Yeah, I did not believe it at first either, but since my brother confirmed it, it must be true. Right. Julieta scoffed, saying it is really funny how a bunch of men planned to catch a woman and came all the way here. It seems like those Mayan guys have no shame. Janko holds a weapon. Princess Valentine. Why did not you just sit there and shut up? You probably think we can't touch you. Right. But we are not doing this out of pity for you. You know. Julieta chimes in. What? Janko places a hand on her shoulder. He smirked. If we really wanted to, we could have had some fun with you in bed already. Julieta pushes him away. Crazy bastard. She spits foam in Janko's. He yells. This bitch really wants to die. A voice calls out Mayan. From behind. Maybe it's mana. He looks seriously at Janko is flustered. Truly a touching brotherly bond. Amy at. Where are you going? Gian scoffed. This crap makes me want to go outside for some fresh air. Tom handed him something to look at. Julieta called out in a soft voice. I am hungry. Get me a bento box from the convenience store and get some cake for dessert while you are at it. And sighed. Tom shakes his head. Can't we just call room service? And serious. Haven't you heard that she wants to eat stuff from the convenience store? He is scared. Right. Tom walks for a bit. Unbeck. You should remember that you are not Unbeck Valentine, but Unbeck Marin. He looks at Tom and casually says, don't you worry. Tom smiles. Alright, then I will come back later. The door closes, leaving only Julieta and that Unbeck standing up. Where are you going? I told you not to leave the room. Juliet angrily says, you really have no sense of subtlety. Do you? I am going to the bathroom. Oh my. Julieta slumps down, holding her face. She remembered, even if the whole world is against you, I will only protect you. Will you come with me? She cries out brew and buries her head in her hands from the bath. Janko comes out happily. I will call room service on the way back. Janko is surprised. He turns around. What is this energy? And how is coming at him with a weapon? Janko, use your hand to block the strike. He stumbles back a few steps. Giant hits his head against the wall. You challenge? Looks like I am lucky today. Janko grits his teeth in anger. You son of a B****. And pull up your pants. I will give you time to get dressed. An hour before infiltrating the hotel. Sign cast a spell to enhance physical speed, then a spell to enhance muscle strength. The spells are cast continuously. continuous defense, healing, mana recovery against magic, and Unha expresses gratitude. Thank you, sister. But what will we do with the guests in this hotel if, for some reason, they get caught in the fight? He smiled. Don't worry. The celestial authorities have ordered the hotel to evacuate everyone outside. He felt relieved. That is a huge relief. With the water mana he got from Uncle So-hun, he had gained significant power. Now he was ready to go. Thank God for the chance to face Janko. There is not much room, and he does not even have a weapon. He could not miss this opportunity. The guy was charging at him aggressively. I will finish. Janko threw a punch. Fortunately, he managed to dodge it just in time. His attack hit the wall, making it crumble. Thanka pivoted on his feet and countered. He held the sword in his hand, his eyes filled with murderous intent as he charged with all the buffs and potions he had. Should we go all out? Janko created a shield, bracing for Thanka still did not back down. Aiming straight at his sword clashed violently against Janko's protective shield. His defense was pierced through after that clash. Janko was stunned. Kid was completely different when he last met. He even set up 3 layers of shield. How could he still break through all of them? Thanka took the chance and charged forward. Is that all you have got? He delivered a front sent him flying. Enduring the powerful attack, Janko crashed into the wall with great force, letting out a few painful yells. He had to use his shield again in this situation. There was no other way. Janko was frustrated. Damn it. The space was too cramped for him to unleash his full strength. He has to escape from this place at all. Unha glares, relentlessly attacking. A deadly blow is struck. The sword aims straight at Janko's head. Quickly dodges. Janko pulls out a gun from his pocket. Unha also uses a shield to block. Just as you realize something is off, he has Unha shout. That bastard. He is running away. He tightens his grip on the sword. He chases after him. How dare you run away? His defense is fiercely attacked, shattering under the pressure. Janko grits his teeth, never expecting things could get this bad. Unha watches him run desperate. You are so careless. After all, 13th tower is still the 13th tower. He sees you chasing and curses, you little brat, then pulls out his gun. I will finish you off. Unha does not back down. Look who is talking. This time next year will be your death anniversary. He calculates in his mind. There is no more time. His enhancement effects and mana are running low. Unha drinks from a vial, and he is surprised to see it. That thing. Do not tell me it is the Elix goddess's authorities used to boast about. This annoying guy is too cautious. He should have dealt with him earlier. There is no time to run up to the 18th floor room now. He needs to find something to use as a weapon. At this moment, Janko sees the knife, not seeing him anymore. Notices the nearby room. He rushes over. The sword is ready to ambush Janko. Suddenly, he senses danger as his sword clashes with the knife. Force attacks so hard that the surrounding glass shatters. Janko glares fiercely. Who the hell are you? And Unha bluntly says, you are going to meet your end. Your strength is overwhelming. Pushes him back, and Unha rushes in, swinging the sword at his sword pierces his opponent's shield. Janko smirks. You are running out of luck. Or not you. He takes advantage of the moment to grab and has hand, keeping him from striking back. You are pinned to the ground by Janko, who snatches away and has sword. He needs to take you out the moment he gets the chance. Do you think I should have a weapon to fight with too? A wave of energy surrounds. A scream. His vengeful spirit rises, a dark aura enveloping his body. Panic. Is this a mana corroding skill within him? This is troublesome. Get lost, you pest. Janko glances over, noticing something. Thanks to a using heavenly step, a direct strike was launched at a swift sword swing that grew. He relentlessly launched continuous attack, leaving Jian unable to react. He struggled to fight back, that brainless jerk, unable to hold on much longer. Janko was thrown against the wall by half. The surrounding object became wrecked and chaotic. The room now looked like a wreck. The battle between the two of them showed no signs of ending. Janko was, what is wrong? Your attacks are getting weak. Where did that fighting spirit go? A tall figure was standing at the door, waiting. Aimbeck looked serious. Julieta, everything is for the benefit of the Valentine's family. There was no response to his word. Am grew impatient. Come outside. If you need anything, just call Tom or call me. Suddenly he stopped, standing as if waiting for someone to arrive. Am slightly frowned, adjusting his glass, calmly saying, it has been a while. Bruno stumbled over from a distance, glared, growling, where's Julia? And glanced, his face showing discomfort at being questioned. Calmly replied, Bruno, the one who takes Julieta out of the family will be dealt with. You know the consequences of this could be light, right? But I will give you a chance. Go back to the Valentine's clan. Bruno, come back and help me eliminate. Before he could finish, he was attacked by Bruno. He spoke sharp. Don't waste your breath. Ambi pulled out his gun, looking calm. Oh really? Come on. He aimed his gun straight at Bruno. Bruno did not hold back, ready to fight. In the previous match between Anbeck and Bruno, Bruni had failed. Janko looked smut. What is going on? Your attacks seem weaker now. Where's your fighting spirit gone? Smirked. Where is it? It is right here. He shouted angrily. That sly little brat. You look pretty confident now. Grinning like that. Why do not you just drink the potion already? You do not have any. Do you? Janko gritted his teeth in anger, pulling out a sword and launching an attack at you. How was caught off guard, struggling to defend himself. It seemed his strength had not yet, and he was about to fall. Finally, he could not take it anymore, and was knocked back by Janko's attack. He regained his footing, not letting himself be thrown too far. He mocked. Is this all you can do after drinking the potion? You have gotten weak, have not you? Why do not you play with my dogs for a bit? A jumped up high to dodge the dogs created from Janko's power. Thought it would not work, so he spun his sword, creating a force like a drill, piercing through the air. He charged straight at Janko without hesitation. When he realized you were right next to him, Janko was momentarily stunned. You jerk. Unha moved quickly and continuously, making it hard for him to catch up. Janko quickly pulled out his gun from his pocket. Unha also drew his gun immediately. He fired straight at the target. On the other side, you also pulled the trigger almost at the same time. Janko managed to use his shield to block the bullet from hitting. Meanwhile, a bullet hit his shoulder, cried out in pain a few times. He exhaled, finally able to breathe a little. This is my territory. He laughed arrogant. The arrows infused with power created by Janko were aimed at Unha Spara Akaso. His eyes gleamed with malice as the arrows were released. Unha was slightly startled, gritting his teeth as the arrows rushed towards you. Unha tried to dodge. Janko honed home. You little rat. Let us see how long you can dodge. The arrows kept chasing after you. Unha had to continuously dodge, exhausting himself. You regained your momentum, turning to counterattack. Unha fought back with all his might, trying to hold on. You were hit by arrow, right? Unha still struggled to endure despite the wounds bleeding continuously. Another arrow pierced through your thigh. With your teeth clenched, you fought back with determination. The arrows had disappeared. You stood still, exhausted. Unha furrowed his brow. A dilemma. Janko still has not let go, pulling out a gun to threaten your life. You know, those dogs from earlier appeared again, biting tightly between your legs, making you panic at some point. A whirlwind appeared above your head. You calmly thought, there is no way to avoid it. The best option is to break through, and then quickly escape from the dog activity. You turned your head to aim the gun straight at. They still tried to leap at you you to bite your leg. You jumped closer to Janko. You swung your sword straight at Janko. Widened his eye. You really are. He threw you up into the air. As soon as you touched the ground, you stepped onto the circles of power. They surrounded you from all sides. You were shocked. This is a trap. By the time you realized it, it was too late. Everything shattered in an instant. The ground was smashed to pieces. Crouched down, with drops of fresh blood falling beneath in your heart. You calculated that in this situation, you could not run anymore. I need to recover. But suddenly, Janko snatched the potion from your hand. He had a sneer on his face. Are you planning to drink it alone? He yanked the potion away. You silently cursed him in anger. Janko Mayan was still standing there, rambling on. Potion in this country is quite good. It instantly restores stamina and mana. You ignored him, only thinking about how to escape from here first. Janko yelled loud, launching a sneak attack. Thank goodness. Chienbu. You were stunned, but immediately turned back to fight him. Your weapon fell to the ground. Janko viciously kicked you in the chest, growling, I won't let you off that easily. You instinctively fell back, and your body hit the wall, creating a huge explosion. Janko Mayan was pleased, saying that a beast only learns after being beat. How dare a little puppy like you get involved in this? Red blood gushed from your body. Janko Mayan stood frozen in place. He was suspicious. Is this kid done for? With just this, he should not be out yet. He widened his eyes in surprise, threw the potion bottle to the ground. Your voice calm. I should have used it sooner. From the smoke gradually appeared. Your face ice, and your eyes radiated an overwhelming aura. Janko Mayan screamed in fear. You bastard. How many bottles have you drunk? You replied casually. I have a whole set of potions from that. So what? He wondered. It was shocking enough for a dying person to recover their stamina and mana, but he did not expect you to refresh all the enhancement effects without cooldown. Moreover, was his mana even higher than before? Don't tell me he unconsciously unleashed a new ability. You added. It is not just one ability. I have this too. His face turned pale. Not a drop of blood left. He was stunned, realizing that what you held was a ring capable of amputation. Janko thought, there is no way this bastard is still that strong, but I still have a chance. His aim is not very accurate. I am definitely more certain than he is in that regard. Anha gripped the gun tight, his eyes burning with the desire to take him down immediately. He did not say much, just pointed the gun at him, pulled the trigger. Janko Mayan countered, secretly mocked, you made a mistake, pulled the trigger too early. I will be the one who wins, and has swiftly dodged a lethal blow. Taking advantage of Janko Mayan's moment of shock, picked up the dagger that had fallen from him earlier. He stood frozen, not understanding what just happened, and how was ready to take him down. He aimed straight for Janko Mayan's gun-holding arm, threw the dagger, mocking his stupidity. Pain in his arm made him grimace, and let out a soft groan. His arm was severed in two. He remained cold, already feeling pain. I have just begun. Didn't you say that a beast has to be beaten to understand the problem? He was furious, clutching his bleeding arm. The dagger from earlier returned to Janko Mayan, slicing through his teeth. But I am not the beast. He staggered, still stubbornly holding on. Is not that right? In the quiet, long hallway, a figure was struck. Bruno Valentin unleashed a flurry of punches. Like a wild beast, his fist smashed down the hallway, causing bricks to shatter. Ange Valentin, facing the scene, furrowed his brow. Bruno Valentin did not take a second to rest and continued to attack. Ambi Valentin quickly dodged. In this situation, he turned and ran away to escape. Bruno's moves kept chasing close. Suddenly, he froze. Bruno Valentin caught up, looking fierce. His deadly fist swiped past Ambi Valentin's face, and he mocked, your skills have not changed at all. Then he grabbed Bruno's arm, his tone disdainful. I was really looking forward to seeing your current skill. What a disappointment. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed through the hallway. Am Valentin aimed his gun. Bruno Valentin's chest, pulled the trigger. Again, the bullet did not penetrate his chest, fell straight to the ground. Ambi Valentin lost his patience. So what are you going to do? Just stand there and take. Bruno Valentin had used the warrior's shield to survive. Blood dripped from his mouth. Could not help but angrily raise his fist, punching back Valentine. But before Bruno's fist could land on him back Valentine's face, he interrupted. There are two reasons you are going to lose. First, your moves are too predictable. Second, your mana is almost depleted, and the effect of the potion is about to end. While the potion's effect is still active, you can't move. The only thing you have left is defensive magic. You have put yourself in a tough spot. Bruno Valentin is angry, cursing his mana. His shield can't withstand it and is cracking into pieces. Aimback Valentine is pointing a gun, ready to pull the trigger when suddenly Julita Valentin runs up. She shouts loudly to stop. This is different from what you promised. You said you would not touch the people around me. He does not stop but aims the gun at her. His voice is cold. Are you here just to talk about the promise between us? Aimbeck ordered. We are almost done. Just state. The gun's muzzle is pressed against her forehead. Julieta grips the gun tight, challenging him. Go ahead. Shoot if you can. It is surprising that she can do that. Ange Valentin is furious. She turns to speak to Bruno Valentin. Bruno, turn back. Do you really want to die? It is not just him. Janko and Tom Mine are here too. Do you think doing reckless things like this will make us happy? What I need is she did not finish her sentence when Bruno Valentin interrupted. Promise to only protect. Miss, you just need to say one word. That is enough. She cries out. Don't move. Bruno Valentin. But he took a step closer. Aimbeck Valentin did not hesitate. Julieta Valentin screams in helplessness. Bruno Valentin raises his hand to shield against the bullet. Aimbeck Valentin is confused by his action. Bruno Valentin's hand embraces the bullet. He said, one word is enough. Julieta, even if the whole world opposes. His gaze sharp and his voice became more resolute than ever. I only need you. So just answer me. Bruno Valentin unleashed a blazing fire. Ambi Valentin stood frozen in shock, then quickly used his shield to dodge the unexpected attack from him. He hid behind the shield to avoid the raging flames that wanted to take his life. Bruno Valentin clutched his injured arm, gently calling out Julieta as she weakly responded and slowly reached out her hand. Warm tears streamed down Julieta's face. Her voice soft, safe, on the side of you and Janko Mine. Two had stopped fighting. Hearing Janko Mine's groan, he scoffed. Is losing an arm really that dramatic? His arm lay sprawled in a pool of red blood. Anna asked if you can still use healing magic to put it back, right? Zhejiang, seeing this, screamed in fear to stop, but of course he would not let him off. Janko Mine stood stunned, watching as he stomped down hard on the arm on the ground, splattering fresh blood everywhere. Janko Mine could do nothing but stand there, wide-eyed. Then he yelled, cursing that punk. He summoned a fire. Anna wondered if that was a type of large area explosion mat. Right. Watching the fireball approaching, calculated that it would not affect. He stayed away from the explosion. The fireball was like a hungry beast relentlessly chasing its prey, and how was grinding his teeth in anger. Even though he was using mana from the celestial realm, how could it still catch up? Flames were already closing in on his. As expected, a massive explosion occurred behind him. His body was sent tumbling several meters as a result. Once his body stopped, Yuha was incredibly frustrated. Before he could collect his thought, he noticed something unusual. Janko Mayan launched his his second move, a rapid-fire series of attacks to strike, but he felt no fear at all, and did not fall behind either, executing a piercing strike in response. He gritted his teeth, silently urging himself to go a little fast, just a bit more. As his foot surged forward, the explosion behind him went off. He was determined, ready to face Janko Mine head-on. He was scared. He was about to strike. Suddenly, Yua sensed something was off in his body. He was frustrated. Why now? His young body had already reached its limit. Seeing Yua like that, he thought to himself. He did not know what was happening, but this was his chance. A steel cage appeared, closing Janko Mine, who used a binding needle to trap him, and broke the steel, thinking to himself, damn it, I need to deal with this before my body completely gives out. Without hesitation, he decisively slashed through the bar. That also caused the sword in his hand to shatter into pieces, and his eyes turned bloodshot with rage. Janko Mine strikes unexpected, sending you flying. After that hit, regain your balance. One hand on the ground, the other gathering energy, pair counterattack. You smash down hard on the ground, channeling all your resentment into a decisive blow known as Vengeful Spirit. Janko Marin Mott. What good does that do? His hand gripping his dagger is bulging with veins. In response to Yuha's attack, he screamed, I have already lost one arm. Your gun suddenly gets hit by some clash between the two opposing forces, shatters the ground in an instant. You and Janko Mine are also tumbling backward. Pain in your gun hand feels like it is going deep into your bone. Pain is clearly etched on your face. Janko Mine screamed, go to hell. Uha quick on his dodges swift. You immediately pivot to create a solid stance and start firing continuously at Janko Marin. He takes a bullet to the chest, blood bursting forth. Janko grows even angrier and recklessly charges back. Janko Marin's fire point wraps tightly around his leg, yanking it hard, causing you to lose balance and crash to the ground. Your arm slams painfully against the earth. Janko Mine delivers another blow to your chest. He fiercely raises his fist and lands a devastating punch to your face. Janko Mine goes into a frenzy, punching and cursing. Go to hell. I said go to hell. Anha's trembling hands played in the air, unable to hold on anymore. Your hands fell hard. Janko Mine still has not stopped venting, continuously kicking into the person under him. He stepped back, his voice gleeful, saying this is the end. Immediate. Jin shouted loudly and unleashed a decisive barrage. He stood watching the dust rise in a cloud, suddenly breaking into a pleased smile. Janko Mine grinned. It is, I have. But then he pondered, what if he has not gone to the afterlife yet? I will strangle him until there is no pulse left. However, as Janko's hand reached out, it was tightly grabbed by Anha. Anha clung to his arm like a wild beast. The sharp pain shot through Janko Mine, making him gasp, this guy damn. He kicked hard at Anha, ordering him to let go of my hand. With the direction of his kick, you were thrown up and slammed hard against the ceiling. Janko Mine taunted, you filthy insect. You really showed me how pathetic you are. But now what are you going to do? I am still intact. Just as Trong Ying Yuamen felt secure. Suddenly he coughed up blood, a bright red droplet falling to the ground. Giant could not believe it. Had he taken such significant damage to cough up this much blood? Can I control my mana? His hands tremble, his legs lose strength, and he collapses in the pain that tears at his body. Janko Mine finally realizes he is countering the mana flow. He roars in anger. What did you do to me? And slowly raises a vial of green liquid. His voice light, level. Poison from a shadow spider. That vial contains poison from the shadow spider. It blocks the internal flow of mana, leading to death. Janko is suspicious. Did he hide the poison in his mouth? Janko Mine writhes in pain, his mouth still cursing endlessly. You stupid jerk. Are you planning to go down with Yuma, who would just bring poison? You popped the cap off the bottle, downed it, and said, of course I brought the antidote. It is right here on the ground. Crazy. Anha the gun slowly said, don't curse in Korean. What is wrong with your pronunciation? You aimed the gun at his head. Even now, Janko is still arrogant. Are you confident you won to regret? I am a family member of Chedi. Do you know that sending me to heaven will become a global issue? If you eliminate, the whole world will be your enemy. Are you prepared to see the whole world as your enemy? Go through with. He had not finished speaking when you shouted to shut up. Out of impatience for his rambling, you pressed the gun's muzzle directly into his mouth. Anna sat down in front of, coldly saying, the survivor will determine the value of your life. I will decide whether the world becomes my enemy or not because you are already defeated. Just go meet your mate. Janko Mine was horrified, his eyes wide as the cold bullet pierced his throat. The room fell silent. Anha tossed the gun down. You were exhausted too and squatted down on the floor, exhaling heavily. You muttered, I only have one bottle of medicine left. Should I just take it and go see Brother Bruno? I am about to die. Behind the wall, Tom Mayan was hiding and watching, tightly gripping the plastic bag in his hand to calm his nerve, constantly asking himself, what the hell is going on? I can't believe Chedi from Italy is meeting his end. Hands of a kid. It is not like I can't handle someone who is about the bucket. Instead, dealing with him might take even more time. Before the Korean players arrived here, the folks at Sen were also calculating about the Alice Hotel. Tom Mayan planned to deal with Julieta Valentine as a priority. Bruno Valentin charged like a wild, ready to pounce on his prey. Anbeck Valentin, his face radiated intense rage. Anch Valentin was also somewhat terrified by his demeanor. Bruno Valentin's punch sent Anbeck flying. The impact created a large hole in the ceiling. He wondered if the difference in his state was due to the adrenaline. He lashed. Bruno Valentin charged again, ready to strike. Anbeck Valentin did not know what to do, just staring at him wide-eyed. Just as Bruno Valentin was about to finish a voice interrupted. Stop. Pressed a knife against Julieta Valentine's throat and said, it is, if you do not want to see Julieta's life end right in front of you, then release the mana. Bruno Valentin anxiously called her name. Julieta. Tom Mayan slashed her neck as a warning. No movement. Dante, move and raise your hand. If you think I won T-handle, you are dead wrong. He did not dare to take risks, only able to obediently raise his hand. Tom Mayan turned to Anbeck Valentin. Ambi, let us end it here. We do not have time. Janko is done for. That guy replied nonchalant. Got it. So Janko has gone to meet the king of hell. Tom Mayan quickly responded. Yep. So before the Korean players storm in, he barely finished his word before a bullet struck him in the head. Tom only managed to let out a helpless groan before collapsing to the ground. Julieta Valentin was horrified. What? She gasped as she witnessed this horrific scene. Julieta broke out in a cold sweat. Got it. The gun barrel of Ambi Valentin was still smoking after the shot. He laughed triumphantly. Finally, you are done for. I have been waiting for the chance to take your life, but unexpectedly, before I could strike, he went to meet his mate. Even Tom Mayan must go to the Golden Stream, and then the Mayan family will have nothing left in this. Bruno, Julieta, I have another proposal for you too. Return to the Valentin family because now Janko is gone. It is time for us to wipe out the Mayan family and rebuild Valentin. Julieta Valentin spoke up. Brother, have you lost your mind? The Mayan family won't easily collapse just Janko is gone. She doubted he was the type to speak such nonsense. Is it the pressure of being being the head of Valentin that has changed him like this. He is no longer the person I once knew. He laughed with, we can take advantage of the fact that Jianko has died in Korea. The Mayan will retaliate against Korea and self-destruct. Go back to Valentin. Now we can protect you. Julieta Bruno. Do you still appreciate what Valentin has done for you? Then go back with Julieta and dedicate yourself to Valentin. Suddenly, a sharp voice rang out. Who gave you permission? And bitch Valentin jumped in surprise and rushed in angrily, questioning him. Who are you to take my people without permission? Without saying much, he directly struck first, slashing hard at his leg. Anch's agility was quick, immediately jumping up to dodge. Then he kicked him, and Beach's face was fierce. Aha retaliated by stabbing through his thigh. Anxie Valentin, furious, pulled out a gun and shot it. He dodged but still got hit in the thigh. Anna backed up against the wall to defend himself. Anch Valentin was regretful. I wasted. Now I have to eliminate Bruno first. Suddenly, he noticed something unusual. Seeing Julieta Valentin recovering to help Bruno, he roared. Since when? Lying on the ground. Anna taunted. Whether they need to be here or not is up to me. So do not leave on your own, sister. He calculated that he had bought enough time. Julieta Valentin smiled gently and promised she would not do that again. Then she summoned her overwhelming skill. The immense power also stunned Amma Valentin. Gritted his teeth. Damn it. Julieta Valentin gently reminded Bruno Valentine. You need to come back in one. He agreed to her request. Bruno shot forward like an arrow. His arms were bulging with vein, ready to take down Ambi Valentine immediately. The wound on his leg was still oozing fresh blood. Ambi was furious because of that kid messing up his leg. Every attack from Bruno Valentin was blocked by his shield. However, Ambi had to endure a certain force and was knocked back. Oh, quickly dodged. I wonder if he has not forgotten about. Am Valentin slammed hard against the wall behind him. The impact made him spit blood right on the spot. Bruno Valentin fought even more aggressive. Anch Valentin still wanted to fight back. He aimed both guns straight at Bruno Valentin and fired. He was counterattacking while screaming, firing in rapid succession. Bruno Valentin was not backing down either. He raised his hand to block direct. He charged forward, wanting to finish off and back Valentin. When his fist landed on M back Valentine's, it contorted. He screamed to hell with. The ceiling cracked wide open. Anch Valentin was knocked out of the building. Hundreds of shards of glass shattered everywhere. In pain, he still remained stubborn. Can't just leave like this. I have had to endure all kinds of contempt. I told the Valentine family that I would destroy the Mayan clan, and even told my father that I would restore Valentin. This is just the beginning. His body is covered in blood. Anch Valentin is still unwilling to accept that it can't end here. Collision creates a loud explosion. From the depth, his hand reaches out, crawling out of the wreck, and tells himself, as long as I am alive, there is still a chance. Before Bruno catches up, I have to run. Has the wind changed direction? Suddenly, a voice echoes above. Ambi Valentin, the ambassador of Italy. Well, since you are so relaxed, I am going to arrest you for masterminding a terrorist attack on the Alice Hotel. Right now in the reception area, Greenhouse. Gion speaks up. The situation has changed. Your intrusion into our country quite troublesome. Don't you think so? The mastermind behind the terrorist attack at the Alice Hotel, Valentin, is currently locked in a glass cage and has his limbs immobilized. Am calmly replied, I am not the one who initiated the terrorist attack. You are falsely accusing an ambassador from Italy, and you are also holding me illegal. Dong Hun behind him gets angry. This crazy guy. Gion stops to ask, oh really? What do you plan to do? We have video of you killing Tom Mayan and Jenko Mine too, along with evidence of you kidnapping an Italian woman. Hearing this, he grits his teeth and falls silent. She continues to apply pressure. A grade school kid killed Jenko Mine and he are the ones behind the terror. Right. Gion smiled smugly. Who would believe that? And Beach glared angrily, saying nothing more. She revealed that I analyzed information about Big Ma's political position and power in Italy. You and Big Mama killed Jenko Mayan, and you are trying to suppress the Mayan family's power. Right. However, it seems like you are just wasting time. Gion continued. I heard that besides the two of there are others linked to Italy who are coming. You must be feeling pretty sad. Ambi realized Tom Mayan is not the only one sent to watch over me. The Myron family has been acting Gion announced. We are holding all the Italians who were there, so they will be the condition for me to make a deal with. He asked quiet. What do you want? She cautiously stepped closer, but the number of lies I have been told is already out. Looking straight into Nbutch's eye, she hinted. I want a lot of. The scene shifted to the hospital, with sunlight streaming through the window. In Day's hospital room, a voice spoke up. Aren't you going to listen to your mother? Pinched Day's ear, scolding. You were hurt last time, and now you are hospitalized 12 weeks. Deha winced in pain. No one. Mom Day expressed she does not want you to overexert yourself. The boy obediently replied. In the mother's eyes shone endless love. She stood reminding him that she would come to visit again. So take care of your health. His mom quickly left, leaving A to recover. He wondered if Dad and his sister coming to visit him too. Right. Deha recalled the scene of his sister eagerly chasing after. You look out the window and feel guilt, and the whole family does too. Then you glance at the remote, feeling unsure. Should I check the news while I wait? Presses the remote, and the sound of the TV comes on. Here's the next news. Last night, someone reported that there were loud noises coming from the Alice Hotel. Although the loud noise, whose origin is unknown, scared many residents for a long time. With the help of the Italian players staying in the hotel, the news reported that Mana had been misalocated, turning this place into a dungeon. Since there are no more citizens in the hotel, the Italian players who were there went into the dungeon to assess the situation. Those who do not know will surely believe it. There must have been a deal between Korea and Italy. I wonder what they got in return. Listens and consider. Those who do not know will surely believe it. There must have been a deal between Korea and Italy. I wonder what they got in return. A hand opens the door, and Julieta is Big Brother Unha doing well. Behind her, Bruno is holding a cake. Politely replies, Sister, please do not call me Big Brother anymore. She responds, Big Brother Unha is a big brother. He is older, so you should learn to take pride in that title. You recall the cheesy scene of this teasing. Don't you both feel guilt for getting me at the hotel? At that moment, keep seeking attention. Hey sis, hey young, I am hurt here. Hearing that, the two just cough lightly a few times. Suddenly, Julieta and Bruno gaze at each other deep. How does not understand what is going on. Julieta suddenly kneels down and says, thank you for saving me. Without you, I would have lived my whole life in despair. Bruno does the same. Unha, I can never repay you for everything I owe you in this lifetime. You feel confused. Uncle insists. Get up. She swears tonight, in the tranquility of the night sky, under the bright moon and stars, I humbly commit to making this bond. Bruno also respectfully pledges to do everything for the one who saved, and he may protect the honor of his brother. If anyone asks where I come from, this is how I will answer. Both place their hands over their hearts sincerely. Together they say, my father is the sun, and my mother is the moon. A breathe is light, looking at them with affectionate eyes. Julieta joked, this bond, I I can call you Big Brother Unha. Right. Hey Brew, how about we make our child Unha's direct disciple? He agreed. That is a good idea. Oha thinks to himself, I did not intend to be a player, and I do not want to be part of a mafia gang. Then he raises his hand and asks, why did you two decide without asking me? Julieta suggests, what if we let our child be Unha's direct disciple? You wonder what she means and react. Which child? She happily shares the good news they will tell you. They are really looking forward to it. Now you understand. Congratulations to you both. I am relieved you are safe. Julieta rummaged through her bag. Let me show you this. She pulled out a card. Unha took it and asked, what is it? Juliet said, check the name. Unha examined it. Name. Those are the ID cards of the young couple, but they have changed their last name. Unha was very surprised. He exclaimed, what does that mean? She raised her hand with a bright smile. What is going on? They decided to live a new life, so they just changed their last name. Julieta made a serious. In this case, taking Unha's last name makes the most sense. Right. Let us call them No Julieta and No Bruno. Unha stared at the ID card in silence. He shouted, oh no. In an old hallway filled, Jun Sek sat in the room watching something and said, here is. Bruno spoke up. I heard you blocked information about us. He bowed his head in gratitude. We owe you another favor. Elder he thought from that house provided for us when we first came to Korea, and with this matter too. We have received a lot of help from you. He chuckled light. Looking up, I did pull some string. The goddess is very curious about your identity. Jun Sek recalled when talking to the goddess. She kept asking, who are those people? Who are they? Who are they? Bruno felt off. I do not know what else to say. Thank you, he answered. Even if there are pharmaceuticals, I will still do it because the Alice Hotel has fallen into the hands of the Dun and Y group. At this, I had to withdraw from the hotel industry, and I have also decided to invest more in medicine. Jung Sich turned to remind me. Be careful. The goddess said she would not investigate further, but you can't trust her word. Bruno nodded and replied. He showed interest. Besides, you do not have a job right now, do you? Have you thought about becoming my exclusive player? Bruno, who was unemployed, stood there in shock. He hinted that I could not do anything if you did not want to, but when he guessed it, it meant Jun Sich was hinting that when you no longer want to be my bodyguard, you should still protect kids like you always have. In his eye, he saw Jun Sich as a kind person, and he burst out laughing. Don't stare at me like that. You are about to drill a hole in me, he replied. The happy family picture appeared with Jun Sich's warm voice. I have no other purpose, kids who came into this old man's life. I just want to see them smile bright. Bruno replied without hesitation. I will accept, he replied. Thank you. He immediately stepped outside and closed the door. Jun Sich sat alone in silence. It seems like I am really getting old. His eyes were full of thought. This to be so emotional. Jun Sich caressed in his hand. Do you think so, my love? Photo of him with his wife still in the same spot, and all the love is still there. The sea is screaming under the gray sky. The tidal wave rises like a massive wall crashing down, shaking the huge battleship violently. The whole sways, thunder and lightning like drumbeats clearing the way for the impending disaster. The sailors on the ship fearfully pull back. It is coming here. From the pitch black depths of the sea, colossal figure emerged, revealing sharp teeth and glowing red eyes, crashes violently into the ship's hull, causing it to shake fiercely. The ship splits in two and immediately sinks. A voice echoes. At that moment, the terrified sailors face the giant shadow. The commander orders that when it appears, Leviathan will rise again to wreak havoc. It lunges forward. The razor-sharp teeth dive directly into the bow of the ship. The sailors tremble, pale-faced before that terrifying strength. The Leviathan materialized, its skin covered in shiny dark scales, wet metal, its long body twisting like a dragon, a single foot stepping on the surface of the water. The small boat below is dwarfed by Leviathan as it roars, shaking the sea and causing chaos. Saint Nam Gong Sang Gun commands to move out. Leviathan is held back by an ice block. He jumps out of the ship's cabin. I will carve a bloody path. He lands on the enormous ice block, standing before the massive Leviathan. Sang Gun shows no fear. He resolutely charges forward. I will leave you an arm. The iceberg suddenly started to crack. The Leviathan thrashed about, letting out a thunderous roar. Sung unleashed a powerful blow from above, full of might. He aimed the ice flower spear at the mouth of the Leviathan. The strength of the north wind and the raging snow surged into the weapon in Sung's hand. He launched the weapon straight at the Leviathan. Moment, I held my phone in my hand, checking the news. The campaign against the Leviathan had been completed, but the damage was too great. You thought that Nam Gong Sang Gun would retire and leave the 12 in just a few years. On the day of the middle school entrance exam, my younger sister, Inha, ran up yelling, brother, the baby just jumped on you. Play with. I am so. Did Unha look at you like that? You wondered why you still had not seen your sister come out. I suggest we play a word association game. Unha quietly speculated that it was probably because too many people registered, so the exam time would be extended a bit. Surely nothing bad happened to her, right? Ina said. You go first. Whole few hours earlier, the screen recorded everyone's action at the middle school entrance exam, with the monitoring committee watching the cameras capturing every move throughout school. This is not an exam to test the student's skill, but to find out who has the potential to become a player. The chief supervisor requested to move all cameras in training room number 2 to numbers 39-40. Another supervisor spoke up. Number 40. Are you referring to Ryan Ho, who has the most mana among the candidates? The red-haired guy had no doubts about that girl's skills even before the exam began. She was already considered a top contender. Jun Ho gracefully overcomes the challenges with ease. The supervisor asked, what about number 39? He was also quick and sharp after Ho. The assistant threw the answer list. Number 3 is Noun. She is diligently running after. An egg obstructs the fire. Jun Ho steps over it neatly and continues. Next is a powerful green circle spreading out, and it quickly passes through and moves to the next challenge. The supervisor watches, a bit impressed with both of their abilities. He asks, is that girl also a C? The assistant replied, not all. In the face of the obs, Jun Ho passes indifferently while you enthusiastically dance. The supervisor guesses there is a new rookie. He thinks observing the C and that rookie girl should be enough. Right. The supervisor, it seems the champion of this round is already decided. The red-haired guy adjusts his glasses. But I think those kids did not use any mana at all. The supervisor is astonished. What? That means Ho and you are exerting themselves running. The supervisor is surprised. Did they pass the test just by physical ability? The test is over. First place in 6 minutes 36 seconds. Number 40 Ruin Ho. Rankle. Second place in 6 minutes 39 seconds. Number 39 Nauna. Rankle. Unha recalls Sun's advice not to use mana during the test. If it is truly unavoidable, then it is fine. But try not to use it if possible. She remembers during training. She wants to ask why. It is not just about being a player. You have to be good at mana control. Right. She explained. Players often face unfavorable situations, so we need to practice in advance, prepare for such scenario. At that moment, Unha realized that Chai Seo Young was right, because it would be easy to fall into mana abuse. Her gaze gaze suddenly turned curious as she looked over, surprised to see someone else not using mana like her. Jaya stared intently at the flower drinking water. Jaya thought to herself, girl was even faster than her. She approached to strike up a conversation. You really run very well. And How was excited. I did not know you could run without using mana like me. Janho appeared in She just nodded slightly with a blank expression and quickly turned away, leaving Jaya confused. She wondered if the girl was shy about interacting. The teacher began to explain. Now I will explain the final exam to you all. Behind this gate is a maze. The structure of the maze will change at certain times, and you will be placed in a random position in some designated areas of the maze. There will be assistants monitoring who will provide food and drinks so you can rest. And A and Ho listened attentively. The teacher continued to brief. In this exam, you can use mana and weapons, and you can also cooperate with other candidates if you want. I turned to greet. Excuse me, you two were first and second in the previous exam, right? Jao quickly took notice. She extended her hand and introduced herself. Hello, I am Choi. Anna replied. Hello, nice to meet. She walked over to shake hands and said, come from Dongjekshi Elementary School, which is closest to the curse school. I am really good at using mana. Anna immediately sensed she seemed very confident. Are you here to invite? Do you want to join our group? She felt shy. Collaborate. Aren't we going to be separated once we go inside? IG smiled brightly and explained. I mean, let us collaborate if we meet in the main, promising to help each other and have no bad intention. Hearing that, Anna quickly agreed. She perceptively turned to Ho and asked, do you want to join too? The girl was straightforward. I do not need it. I am enough by myself. Anna waved her hand. Okay, see you later. I seemed to notice her expression. The two friends followed Hai, showing disapproval. Are you okay? She is really too much. Ignoring people like that. She definitely does not have any friends at school. She is. You guys do not need to comfort. She did not do anything to upset. The two friends continued to throw shade, as if she was the best. Arrogant as if she was the best. Such a strange personality. It seems like it will be very hard to get close to these girls. Anna thought to herself. Her face was a bit awkward. She thought of flowers instead. The scene when she started the conversation came back to her mind. She thought she could get closer to her. Although at that moment, Hon just coldly nodded. As they were talking, the teacher's voice rang out. Alright, the final exam will begin now. The door opened, and all the students were eager. The students were led into a maze built, towering metal wall. Paths looked similar, straight, with no special signs that made it easy to get lost. Anna stood hesitating for a moment. She stood at a fork in the road. Which way should she go? Anna recalled Sen's advice that when faced with a situation where she did not know what to do, she must first grasp the flow of mana. Her eyes brightened as she began to sense the flow. The mana flow became clear, guiding. Anna immediately followed it. Mana will flow towards the exit, so I just need to follow it, right? She walked for a while when suddenly a voice spoke up. Hello. The teacher at the banquet table waved. You are the first one to arrive, the teacher said as he handed her a water bottle. You must have worked hard. Want a drink? The teacher already opened the cap. She happily took it. Thank teacher. The teacher watched Anna drink the water eagerly. The teacher suddenly suggested, let me give you this. She was surprised. Are you sure? This is a test. He replied. Of course, but since it is the final exam, it is very difficult, so this is allowed. The teacher pointed to give a hint. The right path is this way. She immediately bowed her head. Thank you so much, teacher. And then she dashed off. The teacher's face revealed a sinister expression after he waved by. Anna followed the instructions for a while and suddenly noticed something. She looked around suspiciously, but she did not see any mana flowing here. How could the teacher trick me? Anna looked in another direction, guessing that the teacher was there, so she must be going the right way. Haiji glanced over. She rushed over to speak. Haiji, hello. She waved her hand to call out. Just in time. We were asking the teacher which way to go. The group of students pleaded. Please suggest a way for us. Teacher. Please. Teacher. The teacher was enthusiastic. Okay, there is no other way. Which way does the sun rise? The students chimed in together. The east. Everyone happily ran toward the east. Hold my hand. Oh. The teacher said to go east. She hesitated, turned back to look, and felt unsure. That is strange. The mana flow is going in the opposite direction. On the way following the instruction, she always felt something was off and looked back. She could sense that the flow was in a different direction, so Hai urged her on. Anna thought to herself that something was odd. The teachers kept saying we were going the wrong way. Upon reaching the next stop, the teacher praised them. Great job, everyone. This is the last jump. The teacher suggested that one of these three paths would lead directly to the exit. Can you tell us which way to go? Teacher. Finally, the test is almost over. I am so. The teacher is in a tough spot. Well, I can't say, but he is still signaling over there. The students got excited and followed. Let us go this way. We will be the first ones there. Great job, everyone. Suddenly, I shouted really loud. Wait. The voice made everyone stop and turn around. She pointed the other way, thinking I did not realize that was not the exit. I insisted that mana flows this way. My friend did not believe it, but the teacher said to go this way. The girl next to me urged. Time's running out. Why are you acting like I was flustered? But mana flows. They yelled loud. The exit is right in front of. Thanks to teacher Meech guiding. My friend complained. We are so tired. Why are you like this? Really? Haiji is annoying. And hesitated. Ihiji. She sneered. You could be wrong. Stop being stubborn. The chatter rang out, and it seemed like they thought they were better than the teacher. The teacher quietly observed. Who was worried? She was anxious inside. Was she really scared? I am just saying what I see. I started to tremble. Gripping their hands tight. Thought crossed their mind. What would Unha do in this situation? Earlier in the car, you said firmly, don't trust anyone. She asked again. No one at all. Not even one person. He replied. That is right. I already told you. Did not as a player. You can't trust anyone. You can only trust yourself. You deeply internalized that saying. Believing in herself, she resolutely said, yeah, that is right. At that moment, chaotic mind suddenly became clear. Don't forget. Anna had stopped trembling in fear. Why am I remembering her words right now? She said sternly. The exit is this way. Hiji can ignore it. Then go ahead. We will head this way. Anna replied. Fine. Hiji looked on with disdain. The teacher noticed the flow of mana swirling beneath his feet. She quickly forward without hesitation, leaving the students behind. I and the others looked on in surprise. Hiji scoffed. Is she really that Manhwa? You sped ahead. Hiji tossed her hair back and said, whatever. Just get to the exit already. Everyone thought to themselves that they really did not understand. The answer was right in front of, yet she chose a different path. Thanks to that, she charged straight ahead. I am faster than her now. I am feeling pretty good about after passing the test. Just as her foot touched the finish line, she suddenly found herself back in the familiar space. This was the starting line that made Hiji furious. This moment, having exited the main, I thought, the exit is actually so close. I am lucky I made it through. Right, but the test took longer than I thought. Everyone must be waiting for me. Let me grab something to drink first. Unha and Yoon must be really hungry. As she was pressing the button, a hand reached out. Hello. Junho hesitantly offered a can of drink. I bought an extra can. Girl blushed as she explained. About your suggestion to form a team early. I am declining not because I do not like you. That is interesting. She issued. Then I will take the can. Thanks. I will enjoy it. She opened the can, wondering what the result would be. be, and said, but I am no. If we meet at the academy, let us be friends. Anho hesitated in silence for a moment. Then she replied, I am Ryu Junho. Outside the school, and carried his little brother and exclaimed, oh man, when will you come back? Mom and dad are sitting there together waiting. In classroom number 3, a student was standing reading, while the other students listened attentively. Anenko turned to whisper, hey bro, Imhun is our homeroom teacher again this year. Aha added, and we are in the same class again. The kid was excited. I knew we would be in the same class. Isn't he that great? Anho was not very interested, while Siana behind murmured, how strange, really strange. Siana wondered why all the people she told him about ended up in the same class. Earlier Munir Runsich asked, Sina, who do you want to learn with in class? The girl enthusiastically named, I want to learn with Unhang, Minji, Unhai, but I do not want to learn with Jin Sena, and those I do not like. And for the homeroom teacher, he is the best. The girl asked Atushai, Unha, you know something, right? He smiled wryly. Yeah, it is really a strange coin. Unha also remembered when he was in the hospital. Jun suggested asking everyone to take care of the new student Unha. The teacher replied, since the chairman of Alice Corporation has requested, we will take good care of. Siana was still teasing from behind, saying whether he was lying or telling the truth. Duhun tapped Siana on the head, making her yell, called out loud, Jin Siana, you are really brave. Not focusing during the first semester of the new school year. The girl held her head and said, Duhun sternly instructed, when class is over, go to the teacher's lounge and clean up. The girl replied, feeling shy inside, this is the first time I have been scolded. So embarrassing. He continued, Unha, you have things to talk, right? He was startled and then answered. Duhun said firmly, go clean up with Siana. Unha immediately complied. The others nearby laughed. Oh no, big brother, he just meant that. You too. You startled the kid. Why do I have to go? Duhun was cold because the girl laughed. Unha suddenly seemed scary. You think this is funny? Is this the time to laugh? Siana also looked deadly. So you find this really funny, right? Both of you agree. Let us clean up cheerfully. Unha realized she was doomed. Minji turned around, puzzled. They are in the 3rd grade. Why have not they changed at all? Jiang next to her could only laugh and respond. At the combat academy, the air was fresh, and Unha stretched, looking very refreshed. She rushed over to hug the flower. I miss you so much. Flower. So you have a crush too? Dianho hugged back and replied, yeah, expressed that we are in the same class. That is awesome. Dianho felt shy. I feel that way too. She suggested we should head to class. Right. Then suddenly turned around Onyx. The students were murmuring, someone famous is coming. Everyone was waiting. Hold on. That sound of footsteps is getting closer. A pair of white shoes appeared. Everyone was excited that the chosen one was to become one of the 12 thrones at the age of 22. Her scepter glowed and swayed. Mother Park hearing. She walked through the crowd with a mix of power and beauty. The chatter was buzzing. Is that really Mother? Why is she here? Par smirked. Oh my. Although she appeared friendly, inside she was screaming, I am not Mother. I am only 20 and I am being called Mother. It sounds so old. The student's eyes lit up. Mother of the 12th throne. Heron changed her mind. Anyway, she walked over to Gio and John Ho. Heron's eyes were filled with mana as she assessed. Although the last time I met her was in the Kraken incident 4 years ago, she had grown so much I could not tell how much mana she had anymore. Felt shy. What does she want from me? And the student standing next Jaya turned and whispered, is she some kind of mastermind? Anho replied, that is not it. Yeah. Heron guessed. It seems like she is the seed of Elder Nam Gong. John Ho asked, you do not know who that is? She shook her head, unable to believe that her mana was so powerful it affected body. Amazing. But what I am interested in is cutting off her thought. Heron spoke. I guess you already know who I am, right? She put her hand on his shoulder. Heron asked, do you want to be my seed? Heron's face was full of a look, you not understanding what proposal meant. Heron speculated that if it was not a star, a time wizard, or someone like Sister Xiaoyan, then no one could teach her how to control such a large amount of mana. So she had to quickly catch the hopeful look in her eye when she suggested becoming her seed. I hesitated for a moment and then spoke up. Sorry, but I have to decline. Heron froze upon hearing the answer. I do not know who you are, and I already have a good teacher. John Ho, standing behind, felt a bit regret. Heron was stunned, gradually breaking apart. The two quickly turned away, leaving Heron withering behind. I am sending my regards, so I will take my leave now, she repeated. A good teacher. And everyone around did not know what to say. Tears began to well up in Heron's eyes in despair. Does she really not know who she is? Suddenly, Heron's phone rang. Yunsu was calling. The Chinese class bell also rang, and the students felt regret. I should have taken a picture with her. Chung rang out. Harry, what is going on? The look on her face suddenly turned serious as if she heard some bad news. Harry spoke sternly about going to deal with a pack of monsters. The morning paper reported on missing persons and murders in Wachan City. When the first person went missing, everyone ignored it, thinking it was just a regular disappearance. But not long after, some bodies were found that seemed to have been bitten by monsters. The police discovered the bodies in the forest, and that is when they realized these incidents caused by monsters. Those who heard the rumors were terrified and opposed the goddess's authority. To address this fear, the goddess's government sent King's Grace and Regulus to Gun City. At that moment, in the mysterious reservoir with its current, part of the monster appeared. A giant lizard with sharp teeth firmly resting on a tree trunk. The level 6 monster with a sharp tail emerged from the deep shadows of the forest, and the pack of lizard monsters suddenly charged forward, rolling toward Hun Qian. He used his strength to strike decisively, instantly incinerating the sharp-tailed lizard. Fell to the ground, its massive body ablaze, making a loud crash. Hun Qian stepped forward and placed his foot on its corpse. He spoke up, asking how these bastards could still be hiding until now. A voice from behind replied, the monsters are intelligent, and if one can lead a large pack like it must have told the others to hide, because humans are very dangerous. While talking, a monster ambushed from behind, but he did not pay attention and swung his sword in That was Ju. Hun Qian wondered, how do you know what they are thinking? If they were a bit smarter, we would have a hard time. Jiangsu reluctantly drew the demon-slaying sword. Do not underestimate the monster. The two moved closer together, the voices of their teammates calling out. Ju warned that when he was careless, it was when he would die. Teammates were being treated. Among them, Hiran was actively helping everyone. Hun Qian glanced over. I know. He asked Hiran, are you here to hunt the monster? She replied, we have killed most of the monsters in the area, but a few have escaped, so we need to form a team to chase them down. Ju laughed, unable to believe that the 12 golden thrones lost track of the monster. When Jun jumped down from the tree, we did it on purpose. He explained, the monsters can move like a pack. Then they will run to the hiding place of the leader. Harry quickly approached. I got it. So you are looking for where the big one is hiding, right? A voice replied from above. We found it. Her legs responded from the treetop, radiating a magical strength. Wanzan Gallon carefully helped her down. Junjie gracefully stepped down. Junsu then asked about the hiding. She pointed. Over there. Everyone looked. Hun repeated the hiding place of the sharp-tailed monster. Pointed straight ahead. Not far. Hun let out a sound. Is that a reservoir? The reservoir with clear blue water appeared ahead. Deep under the reservoir is the hiding place of a ferocious monster. Its eyes glowed, sensing the presence of humans. Everyone moved toward the reservoir. Perrin admired silently. So cool. No matter how hard I try, I can perform magic like that. That gaze was directed at Janju, who was casting wide area magic plant flowers on the surface of the reservoir. She was lost in thought, unable to deny it, with the gap in talent. This thought just emerged when someone suddenly approached and flicked her forehead hard. The flick made Perrin lean back. Hunchian laughed, watching her clutch her forehead in pain. He asked, "What were you thinking that made you zone out like that?" Perrin shouted in pain, her eyes watery. "What are you doing?" Hunchian exposed her thought. What was she jealous of? Still do not know what your role is. Perrin held her forehead and replied, "I know. My job is to care and support." He laughed and said, "Court." Hearing that made her even more upset. "I said I know." Hunchian then asked, "Then why are you so?" Perrin argued, "I'm not so." Jansu and Janji watched them argue like kids and burst out laughing. He called out, "I know you two are flirting, but come look at this for a bit." She turned red with embarrassment while he casually observed the reservoir and asked, "What is it?" "Pipeline." In the reservoir, a series of giant flower stems that could hold a person grew from the bottom. Jansu has assigned the committee to survey the terrain and handle the remaining tasks. Grace and Regulus will split into groups and gradually enter the base. He turned to ask Bang John, "How long can your magic last?" She replied, "If I have enough mana, a maximum of 4 hours." Ju instructed, "I will have a few people protect you. Stay here and guard the water reservoir." After knowing his mission, Hunchian jumped down. He leaned over and slid along the edge. Finally, Hunchian reached the forest point. He shouted up to the other, "I will go in first, then jump into a giant tube above the cliff." Hiran panicked and scolded him. "This crazy guy." Jansu and Janji looked very impressed. "Youth, as expected, they know right away." The others also took turns climbing down into the tube. Wait, the news reported that the goddess's government has declared it will do its most to exterminate the monster living in the round lake. According to the Korean Mana Management Association, the 12 throne players Janji, Byram, and Kang Hun have participated at the dinner table. Upon hearing this news, Yua turned to ask her sister, "Isn't it around this time?" She asked, confused. "What?" He brushed it off, saying it was nothing, but in his mind, he still thought this mission would negatively impact future. Yua wondered what he should do, because the initial monster extermination mission went smooth, but in the end, it turned into a failure. In the pipe, shadows gradually enveloped the hunting group. Hunchian swore angrily, "Damn it." Deep inside the pipe, the sharp-tailed lizards tearing into the upside down, then stuffing them into a large pot that was boiling over an intense flame. They even hung the bodies upside down from the ceiling. Jiangsu wondered if those were the missing people. Hiran, with a serious expression, looked at the scene before him, his mood no better off. Hunchian's brows furrowed tightly when suddenly the sharp-tailed lizards detected a noise outside, and all turned to look. A large flame surged towards. Flames made them scream in horror and scatter in all directions. Amidst the fire, a figure gradually emerged, shouting, "Don't think you can stay whole." The disgusting bastards began to reveal their faces through the flame. Following behind him, he charged forward, stabbing straight into the wide open mouth of the sharp-tailed lizard in front of him. After taking them all down, Jansu ordered to stop the attack, assess the number of injured, and find out who was still alive. Under Hunchian's feet lay many people sprawled out, their blood pooling on the ground. His anger was beginning to ignite. Fire suddenly flared up fiercely, forcing the remaining to raise their shield. He needed to place a hand on Hunchian's shoulder and advise, "Calm down, fire demon. Have you forgotten about the missing?" He glanced at Xu and replied tersely, "That is not your concern." He interrupted Hunchian, reminding him that they could not do whatever they wanted. "If you are representing a country and a guild, then act professional." The brat placed his hand more forcefully on his shoulder. Hunchian is staring. Jansu is not saying anything. People around are starting to worry. "Don't tell me those two are about to fight. They can throw punches in such a tiny place. Then we are doomed." Finally, he let out a breath, and the flames around Haichian gradually went out. He calmed down and said softly. He lightly punched Hunchian's shoulder and looking up, "Fire demon, you are not the one who should bow to me." After calming him down, Jansu told everyone, "What are you waiting for?" Searching. After searching around for a while, someone shouted, "Captain of the Regular, there is someone still alive." Hunchian looked around and returned to her, saying, "There is nothing unusual." Perrin asked with concern if he was okay. He replied, "What do you mean okay?" She followed up asking, "He just got scolded." Hunchian scratched his head awkwardly and admitted, "If I did something wrong, I deserve to be scalded." He felt a bit down, thinking he knew people who played mind games looked down on him, and the fact that Gonsu deliberately called him Fire Demon instead of the player Hunchian, captain of the bat. Hun clenched his fists to suppress his anger. It is true that he still had shortcomings, but it was not related to his anger. Har gently took his hand and suggested, "Let us learn together." Hunchian was taken aback. She explained, "Compared to those experienced ones, we are just while being scolded and learning." Perrin's voice was gently comforting as her hand was using healing magic on. Looking at his hand healing back, Hunchian hesitated. "Speak. Back Heron. She happily told me to just call her by my name. It has been a while." He thought to himself, "Right, that was not Back Heron can't be that cool." Perrin angrily replied, "I am just trying to comfort you." "Then what are you saying?" Hun resolved, "One day I will catch up with you all." And Jiangsu approached and asked, "Did you find the boss?" The other person pointed at the door in front and answered, "The wave here seems to be the strongest. The boss monster must be in this room. He has gathered everyone in front of the door." Jiangsu decided, "Everyone gather. We will form a team to take down the boss." Everyone responded clearly in unison. Suddenly he remembered and turned to ask, "Fire Demon, can I lead?" He set the condition that if he could attack first, Ju gladly agreed. "All right, then the Fire Demon will take the lead in the attack and I will support." She wondered if he was back to normal. He continued assigning roles, giving Heron the position of assistant, and she immediately acknowledged the order. Then she immediately cast spells to share the buff, speed, protection, and blessing. Ju instructed everyone, "As soon as we enter, we will maintain this battle formation." Hoatiu remembered not to let the wizard and the special forces get separated. Hoatiu shouted clearly. Finally, the two of them gradually opened the heavy door in front of everyone. He initiated, "Then let us go." That everyone rushed forward together. The God King rolled away, his two pupils aligning into a straight line. It spread its wings wide to protect its eggs from the attack crowd. Everyone, full of energy, dashed past the giant lizard eggs towards the Lizard King. Hunchian just used his sword. With one hand he conjured fire and struck towards its nest. Seeing the nest burning, the Lizard King curled his tail around an egg. While facing the group with a threatening look, he jumped up and swung his sword, bringing it straight down onto its head. They exchanged blows, and it clawed sharply towards Hunchian. He quickly reacted, leaping high to dodge an attack. Just as Hunchian took to the air, Jansu rushed and rapped. He slashed across the Lizard King's body with a fiery red sword filled with magic. As soon as he landed, he retracted his sword, preparing to strike again. The Lizard King angrily shouted, shouted. Tensing his bulging muscles in an effort to protect the egg, he jumped 2 quick steps forward, channeling power into his sword. In an instant, Dansu landed on it. He held his sword straight up, then decisively thrust it down into the monster, causing it to roar in pain. It turned its head to see the person clinging to its back, its golden eyes flashing with danger. After stabbing one, quickly jumped off the Lizard King. On the other side, he also reached out, preparing to coordinate his action. From Hun Qian's hand, fierce flame erupted. Confidently said the 2 words outburst, and shot a flame at it. The Lizard King was surrounded by flame, and had a sword stuck in its back. With a slightly regret tone, even though that was not your sword, can't you be a little gentle? A good sword like that. Hun Qian coldly replied, I need to eliminate that monster. It is a tough situation. We can't underestimate these monsters. He could not say anything, just scream. Oh my. Heron reminded the 2 that it was not over yet. Please focus. She slammed her staff down onto the formation on the ground and shouted. Fine. Huge rope appeared, wrapping around the neck, leg, and entire body of the Lizard King. Heron announced an all-out attack, with simultaneous strikes and arrows raining down, all aimed at it. Jiansu and he stood by, watching intently. Suddenly, Hun Qian noticed something was off. The wounds on its body were slowly healing. The Lizard King spoke. How dare you, human? Question. Can talk. It has its own consciousness now. Everyone prepare for the next attack. The remaining group had their hands ready on their weapons in a fighting stance. No one is paying attention to the eggs behind them that are gradually cracking open. A sharp-tailed lizard stretches its head out of the eggshell. It suddenly lunges and bites one of the nearest warrior's shoulder. The other lizards also start breaking free and attack, leaving the group of people to just try to resist. Someone wondered, what are those things? The shooters focus on taking down the monsters coming out of the egg. Hun Qian hears their cries and turns his head in panic. What? Just for a moment of distraction, the giant body of the Lizard King stood up and charged towards them. Luckily, before its foot stomped down, he and Jiansu managed to jump out. He observes the sharp-tailed lizard and thinks of a way to respond. On the other side, a soldier calls out, Sir Gunsu, throw some. Ju reaches out to catch it. It is his sword. Ju quickly exchanges, damn it, I will handle these pesky ants. The 2 rush in different directions. Hun Qian reminds, watch your back. He responds affirmative. The Lizard King looks down from above, his face angry as he grinds his teeth and hisses, you are dead. He furrows his brow. Suddenly realized the monster opens its mouth wide and breathes out a stream of blue mist. Hun Qian quickly covered his mouth, trying to avoid inhaling the gas, cursing in his head, damn it, is my vision just toxic bone? Heron supported an injured guide and reminded to the right. Hun Qian heard this, his eyes became determined. Just as the Lizard King's attack came down to the right, quickly jumped to the left. After stepping back a bit, Hun Qian stopped and looked at the monster. He reached to his lower back and pulled out a small tube. First, take the antidote. She transmitted this. Do not worry about the toxic. Trust, just keep attacking. Hearing Heron say this, Hun Qian confidently smiled in response. Alright, then quickly move forward. His whole body was engulfed in blazing red flame. This moment, she cast a spell to share the antidote. Hun praised her, truly deserving of the title mother. Heron replied irritably, I told you not to call me that. The Lizard King was no pushover either. It swung its hand at Hun also saw this attack coming. He leaned to dodge the strike. Hun Qian confidently charged forward to provoke, thinking I would be scared. That blow from the Lizard King redirected towards Jiansu. He yelled to finish it off. Fire demon. He stomped 1 foot on the ground and then jumped into the air. Understood. Then Hun Qian unleashed a stunning blow. The death slash struck the monster. It roared in pain as its body was pierced through a hole. Heron gestured to the archers. Right now, everyone is shooting at the monster's body. Even though it is covered in arrows and bullets, it still curls up, determined. I have to protect the Its gaze is almost losing focus. The entire body of the Lizard King collapses into its neck. He rests his sword on his shoulder and looks at its body, covered in wounds, and asks, that is impressive. Is everything settled? Ju replies, waiting. He raises his sword and then decisively stabs down at an egg. The scream from the egg echoes out. Ju reminds everyone that there are still plenty of eggs around, and they should get rid of. Everyone agreed. Yep. Hearing these sounds, the Lizard King, barely breathing, squints his eye. He morphily looks at the eggs being destroyed and whispers, my children. From the egg he protected by his side, a massive goo spills out, and a lizard with a pointed tail crawls out of the tube, leaving the Lizard King behind with a wish. Please keep living, Emperor. Before his last breath, he silently wishes for them to grow up soon. A monster emerges from the lake and trudges into the city. A week has passed since the successful extermination of the monster in Wachon City. On the lawn, Sienna and Minji are betting against each other. The loser will wash the dish. Thanks to the intervention of the 12th throne, many lives were saved, and the unfortunate victims are being treated at a hospital in Gangnam. Pajang enthusiastically delivers a powerful shot. Yuhaxi excitedly cheers. Awesome. Furthermore, according to what the investigation found in Sagan, there are no more traces of the monster camping area in Sagan. Oh, he got hit in the face by Sienna's ball. He rolled on the grass, shouting. The little girl panicked and ran over. Pajang looked worried. Hey, are you okay? He grimaced. Team. I want to be on the same team as Sienna. Minji immediately rebutted. If you and Sienna are on the same team, it will be really boring. Pajang insisted. I also want to be on the same team as Sienna. Then Minji. Pajang. And I will be on the same team. Do you want to play alone? The little girl teased him, grumbling. How can you play volleyball by yourself? From afar, Aya was peeling potato, thinking to himself, it is really fun to play. You guys should thank Uncle Bruno. Bruno is the old name. Bruno Valentine, former member of the Valentine. We got here thanks to him. Otherwise, we would not have made it. Coming out of his thought, he spoke up. Uncle, thank you for taking us camp. Bruno calmly replied, you are the boss. Ooh chuckled, but I have some work to do. Can I come back later? I have peeled all the potatoes. He hugged Okoai and walked over to the table, and he agreed. Okay, do you need my help? And asked, could you add some chili in here? And can I borrow the knife? Bruno silently did not respond. Suddenly, quietly pointed out, if it is the knife you asked me to bring when I came, it is in that bag. The code is still the same. You nodded. He instructed, I will be back today. Kids look for me. Just make up an excuse. Hearing that, Bruno suggests, if it is a tough task, let me go with you. And her refused. You have to protect everyone. I am sure I can handle it. In the midst of the lush greenery, there was a glass house quietly standing. The door slightly moved as he pushed it open to enter. We have really arrived. He stood still, and looked around and softly said, we won't be powerless against you. Lizard King. Suddenly, he drew his knife, his whole body radiating the aura of someone ready to fight. In the greenhouse, the Lizard King suddenly charged forward, slashing with its claw. Unha reflexively raised his sword to block, but unexpectedly it grabbed the blade. The impact between the two sent both him and the monster flying back. You frowned, staring at it. The Lizard King stood off, fear, letting out a shriek. Memories flooded back of the Sun occupation. The incident when the priestess Lim Gaiyun was absent. The monsters led their army to seize Sun. Unha recalled that he had just graduated and had not yet achieved the title of immortal. At that time, there were a total of 4 bosses invading. How could we defeat? The image of Dudong in despair appeared. Most players, including myself, were discouraged after seeing the boss monster. Among them was one leading the monster army, the Lizard King, instilling fear in players with its deadly weapon. That monster was indeed the lizard, surpassing its previous. How ridiculous. Yet no one noticed it was here. Not until it had developed beyond its former self. You pondered, returning to reality. Unna gripped the steel handle of his sword, its sharpness glinting. He charged forward, swinging the blade straight at the Lizard King. Powerful strike could only slightly dent thick outer scales. Unna paused for a few seconds. He assessed that although it was not fully mature, it was still quite impressive. The Lizard King was knocked back. It angrily growled. The human Unna squinted suspiciously. Is it disguising itself? In its previous life, it also used this troublesome skill to create chaos. Don't hold back. Move quick. The Lizard King is closing it. I will cut you down right away. This is ridiculous. You raise the knife and say in a low voice, keep showing your intent to kill. Another shot hits the Lizard King, sending it crashing to the ground. Anna steps forward to mock and can't hide himself. Growls angrily. You are frustrated. I brought this for nothing. I should have brought it to avoid its camouflage skill. Right after that, Anna pours the whole bottle of paste on the lizard face. It screams loudly. The Lizard King jumps up on the tree trunk behind. You are feeling smug. Taste. I made this for you. Enjoy your last meal. Its hands grip tightly onto the tree trunk. The Lizard King is furious. Its eyes glowing red. Sharp fangs bared. It opens its mouth and spits out fierce beams of blue light. And gets ready. Are you going to use that poison? Planning to attack me with that? In that moment, you dash forward with incredible speed, catching the Lizard King off guard, and grits his teeth and leaps to attack. Gripping the knife tight, you swing hard and slash at it. The decisive slash cuts into the Lizard King's neck, purple blood gushing out like a fountain. Allow that shaking the greenhouse. Anna stands there indifferently watching it get taken down. The Lizard King is defeated miserably, flames engulfing its body. You mock? You are really weak. I thought you were born to be the Lizard King. Anna's cold gaze finishes. Goodbye. The Lizard King quickly ran away. I have used up all the mana I have stored in my body. Ina stood still, observing to create a duelist as there was no other. The Lizard King was in pain. Its claw, stealth skill, and poison did not help it defeat him. He could dodge all my skill, as if he knew in advance what I would use. It is frustrating. I can't defeat you right now, but just wait. You bastard. I will come back strong and I will take you down. You raised your sword. Where do you think you are going? The Lizard King looked back here, and right after that, it was thrown out. The Lizard King crashed through the glass and slammed against a tree in the distance. Yuna stepped forward and asked, did you use mana and then stealth to try to escape? Did you think I would not know that? The lizard, enraged, stood up and swung its tail. It aggressively crawled toward Anna. You watched and immediately mocked. Nice try. Immediate. Anna gripped the sword tight, causing it to emit a blue light. Quickly flew forward. That is how you fight. Anna jumped high and aimed at the Lizard King. He revealed a determined look and lifted his sword, unleashing a sword technique. The strike landed decisively on the Lizard King. Hit hard. He was extremely angry. Without hesitation, he created a purple light surrounding the sword. Oha used the revenge technique to create a lot of purple light. Those purple rays immediately flew towards the Lizard King, causing him to cry out in pain. You stood in position, preparing to launch the next attack. Not long after, Oha pointed the sword high, aimed at the Lizard King, and executed the sword attack. In too much pain, it collapsed, stuttering. Why would you end me? You remained calm, looking up with a cold gaze. So what? Oha pressed the sword deep into the Lizard King's stomach. For a monster like, I do not need a reason to take you down. You are slowly letting go of the sword. Creatures like you and us humans can never coexist. Even if the world falls apart, it will always be this way. The Lizard King is pinned to the tree, wondering, what did I do wrong? Without an answer, he continues to shout. First, immediate purple sparks attacked the Lizard King one by one, cried out in pain. Please stop. But you remained cold, knowing there is only one end for monsters like Unforeseen said. In this confrontation, one of us must go. Purple sparks surrounded the Lizard King. It was in great pain but still managed to reply. Indeed, you and I cannot coexist. You and I are both predators. Our only option is to take each other down. Now I have failed, but this is not the end. Suddenly something shot at the Lizard King's snout. It tried to continue. In the end, you will meet the same fate as me. You held the gun in your hand. You are right. I have thought about things like that too. Unha remembered the image of his past life, the life of a hunter. Either eliminate all the troublesome monsters or meet his end at the hands of a monster. He stood watching the Lizard King being slowly burnt. But in this life, I will change everything from before. I can't fall while you still exist. The Unha from a past life seemed to appear behind. Suddenly, colorful stones fell to the ground. He sat down, watching it depart, leaving behind a skill stone and a rather ordinary looking stone. The skill stone is a magical stone that retains the skills of the departed monster. The drop rate for this stone is quite rare. The stone itself is divided into different levels based on the type of monster. Unha held the yellow stone in his hand. One can absorb this skill stone. Player can use the skill that the stone retains inside. He tossed the stone to his other hand, but it is not always possible to absorb a skill stone. It depends on many factors, mainly whether the user can harmonize with that skill. Compatible, the stone will emit light, otherwise won't. It seems like I can't absorb this skill stone. You look at the remaining stone. Let us give this one a try. I tightly held the stone. Compatible, it would shine bright and a yellow light appeared. Then the creations of the monsters would gradually become beneficial for the player. The stone emitted sparkling light, making him joyful. Alright, on a beautiful morning, while Ho was happily playing in the yard, from a distance, Bruno ran over. He sat down and opened the weapons box. Bruno brought over a tray of food and asked, have you finished your work? I happily replied, thanks to you, I was able to finish this weapon. Thank you so much. Presented a delicious grilled meat dish. Left him speechless. Bruno placed the meat on the grill. Alright, it is dinner time. We can talk later. Felt shy. Thank you. I am hungry too. Called out, let us everyone. The kids kept asking to eat. It looks so good. Can I have a bit more? Me too. He stood behind listening to, I want to eat too. A voice interrupted. Wait, that one is not cooked yet. I innocently laughed at the interrupt. Do not take that. It is not yet. The stubborn kid replied. But I have already eaten. Carefree scene. Let me have it first. Wait a minute. I got here first. Outside a large villa in Payan Trang, home of Chairman Cyrus. 4 people are sitting together inside the house. Dad. Nouha reassured. Are you worried? Nouha trembled. How do I look today? He complimented. You look just as lovely as always, making her blush. Don't say that. I am serious. Do I look okay? Suddenly, the door creaked open and Yuha looked out in surprise. Someone entered and greeted. Well, manager. Subin introduced herself beside him. I'm Choi Subin. You must have had a tough journey, right? She cheerfully remarked. Looking at the beautiful girl. Such smooth skin. Nouha modestly replied. Thank you for inviting us to this party. Subin said with a gentle smile. Do not be so formal. We are almost the same age, so feel free to talk. She still seemed awkward. Well, that is fine. Subin happily chatted. There are a lot of delicious dishes today. The chef spent quite a bit of time preparing them. No had it. Definitely something to look forward to. He observed helpless, noticing she seemed to have already warmed up to his mom. Suddenly, someone arrived. Hello, it is. She introduced herself as Hansel Jung, a new student at the middle school this year. Yua happily shook. I'm a no. I am the same age as Scene smile. Oh really? I really do not have many friends. Now we will be friends. Okay, she asked Han. You are studying at the Player Academy, right? Is it difficult to study there? She confidently replied. It is pretty tough, but my dream is to become a player, so I am trying my best. Why admire? You are really good. Give me your phone number so we can call each other. Okay, and said cheerfully. Alright, here's my phone number and my FB too. Anna felt happy about that. My sister is really always able to adapt and make friends in any situation. In the distance, someone passed by, surprising you. You glanced over, saying hello. It has been a while, not hearing a response, and have fell silent, feeling angry. Si-hun stammered. Hello. Right after that, the girl gently said, let us just be casual with each other. Okay, 2 years ago, during the last semester of the first year at the Sabai Hotel Maiwang Zhang brand, every year the series held a year-end summary ceremony with its subsidiary as a reward for a year of hard work. And Ha, in the crowd, turned to look at you in the distance with admiration. She could talk well with people she met for the first time, but she guessed you were really amazing. And Ha, standing next to, remembered the scene of her mother holding you while you were crying. I want to go out and have fun too, he said with a sad expression. It would be great if my mom and you could come too. So pitiful. And Ha could only come. Mom can't come because she has to do something. At that moment, a few people in front suddenly greeted. It is a pleasure to meet Dad. He looked surprised toward the voice. He responded politely. I am not the head yet, but thank you for calling me that. The other person smiled and said, just a few days left until the new year. We can start calling you that. I have to take the opportunity to win you over. Dad has been promoted from department head to head of the department. In a place where there is nothing bigger than the head of art, he has become the core of the serious group. I suddenly thought, with someone like him as the head, will this company be okay? Dad. Anyway, the serious tool will become famous and there is nothing to worry about. I suddenly looked around and thought to myself, but is there a quiet place? My gaze stopped at a corner of the room. There was a girl standing there. The girl stood there quietly staring out the window. Anna saw this and walked over to start a conversation. You are missing out on the joys of life. The girl turned to look at him with surprise and asked back, missing out on joy? Anha, holding a plate of paste, spoke while chewing. How long can kids like us eat this kind of food? It is best to eat everything we are still young. There is no need to worry too much. Don't you think? After saying that, you immediately fed the girl a piece of cake. She looked at you and replied, we should not eat at the party. Oh, looking surprised, responded, what are you talking about? Food is meant to be eaten. The girl did not say anything more and softly said, that is right. She opened her mouth to take the cake being offered in front of, then chewed it with a joyful expression. Looked at the girl and asked, what do you think? Good, right? The girl replied in a casual tone, very good. Just then, as Dad called out from behind, you turned around to look at him in surprise. He walked over and grabbed your shoulder, sounding worried. Why did you suddenly disappear? I have been really worried. There was another person following behind. Person also asked, is this your son? Aha looked at him with wide eyes in shock, and a thought echoed in your mind. That guy. And Duzan, the chairman of the Sirius Corporation. Duzan continued to ask and question. Good thing we found, right? Dad Noah replied with a relieved tone. It seems he has not caused any trouble. Aha introduced himself. Hello, a freshman in the 4th grade at Dome. He softened his tone while looking at you. You are, I have heard a lot about you. He also introduced, this is Hanselon, my daughter. She extended her hand in front of you to greet you back. Hello, I'm Hansel. Nice to meet. Aha looked at Seo John and quietly assessed. Hanselon is the only daughter of Han Johan and also an excellent manager. I have to perform well in front of Daz Johan. At this moment pointed behind you and exclaimed, and that is the look of surprise in that direction. Telling yourself, what kind of reaction is that? Could it be that Dune is introducing himself as the youngest daughter of Mer? Hence, Si-hun smiled and replied that he was very happy to meet. Upon arriving, you immediately felt confused. In the past life, Handun only had one daughter. Before he could finish his thought, Si-hun strongly patted his shoulder to emphasize, I am 2 years older than you. Seeing that, Yua could not help but think to himself. She did not mention the proper respect. Yua quickly stepped back and continued, can I call you sister from now on? Girl had not reacted yet. Her voice still calm. You can just talk to me normally. As soon as he finished, he added, can I call you this? Hearing that, Soon radiated hostility, and the girl said sharply, what did you just say? Yua panicked and stammered, are you talking normally? And Sun said, with an expression full of hostility, you can call me son. You replied, it is not that hard to understand. She thought, why is she upset? Standing nearby, observed and then interrupted, you have a good relationship with Sion. I will invite you next time. Remember to play then. Okay, he replied, I just thought it was polite. I did not expect him to really invite. At that moment, the whole family of Yuha was present in the luxurious villa. Suba, sitting across, Boka, how's the snack? Yua sat on Uha's lap, constantly delighted. It is really good. Sitting beside, also at, thinking back, you had joined the Player Academy this year. Right, I am a fresh, she replied cheerfully, taking out a box she held in her hand. She said, you should give me this before going in there. If I am a student at the Academy of Players, I should have a way to contact you whenever I need. Right, Dad. Seeing this, Boka, Chairman, we really appreciate the gift, but I have not finished speaking as John interrupted. Head Bana, I look forward to your support in the future. Don't you think so? At times like this, you just need to accept it and say thank you. And he looked uncomfortable and hesitated. He said, then turned to Yua. Go ahead and open it. She felt shy and made excuses to decline. But I already have a phone. Continued. This is a newer version of the serious product. John then turned to Dad and Ha and just right. Head and sitting next to him looked confused and asked, is that right? He also felt awkward and just responded with a word. Mom, who immediately reminded, say thank you. Hearing that, she became flustered. Thank, she said. Yua looked at them with a face full of doubt. How strange. Not only did he invite us to dinner, but he also gave gift. Why does he have to go this far? He thought while accepting the cake Ue was holding. Then Uha noticed that it had been sitting next to Sion for a while. The two were chatting happily. I will call you when we meet. Okay, you should come. I will be there. He looked at her helplessly. When are you running over there? When did you promise at the meeting? I am really looking forward to it. Did Sion turn to ask if Yunhao is coming too? It would be great. Come too. Right. You are still chewing. Looking like you are not paying attention. Seeing that, Sion added, Si-hun does not have any friends, so he rarely joins gather. I would be really happy if someone close to him come. Hearing this, Si-hun put his cup down and turned. What do you mean saying I do not have friends? Why is John suddenly told? Can I call the kids following me my friend? Si-hun, by that weak spot, just bit his lip, saying nothing more. Meanwhile, Jun turned back with an enthusiastic demeanor. Anyway, I hope you can attend. Si-hun will have someone to talk to. Right. One side is also joining in. Let us go together. Inha. Yuna now also realizes and thinks to herself, finally showing intention. There is only one reason why a kid comes to a gathering, to build power. In other words, she wants me to side with. Normally, I would refuse this offer. Suddenly, applause rang out. Suba husband looked cheerful. Sounds good, like Seo-John said. Unha should come again. Sitting next to him also chimed in. It would be great to learn about society while young. Isn't he that right? Ina could only force a smile. He thought to himself, looking at that, I am in a tight spot now. As expected, she really is the hair of the serious group after Hansen. She easily leads the train while pretending not to pay attention. And I have no reason to refuse the operation my dad is working for. Business is really complicated, and I can leave her alone. Thinking of this, Unha also spoke up to agree. I will come when I have time. The chairman and his wife were happy to hear that. Si-hun really has good friends. You have good friends. Right. Meanwhile, on a quiet street, a drunken man is stumbling along the road. From afar, loud noises are heard, and as he approaches that area, he irritably exclaims, what the hell is that? Suddenly, a strange wind blows in from who knows where, and something seems to be flying straight towards the man. He does not understand what is happening and turns around to look. A gigantic mosquito is right behind him, its stinger poised, and its eyes gleaming with a bright red light. It uses a giant needle to pierce straight into his shoulder. The sudden attack causes the man to let out a painful groan. The bottle of alcohol he was holding falls to the ground and shatters, and the mosquito's eyes reflect the image of the man lying sprawled out on the ground. From afar, the sound of hurried footsteps can also be heard. Each mosquito that is feasted flat wing, preparing to fly away. The group of people who just arrived shouts loudly. There it is running, and they chase after it. They notice the man lying there and exclaim, Cap, someone is unconscious. What should we do? The other responds indifferent. Everyone can see he is passed out from drink. Just leave him. But we should be fine. Just take him to the hospital. Suddenly, the wound from the mosquito bite on the man started to glow strangely. At the hospital where Julieta gave birth, a heat wave warning was issued. We also started our summer break for junior year. Julieta saw someone coming to visit her and the baby, and she smiled bright. Hello the whole group of friends each brought gifts. Hearing that, they happily greeted back. Julieta worried about her baby waking up, so she whispered, you guys can't be too loud. Kids obediently replied. They all curiously gathered to see the baby. Everyone looked excited, eager to see, squeezed through and shouted, me too, I want to see. Min exclaimed, so cute. Hajang shared the same sentiment. The girl excitedly shared, look at her little hand. They are so tiny. Siano agreed, saying, really? Anna walked in from outside, feeling moved at this. She is not fussy around strangers. Julieta beamed with pride. Of course, she is my daughter. Ahayachek suddenly chimed in. He asked curious, Sister Julieta, is the baby a boy or a girl? Julieta seemed to have been waiting for this question, responding excited, the baby is a healthy boy. You have brought over a box of cake. You lowered your voice. I brought some tiramisu, so it will be you then. Remembering the visit and Yoon's excitement when seeing the baby, Julieta recalled, Un came by today. The little girl was really excited. Anna casually asked, what is the baby's name? Have you decided yet? Julieta was visibly happy, her tone full of pride. I chose the name before the baby was even born. The boy's name will be Vaya, meaning dream, hope, and future. Anna suddenly froze. A memory of Venia flashed through his mind before he returned to the present. While reading the diary of the dungeon's punish from the abyss, this was one of the names listed among the punishments of the fake Veer Mayan. His ally was Diamond Right. It is said he held an important position in the abyss dungeon raid because of his punches. Maybe it is the same. Looking towards Minjiji was softly whispering, can I hold her? Big sis. Julieta happily agreed. Sure, careful. After some thinking, Anna came to a conclusion. Before going back, the reason Julieta did not choose to end her life despite living a very difficult life because of that child. Unlike one side that was tangled in complicated thought, the kids on this side were happily surrounding the baby. Minji is holding Vini in her arm. Excited, look, she is yawning, and Siana joins in. Cute. After a brief moment of self-reflection, Anna snapped back and happily said, since she is Un's she will also be my sister. Juliet felt glad to hear that. She gently reminded, that is right, she is your brother, so take care of her. Bruno and I will do everything to help this child grow up as quickly as possible. I will let you sit on the little boy's shoulder. Thinking of that, and half forced to smile without saying thanks. By then, you will be grown up too. And Hideshi quickly covered her mouth. Can I? So Vinia's last name is Ne. Right. Julieta is always ready to answer everything about her child. The boy's name is Navivinia. Anha was taken aback to discover that his last name was used for naming. His scream echoed throughout the hospital. After visiting the baby, everyone pulled each other to leave. The temperature outside was different from inside the hospital. When Minjae got outside, she was hit by the heat and started sweating profusely. She complained, it is so hot and the humidity is no better. He regrets it. The hospital is really cool inside. Ajang immediately suggests, there is a swimming pool at the cultural center. Shall we go there tomorrow? And Hieishi quickly agreed. Sure. Minjae just waved his hand to fan himself to cool off, and the others happily agreed too. Sound good. Ajang noticed Iha was distracted. She turned to ask, are you coming too? All this time, Jaya had been unconsciously paying attention. Kids getting food on the other side. You murmured, looking back that today is Wednesday. Everyone did not understand what Taha meant, unconsciously saying. Their gaze was on the scene of countless kids gathering and playing. They were waiting food distribution. Homeless. That is the name given to the children orphaned by the monster. The children born in the slums or abandoned. The goddess government has built protective facilities to address issues surrounding the homeless by providing them with services like free food every Wednesday and many other things. But that does not change their unfortunate fates much. Kids suddenly ran past, causing the cardboard boxes to wobble and fall down. A boy turned around, looking confused. He did not have time to react to dodge it. Seeing that situation, Theo jumped up. He leaped through the cardboard boxes. Flash of light. The boy standing nearby was so scared that from just holding on tightly to the food. Suddenly, a gentle voice rang in the boy's ear. Are you okay? At that moment, like a hero, quickly scooped him up, avoiding the dangerous situation that just happened. The boy's sparkling eyes lit up, and he broke into a bright smile. His innocent voice chiming in. Brother Angel. That is confusing. Angel. The boy radiated a brilliant glow. Nifthur explained. Mom told me that when I am in danger, an angel would come to save you. You are here to eat too. And Gia reluctantly went along. Is that? And Eo and the others ran over from a distance. Worriedly asked, Big brother, are you okay? Gia calmly replied, yeah. After witnessing Gae's strength so many times, Giapsi could not help but feel surprised. He really is the big brother. But what is this place? Minji and Trung were also puzzled. Why are there so many kids? Among the homeless, two boys who seemed quite mature ran quickly toward them. One boy shouted anxiously, you idiot. The boy saved by Gia sensed movement behind him. He happily looked over and softly called, brother. Two boys ran over and pulled the little boy towards, surprising him and making him shout. The boy with the missing arm was so worried could not his tone calm. Brother told me not to talk to others. Another boy seemed to get the hint and kept bowing his head, pleading, kid is still small and has caused you trouble. Please forgive him this. The boy with the missing arm not forgetting to hold the head of the smaller boy, making him apologize. Hurry up and apologize. The little little boy, though not understanding any, still repeated after. They kept saying sorry, leaving everyone stunned and unsure of what to say. The two kids, with alert expression, carried the little boy away. Meanwhile, the boy being carried waved goodbye cheer. Min stammered. Those kids earlier. Ajang mumbled her thought. They look really scary. Anha silently observed this scene, could not help but comment. Are the kids scared because of their appearance? It is understandable since no parents would tell their children about homeless kids who only know school or play will never encounter homeless individual or go into slums or places people usually avoid. Siana suddenly remembered that today the church she grew up in was also distributing free food. Anha, who had been curious, turned to ask, Big brother, who are they? Anha reminded herself not to let these face reality. Outside, he casually replied, you do not need to know, but deep down, he thought they still did not need to know. The darker side of the world, cruel world for children at the park the next day. On Hyodry he enjoyed his ice cream while feeling sentimental. It really is refreshing. Ajang noticed it was getting late, and she felt a bit anxious. Surely we won't be late, right? Siana saw this and reassured, it is, we won't be late. On Hyofi remembered Char and Lao, Big brother and Minji Jane must be really hot. That is why they ate ice cream on their way here. Siana also chimed in, saying they were always the last to arrive. From a distance, the sound of struggling and scraping against the ground echoed continuous. A man with a seriously frightened expression muttering to himself, can't be? He must be a quack, suffering from mana concentration loss. I think it is best if you go to a bigger hospital. There is no way someone with a normal mana level could have mana concentration loss. After dreaming that huge mosquito bit him, his body felt weak. Or maybe it was just a dream. There was nothing on his shoulder, so he thought it was just a dream. As those thoughts crossed his mind, he looked down and saw that his hand had somehow transformed into a grotesque shape. The man's scream rang out loud, catching the attention of the distant USC. Seeing the unusual situation, worriedly asked, are you okay? The man continued to hit himself. He forced a smile, pretending to joke to get through. Was it because he was just too tired? The man tremblingly held Lens, mumbling, I need to call the director to tell him I am not well. But on his phone screen appeared a clear image of a monster. The man panicked, screamed, and threw the phone to the ground. Yuafi ran over from a distance, kindly asked, are you okay? You look unwell. The man, hearing this, hesitantly stammered a response. He tried to say sir, but his eyes revealed a deep-seated fear from the bottom of his heart, causing him to involuntarily gasp. Go away. Uefi was startled when he was suddenly pushed away, but he did not leave. Instead, he continued to kindly inquire, are you okay? The man's mind has become unstable. He could only scream unconscious. I told you to get lost. Go away. Ajang's eyes flashed with a strange light, as if she had realized, no matter what the situation was. Ajang called out loud. Oh. The boy heard the call and turned to look. The man's face was starting to distort, while his mouth kept mumbling incessantly. No way, no way. His body changing. The flesh that was once intact was no longer whole. Ajang anxiously warned to run away. Yu Hyuk was stunned for a moment, unable to react, because now the man had completely transformed into a monster. It stood there, staring at its prey. Yuha, ready to attack at any moment. Under the scorching sun, Nouha walked down the street. Sweat rolled down his small face. He tiredly complained, it is too hot. Nouha gently called, Jim. The girl replied, what do you want? Nouha suggested, it is too hot. Let us go eat ice cream and then head back. Kim Minnie's sweaty face showed a hint of anger. The girl shouted, you idiot. We are late for our happy hour just because you were too busy playing with you and forgot to get ready for the pool. I am sure everyone is waiting for us. Calmly said, we arrive late. They will just be hanging around there anyway. Nouha kept begging Kim Mai, I am too hot to go on. Let us go get ice cream. The girl stubbornly refused, no way, and then jump on you and hit you in a fight. Suddenly, a voice echoed in Nouha's mind. We both jumped in surprise. Did you hear Siana's voice? Kim Minji was still busy grabbing Nouha's hair. Stop changing the subject. Siana's voice rang out once more. Someone please call a player. This time, both you and the girl heard it clearly and froze. Kim Minji looked around in confusion. Is a monster appearing? I keep hearing Siana's voice. Nouha bent down to adjust his shoes and said to the girl, I know. Call the player management associate. You have their number, right? Kim Minji hesitated, but before she could finish her sentence, he was already done adjusting. And suddenly, Nouha unleashed a burst of blue energy and took off, leaving the girl dazed. Wait, Nouha said helplessly. You have to tell me where the monster is before you go. Every living creature has mana in its body, a source of power that can make the heart beat just a small amount. However, the amount of mana body can withstand varies greatly. They accumulate more mana than their body can hold. They will turn into a monster far removed from humanity. A giant mosquito is attacking humans. Who was astonished? What is that? I am not seeing things. That guy just turned into a monster. Jin Siona spoke. Now is not the time to think about that. Run faster, you will die. Everyone started to run away. A loud noise from the mosquito buzzing echoed, as if it was rushing toward them at breakbeat, causing Deng Hajang to feel a bit panicked. Seeing this, Jin Siona was worried. Hajang, are you okay? She replied, really? Hyosi turned his head back. The boy's face turned pale. Hyosi thought to himself, this continues, that monster will catch, but I do not have enough confidence to run and use mana block its attack at the same time. Can I do it? If my brother were here during times like this. The boy recalled what his elder had warned him. Chichurzi, you are the only one who protect everyone. Choizoi steadied himself, trying to reassure himself. Get it together. Choidoshi seemed to have become tougher. I am the only one who protect my friends right now. Chuafi focused and turned to speak to Jean Siana. Sina, can you run while carrying Hajang? The girl's expression showed some confusion, but she agreed. Yeah, sure. Deng Hajang was determined. Can still run, not letting her refuse. Jin Siana grabbed Deng Hajang's hand and pulled her onto her shoulder before she could react. The girl advised, just do what Uhyuk said. I am sure they have a plan. Jin Siana looked at Choi Yuuk and asked, what should we do next? The boy laid out the plan. Hajang, create a barrier to keep the monster back. You can do that, right? Deng Hajang was watching the mosquito flying closely behind while pressing on. Can do it. I will try. It was getting closer. She raised her hand to create a source of energy. That power was unleashed by Deng Hajang like a strong shield, blocking the mosquito that was closing in. Choi Ho was able to relax his face a bit. The boy just instructed to maintain that shield. Siana did not finish her sentence when Jin Siana understood what to signal to. I will send a signal to everyone around here. Saying that, the girl closed her eyes and began to send the signal. A stream of golden energy was spread out by Jin Siana. Please save us. Right now. We are being chased by a monster. Everyone heard the girl's cry for help. Everyone was confused. What is going on? Jin Siana's signal was still being sent out strong and as far as possible. Everyone, please call a player here. Everyone could hear that plea for help. Deng Hajang spoke up. The monster is stuck in the barrier. Choi Hyuk felt it was finally her turn. She saw the boy create a ball of power in his hand. Choi Hyuk threw that ball with all her strength. strength towards the mosquito and shouted loud, "Go away." She saw it and took action as well. Deng Hajiang opened the barrier to let the energy ball from that kid hit straight in. Flying mosquito was heavily struck by the combined force of all three. Koi Ahuk yelled to run. The kid even remembered to compliment. "Good job." Deng Hajiang and Jin Xiana quickly escaped as well. After that, all three continued to try to escape from danger. The black smoke gradually disappeared, and the flying mosquito seemed to be okay. It only groaned and shivered a little. It seemed that this was not a sign of pain but of extreme anger. The eyes of the flying mosquito changed, becoming more ferocious. It buzzed annoyingly, not wanting to die, and lunged madly toward the three, startling them all. Deng Hajiang seemed to notice something very strange. She thought it was too odd. Deng Hajiang sensed that inside that flying mosquito, how could the mana of that monster mix human mana? Or is it a human turned into a monster? Hoyeon Hyuk shouted, "Create a barrier." Deng Hajiang was jolted out of her thought, and at that moment, something was chasing right behind it. Deng Hajiang was terrified and shouted loud, her mental shock causing her to unleash her energy. The power from Deng Hajiang pushed the flying mosquito far away, and also affected Jin Xiana, causing her to stumble forward. It was blown away, while she fell quite hard, unable to regain her balance in time. Hoyeon Hyuk worriedly called out. Xiana. Deng Hajiang came to her senses. She was shocked but regained her composure. Deng Hajiang quickly ran over to ask Han and Xiana, "Sorry Xiana, are you okay?" The girl, despite the pain, still tried to reassure her. Yeah. Boy was helping the girl up. Choi who seemed a bit reproachful. Deng Hajiang, "Pull yourself together." Deng Hajiang felt guilty when she saw Jin Xiana's leg was quite injured. The girl's leg was comforting. "It is, do not." Jin Xiana was serious because there was something more important to deal with. Right. All three suddenly remembered and looked at the flying mosquito. It had calmed down and was now flying towards them to attack. Thanks to Hyuk creating mana, they had to take the risk. His leg was injured. "We can't just carry him and run." Hajiang, "You also shoot mana at the monster. We have no choice but to hold our ground here." Deng Hajiang heard and replied, "Okay, I understand now." Then both of them unleashed a large amount of mana towards the flying mosquito. It was attacked by a lot of mana from Choi Heek and Deng Hang. Both continued to try to stand in front of Jin Xiona to protect her while also attack, but the mosquito seemed on the contrary, became agitated, charged towards all three, caught off guard again. She could only create a shield protection. Deng Hajiang held the shield while the boy continuously shot mana. The girl was injured, so she could only remain silent. Hajiang Uhuk reacted very calmly, but they could not keep this up forever. Jin Xiana noticed Deng Hajiang's changing demeanor. It seems like Hajiang is overwhelmed because he feels guilt. Discontinued. His eyesight will hit rock bottom. Little Deng Deng is silently heartbroken with tears. Everyone will be eaten by that monster without being able to fight back. Jin Xiana spoke tremulously. "You guys just leave me behind and run away." But Choi Yu comforted. "It is," the girl shouted in a reluctant tone. "What do you mean it is okay? Hurry up and run." The kid seemed very confident, explaining, "Don't you know, at times like this, he always shows up." Someone's figure was gliding down quick. Jin Xiana suddenly felt joy as if seeing a savior. Foot appeared in front of the flying mosquito, startling it, and a kick sent the mosquito rolling away, leaving it unable to recover. Deng Hajiang was happy. "I knew you would come." Choi Yu also seemed more energized. "Why did you just arrive now? You are too late." "You does not right. You spoke up. I got here right on time. So why are you all complaining?" No Yu appeared like a light saving others from danger. No How appeared and attacked the flying mosquito, startling it. He kicked hard at the mosquitoes, sending it flying away. Hajiang joyfully said, "I knew you would come." An Hyuk was excited. "Why did you come so late?" "It is too late." Anna turned back and smiled. "Oh my." You sighed. "I am right on time. Why are you all complaining?" Anna dropped the bag on the ground. "You all should hide behind until the other players arrive." Trembling as you stood up, the girl was worried. "Anha, that monster," kid said. "That is right." Bro. Suddenly that uncle turned into a monster. You turned back to look at, transforming. See now. You thought instead of eating human, it could just steal their mana. After that, the mana control of those who had their mana stolen would become chaotic. And during the recovery of that little bit of mana, their bodies would accumulate an overload of mana, leading to their bodies floating from the violent mana, or they would transform into monsters, each attacking you, and you punched it straight in the. You told yourself, there are humans in fight, each one running around freely like this. Then the players or the hospital have not done their job properly after treatment. This is still a time before anyone wrote guidelines on how to deal with incidents like this, right? Each one continuously attacked, and you skillfully dodge. You can think whatever you want, but these stupid idiots have not handled it properly. You unleashed your power into your fist. You rushed at it and still expect me to clean up this mess. You hit it hard in the face. Its head slammed into the ground, causing the ground to crack. It cried out in pain. It hurt so much. You were surprised it still had a bit of conscience. Its whole body emitted a dark aura. Each one groaned in pain. You quickly stepped back. Its nose started to It cried out, "Please save." You signaled your friend to get away. Could that mosquito be getting bigger and strong? You wondered, is it a demon transformation? It became huge and looked really scary, constantly mumbling, "Save me." You reflected that before you regret. There was a group of demon-like beings called the 9 demons that had terrorized all over South Korea. Each of them was a living disaster, and they called themselves the new humanity. But the chance of a human becoming a demon-like being is almost 0% at this. How could that be? I asked Hajiang. "Are you sure that uncle who turned into a demon is not a woman?" The girl replied, "Yeah, it is definitely him." Ahuk said he saw it too. "It is a guy." You thought to yourself, so it is not Bill Bat, one of the 9 demons. Is definitely a woman. It would still be another 10 years before the 9 demons appear, each one crying for help. Flew high into the sky, shouting loud, "Save me." Ahuk created a mana ball and shouted, "Who said you could run away?" You threw the ball at the flying mosquito. It spun around to dodge the attack. Ahuk jumped high into the sky, talking to himself. "Actually, just a mana ball is not enough, damn. I need a weapon to catch that monster. Is there anything around here I can use?" You saw a utility pole, and in another, a building with a tall house. Subin was holding a small child who was crying in fear. "Mommy." Flying mosquito appeared in front of the two of. She screamed in fear. "Ahuk appeared. Have you forgotten about me?" It startled. He used a weapon to strike hard at the flying mosquito. It stumbled and quickly got up, retreating. The flying mosquito ran away, prizing You looked at Subin, instructed her, and hurried to chase after to prevent the monster. "Please go to the hospital to check the mana in your body. Oh, get ready to attack again." They each are scared. With a mana shock, you swing your weapon at it. They each dodges. Add more mana to the weapon. Little chance. Swing hard. The spikes from your attack shoot at. They each quickly dodges and runs away. Crashes into another house. You said it dodged pretty well. There is a loud noise that catches Oha's attention. It hurts so much. Oh my. You crashed into the house and broke the window. Oha gently land. You curse. Damn it. In front of Oh, there are injured people lying still. You are angry. It is too late. Most of the people who lost mana will die from the mana frenzy. Oha thinks to himself before it causes more damage. Seeing the each attacking other, he must finish off that monster. Oha rushes toward. He strikes the each hard, making it scream. The each flies away and crashes into the door. Oha observes, based on its appearance reverting back to a monster, that guy's conscious must have been consumed for not leading the full demon formation. Right. It flaps its wing, and the each tries to run away. You are so mad. Damn it. The person it attacked trembles and calls out, Brother Angel. Oha is surprised. He turns to look at his brother. Suddenly, debris falls from above Oha. The house makes a loud noise. Smoke fills the air. Visibility decreases, and he hears someone's voice. A loud call from over there. You wake up, rubbing your painful head. Anha looked up and saw a group of people running on the roof. It went inside that building, and the moment it came out, it shot that damn monster right away. You wonder, did those players hear Sona's telepathy and come to finish off the monster? Anha looked at the boy. Then let us leave that monster for them to handle. The homeless boy trembled as he called out, Brother, Angel brother, is this the boy you once saved? One of the homeless boy's eyes had been mutated. He was panting and smiling happily before the regression to Sun City. The night scene was filled with countless high-rise buildings in ruin, with several corpses scattered on the rooftop. A voice rang out, knowing that you guys are not the 12th throne. I feel quite bored. Jin Parang clutched his injured right shoulder, his face filled with hatred as he looked at the opponent. Behind him, Yudong was using his power to heal on. They were the fog flower team. An enigmatic woman smiled with her chin resting on her hand. Surrounding her were gigantic red-eyed flies. But you guys really live up to your name. Your skills are quite high. From above, she looked down with great arrogance. She was the ruler of the 9 great fly demons. Bap. Hearing those mocking words, Barang lost his cool and charged up. Shut up with your nonsense. Yudong was healing but still worried about you. Barang, that old witch, showed no sign of concern as she calmly said, so you are a crazy dog. She reached out as Barang charged up like a speeding bullet. Suddenly, he got hit, clutched his face in pain. Yudong and Anha rushed up to support him. Stay there. I will be right there. Bildy Beep was suddenly right next to Yudong. Female demon lunged toward her small face, huge, startling her. Bildy Beep was excited. The sole assistant of the Fog Flower team. You must be Death Reaper. Someone shouted, letting go, just as that hand was chopped off. Bip stared at the hand severed from the body, flying into the air. Anha had just pulled Yudong out of danger. Female demon, looked blood-splattered arm, calmly said, you are hot-headed, are not you? You are the infamous berserker. Shouldn't it be called the immortal instead? He carefully observed her, pointing for Yudong to step behind it. She had seen someone from afar. That girl behind you. Right. A red-haired woman was clutching her stomach, leaning against the corner. Bildop's eyes were bloodshot, with a pair of fly wings sprouting behind. Possessed destructive power comparable to the 12th throne. Hundreds of flies emanated her. Immediate fireball was launched toward the red-haired girl. Bip smiled in satisfaction. That girl quickly used her powers to dispel the fire. She was indeed the deadly source, but her body was covered in countless wounds. Her eyes bloodshot, seemingly no longer human. Budabap scoffed. Your name is impressive, but you are really weak. However, your magic resistance is no joke. Around the wizard, there are those weak soldiers who have fallen, and despite being torn apart by my children, you are the only one who has not turned into a monster. You should be proud of that. She glared with deep resentment. Parang could not hold back anymore, grabbed his sword, and charged in. Shut up, you jerk. He took the long whip from the female demon and prayed. You are quick. Has then healed and restored you already. Instantly, she swung the whip, her face full of killing intent. Parang's sword and the opponent's whip clashed continuous, so fast that the naked eye could barely see. Yudong was beside her, trying to save the whip, but the situation was grim. She spoke softly. Yua's eyes were glued to the battle as he asked, what is going on? From behind him, the voice of the female wizard rose. Please finish me off. You should turn back and observe the opponent. Her body was starting to grow abnormal parts, despite the pain. She joked, what is wrong? Do you have a crush on me or something? That is kind of gross, she said, breaking into a bittersweet smile. Witnessing this scene, Yudong could not hold back his tears, while he could only grit his teeth and endure. After a moment, he decided to step towards her to respond. Yua raised his sword high, his face cold, meeting her in hell. One slash and everything would end. At that moment, childish voice asked, are you the angel? A little boy, about 5 or 6 years old, with his left eye disfigured beyond recognition. Your whole body is covered in blood, but you still force a smile. At this moment, Anha looks much younger. Turns out he is just a kid. That is the little homeless boy you saved, or they are all gone now. Hearing this, everyone really treated you sincerely. Anha towards the boy. Now, all that remains in the boy's eyes is despair. Am I gonna die too? You respond coldly. Yeah. The boy asked, doesn't he? Angel smile. A wave of painful memories rushes back. The monster Kraken caused the disaster, and Anha as a child is holding a picture of his lost, crying desperately. Please do not go. Sister, do not leave me alone. Your parents say bitterly, you have forgotten how to smile a long time ago. Hearing that, the child tells you, but you have to smile. Okay. You wonder why they told you that. If you smile one day, the child's body has started to grow strange parts, shaking all over. The boy smiles bright, just like the red-haired witch who brings joy to him. Anha just silently looks at the boy. It will hurt a little. His weapon lights up. The boy responds. It is. Raising his weapon. You coldly ask the kid if he has anything else to say. Seeing this, the child trembled. I miss my mom. Your eyes reflect the image of the one who freed you. In a ruined building, bodies lie scattered, with only Anha and the child who has passed. You are silent. A drop of waterfall. I hate that is your thought. The child is playing nearby, falling right in front of. They start crying and the mother appears. I hate their selfishness and Shalona. They think that just by crying, parents will solve all their problems. You watch the child being comforted by their mother. Back and forth, the child is innocently smiling in the arms of their parent, as if hell did not exist and believing that happiness would last forever. Since witnessing loved ones pass away right before my eye, I no longer hold those beliefs. Beneath your feet is an old teddy bear. You dust it off. Min smiles because they do not want everyone around to worry. Emotions have gradually hardened on the battle. Since the regression, I have not felt anything anymore. You hug the teddy bear and walk alone. Even if you all die, I can't shed a single tear. Stuffing the teddy bear into the arms of the doomed child. A loud voice pulls you back to reality. The mosquito extermination mission is complete. She is turned into a monster. Exterminate her complete. A boy is using all his strength to restrain the female demon. The other one is stabbing the monster with countless strikes, making it scream in pain, and recalls after witness child lose their life, boldly declaring that in return, they will kill all of you monsters. The news report covered the incident, and thanks to the quick and timely response of the mosquito girl, the mosquito was eliminated. The mayor awarded the girl for her bravery. Who has been quietly observing her brother from afar. Late, he has not been smiling, and she does not want him to be sad. Remembering her sister's words, he is sad. You have to comfort him. She asks, how do I do that? Just run to him, calls out loud, brother. Her sister told her to hug him tight. She She jumps into his arms unexpectedly. He gently pats her head, and she giggles. What has got our eyes so happy? He asks. I just want a hug. Hearing her response, he smiles kindly and pats her head. The little girl leans in and whispers in his ear, brother, what is it? Suddenly, she kisses his cheek affectionately. I like you the most, she says, like this much, like the sky and the earth. She says this while waving her hands cute. He holds her face in awe and then smiles. Me too, he replies cheerfully. Really? A voice from the loudspeaker at the school gate announces. Then now we will start the team scavenger hunt. This signals the start of the game. Nouha opens the paper she just received. Looking confused, she says, searching around. Plus, where do we look now? Meanwhile, the children around them begin to run wildly. Their task. Suddenly, Nouha spotted Kim Min sitting with Jin Seona. He shouted, Jin Seona, which surprised her and made her ask back. Nouha did not hesitate or explain. He just grabbed Jin Seona's hand and ran off. Follow me. Confused girl shouted as she was dragged along behind. What did your note say? Meanwhile, Kim Min was sitting behind, cheering them on. I do not know, but you guys need to hurry up. We have to win this. The two finally arrived. The teacher saw them and asked, let me see your note. Nouha excitedly handed it to the teacher, saying, here you go. Jin Seona, out of breath and pale, was behind them. When the teacher opened the note, it simply said puppy. The teacher wondered, is Seona puppy? Hearing that, Jin Seona could not hold back anymore and burst out in anger, grabbing Nouha's shirt and shaking. Why am I? Hearing that, he could only glance away. Seona, our blue team has to win. She did not want to justify herself any further, but remembered Kim Mun's words about relying on them. I am sure I will win and become class president next. Everyone, help me out. Okay, she gritted her teeth, enduring the discomfort in her heart, then decided to bark twice to prove her point. The teacher was very pleased to see that. That is right, you really are. At lunchtime, No, with sparkling eye, lifted up a lunchbox to show off a mate. Nouha happily received the lunchbox and pointed at the smiling face on the right. Asked, looks delicious, but who is this? She cheerfully closed her eyes and answered, while Kim Min and Jin Seona sat in front, looked on enviously at the two. His eyes are sparkling. Kim Min angrily shot a glance at Nouha. Asked, why can't you treat us half as well as you treat you? How dare you call Seona? Upon hearing this, Jin Seona pouted sadly, while you remained unfazed. What nonsense are you talking about? What is so good about you guys? The girl angrily pointed at Nouha. Plus, you are making me join the treasure. Otherwise, you will just be lazy again. With a confident look and a bright smile, Kim Min raised his hand proudly, declaring, as long as I am class president, class 33 will definitely achieve the highest results. But the beautiful dream quickly crumbled when Nouha spoke up to reveal the truth. Isn't it because Teacher Down promised us hamburgers if we win? Her expression gradually twisted into a gloomy frown. Kim Min angrily threatened, anyway, if you dare to run away this afternoon, just wait. I won't let this slide. Next to her was a girl who had just finished running, breathing heavily from exhaustion. So tired. A beautiful woman approached the girl, wiped her sweat, and asked with concern, you did great. Are you hurt? Girl smiled and replied, a friend nearby. Hearing this, asked in confusion, Hang, what does mom mean? The woman was Hang's stepmother, Minijin. She gently smiled and said, Mom thinks it sounds good. It is very special and unique, right? She smiled sweetly and asked back, watching their somewhat awkward interaction, remembered that a few months ago, Hang's dad had remarried Minsu. Minijin is actually the second daughter of Min Junsich of the Alice group. The wedding. Kids were very surprised for a moment when they realized chairman of the Alice group, their uncle who often hung out. And Kia happily said, he is still the same old, making him laugh big. Looking back, thought that even though he said that, the kids accepted it really. Besides, it seemed like Hang felt quite shy calling Minsu Jin mom. The girl clenched her fists and tried to say, I will do my best to call you mom. Jin Seona liked to point it out, hey Yan, you are wrong again. Hearing that, Dung Hang realized and shouted out loud. Ninijin still cheerfully said it is okay. At noon at school, Nojiha was still wandering around the schoolyard. He yawned while walking and thought, should I go to sleep now? Just as he was saying there was no one in the flower garden, he noticed Jin Seona hiding in a corner nearby. Seeing that, Nkluho walked over to ask, what are you doing, little? The girl, hearing that, got annoyed and pointed at him with her eyes closed. I told you I am not a puppy anymore, but because of you, everyone calls me little puppy now. And Kia calmly replied, why does little puppy sound affectionate and friendly? He heard some noise behind the wall and went over to check. Asked, but why are you here? What is going on? Nundrua popped her head out from behind the wall, her face showing a momentary look of surprise. A voice rang out, you take care of your own business. That is Kim Min. Girl yelled, why does mom have to care about who I play with? Her mother gently reassured, Injin, that is not it. Hearing her mother say this, and seeing the girl calm down, she continued, play with Unhigh and Unhigh, and it would even be better if you got closer to Hang than you are now, but I hope you will keep your distance from Seona. This Kim Min could no longer hold back. She pushed her mother's hand away, raising her voice to question, what do you mean by that? Why do you have to interfere in who I should be friends with? She could not take it anymore, yelling, Seona is a monster. The words that just slipped out made Nojiha pause for a moment. Her hands clenched. She said firmly, you may not know this, but people generally do not like monsters. What will they say when they see you getting close to one? As soon as she finished speaking, Kia turned to look at Jin Seona, who was sitting with her head down, looking very sad. The girl looked down at the ground and said, her hand unconsciously made circles on the ground. Then she said, I already knew. Someone like her can't have friends, right? Hearing that, feeling distressed, asked, so what are we? Hearing this, Jin Seona smiled faintly. I know. That is why I am really grateful and sorry to you all. The girl stood up, trying to show that she was okay. I was planning to meet mine, but now it is more awkward. Suddenly, her wrist was held back with a serious and determined expression. Said, it is, just trust Kim Min. The angry voice of Kim Min's mother still echoed in the air. Someone told my mom they saw me playing with that girl, so they did not play with the other. Do you really enjoy hearing other people talk behind your back? Every word felt like a needle piercing Kim Min's heart, making her tear up and unable to. Jin Seona could not stand it and begged her to leave. Suddenly, Kim Min raised her voice. She buried her head in her hand, gripping the hem of her pants, determined to speak, but the last words Kim Min spoke through tears, yet full of determination. Seona's my friend. Those words left Jin Seona completely surprised. Hearing that, Kim Min fell silent for a long time before she sighed. Compromise, she said. Fine, that is what you want. Don't come crying to me later about what you have chosen. After sharing, the two hugged tight. Kim Min reassured her she would not regret it. You are as stubborn as someone I know. She teased affectionately. Ninja peeked out and seeing that, happily exclaimed, looks like everything is settled now. Saying that, he turned around, playfully teasing, puppy, before someone else sees it, making her very angry as she chased after. Why do you calling me pup? Suddenly, Jin Seona stopped and gently called out, why do you ask? She smiled warmly, her eyes sparkling. sparkling. Let us win first place today, Jin Seon excitedly said. We should help Minji feel better. Noho agreed. Okay. During the event, classmate group 33 eagerly played a game of dodgeball, leaving everyone surprised. The teacher sadly declared that the blue team won, while Kim Min-hee did not understand what was going on and turned to look at everyone. What is wrong with Noah? Brushed off her hand, acting casual. What is going on? Your actions made the girl very suspicious as she pointed at you and questioned, why are you trying so hard? That is not like you at all. Noah turned her face away, trying to avoid it. What are you saying? I am always like this, right? Over there. Jin Seon also brought victory to the class in the relay. In the following game, you all advanced. The vehicle also won the obstacle game. Kid smugly said it was as easy as pie. Yang also won the three-legged race. And as a matter of final results were announced, the school declaring that the winning class of this fall sports day was when Kim Min and Ji stood up to receive the award in front of the whole school amid cheers and applause. The blue team of class 33. The girl's face could not hide her happiness and pride. Kim Min-hee held the class certificate and proudly said, look, we can do this if we try. You guys have to vote for me to be class president next time. Before she finished, she felt the mischievous gazes of her friends around. Noho was the first to ask, are you all ready? Jin Seona smugly replied. So everyone grabbed one of her legs and arm, gradually lifting Kim Min-hee up. The girl panicked and asked, what are you guys doing? Jin Seona below did not care and shouted one. By the time she shouted, Kim Min-hee was thrown up in the air amidst the cheers of, you guys are awesome. Do it again. Stop. You are making the parents outside unable to hold back their joy. Kids are really close, are not they? The classmates are chanting again. By the third count, Kim Min, with the happiest face ever, throws up the middle finger.